Hello, everybody. I clicked the window too many times. Boop. Oh. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing anyway. I have to just set it up. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello, hello. Hello to all. I will give everybody the rundown in a second. Mighty Nein Reunited. And it feels so good.
Hello.
All right. I think I saw Holly Mack put the timestamp. I don't know if others did too. Uptime, yeah. Vero did. 10:06. I think I saw Holly Mack post it too. 10:06. 10:06 Ninja put it. 10:06. I'm pretty confident that is correct. Whoop, whoop. 10:06. 10:08. All right, I gotta let it play out a little bit. 10:06 coming up.
That's the 17 plus book we can't put out yet.
Whoop! I missed it by a split second. I was like looking and I'm like, oh shit. Well, now I gotta watch it again.
Coming to the outskirts.
I was trying to get the volume
great
right.
of this. Oh my goodness.
Mighty Nine, the coming.
That's the 17 plus book we can't put out
Mighty
yet.
Nine, the coming. Oh my god, it's like exactly 10:06. I am horrible. You all
Coming to the
can hate me.
outskirts.
The great
I didn't think it was. I thought I had like a
Mighty
split
Nine,
second. It's got to be like exactly 10:06, so I've got to be quick. One,
That's
two,
the 17 plus book we can't put out yet.
4, 5, bop. All right, 10:06 on the dot. 10:06. Matt said it pretty quick. All right, let me get the black window down. Let me say hi to everybody. Explain to everybody what the deal is for tonight. And then we'll get rolling. Why is the black window? Oh, because I made it disappear. I'm like, why is it not there? Let's get to the clock as well. Where is the clock? Show door. How's everybody doing? While I'm getting this ready, getting the clock ready, how's everybody's week? How was everyone's new year? Boop, boop. Set time. All right. We got the clock. Oop, it's got stuck. I'll readjust it when we switch to the other, because I have a feeling this is way too high. It's probably got to be like down here. Boop. I'll like have Matt's eyes, but we'll probably recorrect that in a bit. But how is everybody doing? Let me say hi to everybody. We got Raisa Costa is back again. Michael and Vero, my moderators, Laisapaki and the dude JB as well, if they're in the background or lingering somewhere. Haven't seen or heard from the dude in a while. The dude said they were very busy with work last I talked to them, and I hope all is well. Because I don't think the dude's been, I feel like the dude has stopped in briefly, but haven't really talked to the dude too much in the last couple of weeks or months. This is just vitamin water. Holly Mack, tomorrow I will be watching Leverage. I still haven't watched episode 3. I watched the first 2 episodes. The football starts playing on Saturdays. After Christmas, you start having Saturday games. And then this is the last week before the playoffs. And then it's about a month left of football. Super Bowl is like the first week of February, I think. So from like this week, there's about 4 weeks of football left. And one of the weeks is a break. You have 3 weeks of playoffs. And then Pro Bowl is like an off week. And then Super Bowl. So Super Bowl is probably the second week of February because of the Pro Bowl. So, point being, I feel like there's a month left of football, and that is it. And Saturday games they started last week, but tomorrow is 2 big Saturday games. So I will be watching like 4 hours of reactions before the games start at 4:30. I plan on getting up and getting some work done, and then around noon, just marathoning. I got to do 2 episodes of Once Upon a Time. I'm going to do 1 episode of Leverage, and I got to do an episode of Pushing Daisies. So I've got a 4-hour time slot from noon to 4. And then football starts at 4:30. I'm taking the rest of the night off. But I will be watching Leverage tomorrow. I just saw your name and thought of it. But let me say hi to everybody else. HollyMac79, Star, clever name I made. I saw Raisa Costa is back. I said that already. Ninja Master is in here. Ninja, how's your day going? Are you at Pizza Land? We have Colvin. And I think that's about it who has talked in the chat. I already said hi to Vero and Michael, my moderators. We are starting part 2. Here is the deal. ViewMasters, what does it say? ViewMasters Fanon, as it's created. I could pretend that lore is canon. ViewMasters Fanon, like Fanon, canon, Fanon, fandom, canon, fandom. I think you're right about the football stuff. Yes, football is over this week. There's no Monday Night Football this week. There is Saturday and Sunday, and then the regular season's over. There are still like 2 teams left undecided in the playoffs. The Bengals, the Broncos, one of them's making it. I think the other side, I think the NFC is already determined. There might be some differences in the placings of the teams, but the teams are set. The NFC, or the AFC, I should say, I think it's down to the Bengals or the Broncos. I think Miami has a shot, but it's like a 5% chance. It's very likely going to be either the Bengals or the Broncos, and then the playoffs are set. Then there's 3 weeks of playoffs, 1 bye week, and the Super Bowl. After that, Jay will be taking a break from drinking. Tonight, Jay will not be drinking either. Jay has been drinking way too much. After I got released and able to drink by the ENT, I've gone into a drinking stupor where I have consumed way too much. And I don't know if it is the drinking. I don't think it is, to be honest with you. I don't think it's the drinking. But the last couple days, I have felt miserable again. So, like last night, I was having so much trouble sleeping. And I borderline felt like I did when I had food poisoning. And it got to the point where I'm like, do I have a stomach virus? Me and my family were talking about it. Like, the differences between food poisoning and the stomach virus are so close that you don't know if you have one or the other. I am almost positive I had food poisoning because I had no other symptoms, and it like came and went pretty quick. Like it was like I was miserable for 2 days and it came and went. But last night I started feeling miserable again. And Jesse and Robbie have been sick for like the last week, and his family's really sick. And I've been around people and stuff. And as you can see, I'm all right now. But last night I felt miserable. So but the other thing was it was college football day, and I was also drinking all day. So it could have been that I just drank too much, or it could have been that I wasn't feeling well, or both. All I know is I was like, let me take a break from drinking, because usually when we come on the live streams, I'll down like 5 or 6 shots. So I'm just going to have my vitamin water today. I'm not going to go too nuts. And because I was miserable last night, I got like no sleep, and I have reactions to do and stuff. So I think we're going to not do to the break. I don't think. I'm positive we're not. I think the break is at 2:20. It looks like the break is at 2:20, which means we have 2 hours and 10 minutes. I think I'm going to do like up to the final 20 minutes. I think I'm going to stop around the 20-minute mark, and then we'll do that in a YouTube video, just because I want to get some stuff done after this. I see the most replayed moment is about 45 minutes in. So 45 minutes in is the most replayed moment. We will go to like an hour 45, hour 50, give or take, and then I will, wait, does that make sense? No, we'll go to about, like, probably around the 2 hour mark, I should say. We'll go to somewhere around the 2 hour mark. And then the final 20 minutes I will do in a YouTube video. And then the back half of this is 3 hours. So I might do a YouTube video to finish this off. I might do a Patreon video to start the second half. I see the most replayed moment is like somewhere towards the end. So it shouldn't affect anything with the Patreon hour. I just see that next week is going to be over 3 hours. And I don't like, I want to try to keep them tight, and I want to have a Patreon hour and stuff. So we'll see how we do with the Patreon hour. But for now, just because I don't feel 100% and I'm exhausted and have crap to get done and everything. I'm thinking we'll go to around 2 hours. So we got like an hour and 50 minutes, give or take. Hour and 50 minutes, give or take. I know I record a lot of shows, but is anyone else trying to get you to check out Interview with a Vampire? Recommend. I recommend a lot of shows. I was like, record. My sister, I'm pretty sure, reacts to it. If she doesn't, she talked about it with my cousin at Thanksgiving. They were talking a lot about it. My aunt at Christmas was saying it is like my cousin's favorite show ever, and that all of her Christmas gifts were somehow related to Interview with a Vampire, the new show. She said I got her socks and like also like anything you could think of that has relation to Interview with a Vampire. My aunt said she got my cousin, and my cousin's like in her 30s. She's like late 30s, I want to say, because she's older than my sister. My sister's 35. So I think my cousin's like 37, 38. Massive Interview with a Vampire fan. My sister and her were talking about it. She is a fan. I think my brother was talking about it at Christmas when we brought it up. So lots of people I know are raving about the show. I was never big with the movie in general. Not that the movie wasn't good. It's just I was really late to the game with the movie. Interview with a Vampire, I didn't see till like 20 years after it came out. I don't know when it came out, but I feel like it came out when I was in middle school. And it had to be in at least 15 years, 20 years later that I had seen the movie. And the movie was very good, don't get me wrong. I thought it was phenomenal. But I was so late to the game that I wasn't really like jumping or rushing to see the show. But I do hear great things about it. But Neil just jumped in. Hello, my good friend Neil. Did I miss anybody else jumping in of late? The Chimiki Paro is here. Hello, people. Does Jay will post the campaign wrap up? By the way, I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I did post the conclusion of part 1 this morning. I watched it immediately after the live stream. I watched the conclusion of part 1 immediately after the live stream last Friday, and I didn't realize I never posted it. I was going on today and I was like, oh my God, I never posted it. I watched it immediately. I edited it up that night. I watched it and edited it up. And then I posted it on, like, I put it up on YouTube, but I didn't, like, post it. So my apologies for getting the conclusion of part 1 out so late. But if you didn't see it yet, around noon today, I posted the final 25 minutes of part 1. So in case you're wondering, hey, we never finished part 1, I did finish it. I was just horribly late to posting it. If you noticed, I've been, like, so out of it all week. I've been just like with the holidays, between being miserable all Christmas up until like the day my brother left, and then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and then just getting better and then feeling like crap again. That's why I'm like, I got to take a break from drinking, because whether it's drinking or not, when football season starts and then the holidays come around, and then on top of it, I actually get sick and feel like I'm dying, it like totally took a toll on me to the point where I didn't do Adventure Time this week. Ramba 1/2 ended and I didn't even know it. I like didn't watch it on Saturday and I went to watch it yesterday because I'm like, oh God, I'm a week behind. And the show ended the week before and I didn't even know the week before was the finale. So I haven't been posting videos. I haven't been doing anything. This next week I've got to take a break, like I said, from drinking and get back on track. And once football ends, I'm going to go like cold turkey for like a month or two. Maybe I'll go back into edibles again. Maybe we'll do some edibles on stream and stuff. But I'm definitely going to take a break from drinking. Jay, I say this with love, and I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. You've been out of it for a month. It's the new you. You've been out of it for a month. I'm pretty sure I can agree with that based on everything. I looked this morning and I'm like, the last video I posted was the Superman trailer, and I posted that like the day it came out. So I haven't posted anything except for to this morning when I posted the conclusion of part 1. I hadn't posted anything in like 2 weeks. Now, granted, like I said, it was Christmas and New Year's and I was sick, but that's like a lot. Usually, like usually I could be dying. Even when I had my throat problem and I was like in the hospital every other day, I was still posting videos and stuff. So just got to get back on track. Ninja Master, happy early birthday, man. Doesn't feel like it has been years, but looking forward to many more, my dude. That's to Ninja Master. Ninja Master. The show is great, talking about Interview to a Vampire. I got season 2 for Christmas, so I finally got to watch it. Is there only 2 seasons? How many seasons are there? For me, it's just kind of the epitome of vampire films. If the epitome of vampire films could be a club of 12 or so movies, I definitely will check it out because so many people rave about it. Happy birthday, bro, from Neil to Ninja Master. Ninja Master, happy birthday as well. When is it exactly? I missed it up top. I saw it was coming soon. My birthday is on Monday. Monday. What day is that? Today's the 3rd? I think it's the 3rd, right? 3rd. 4th, 5th, 6th. January 6th. Happy birthday to Clever. 14 episodes, only 2 seasons so far or something like that. So, that being said, Monday is Ninja's birthday. January 6th, the great and powerful Ninja Master. Ninja. I saw people did New Year's things on the Discord too. I was probably already drunk by the time I saw anything. Well, no, I was definitely drunk. Because I started feeling better. What was it? My brother left on Saturday. He either left Friday or Saturday. And then Sunday was football. Sunday I started drinking again. So I took like a break. I think I drank with you guys, but I feel like I didn't go too crazy. That's right. I think I had like 2 or 3 shots with you guys on Friday. Saturday I took off. Sunday was football and I went out and watched all the games and I went back to normalities and I had like a couple pitchers of beer and some shots and I felt fine. And then Monday night football, I drank again. And then Tuesday night was New Year's Eve. And then I think that's what did it. I think from going from having food poisoning and then drinking heavily Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that I was like dying pretty much yesterday all day. I was like, this is not good. And I also weighed myself. I did the mistake of weighing myself and being it is the new year. I was like, all right, I got to start getting back into shape. I've been lifting weights and stuff, but I haven't been eating good. I've been drinking way too much and I just have been slacking. And I weighed myself and I'm back up to like 190. And those of you who remember, I got up to like 210, 220 like 2 years ago. And I'm like, I'm never going to get over 200 pounds again. And I was up to like 210, 220. And that's when I went on that crazy diet where I like wasn't drinking or doing anything. And I was running every morning, miles and miles. And I got all the way down to like 155. Now I'm back to 190. So granted, it took like a year to do 30. So I gained like 35 pounds, 35 pounds over the course of a year, but that's a lot considering it is all junk food and beer. And I haven't been running and stuff. So I'm going to, this week, my plan is to slow the drinking down, go back to running, get my shit back on track, lose like 10 or 20 pounds by St. Patrick's Day. Bro, you look young as fuck. I don't feel old. I just feel like when I do things like I used to do, I break down so much faster. Like I just feel like crap. I don't think I look like crap. I just feel like crap from all the drinking. So like I said, football, 1 month left. I'm only going to drink on the weekends. I might have a drink or two with you guys on Friday. Like maybe Friday night might start it, but the rest of the week, like Monday through Thursday, no drinking for Jay. Monday football's over. Thursday night football's over. The problem with football is there's always Monday night football and Thursday night football. So I always make excuses like, all right, it's usually the weekends. But then Monday night football, I'm like, well, it's football. I got to drink beer. And then Thursday night football comes and I'm like, well, I didn't drink Tuesday and Wednesday, so Thursday's all right. And then Friday comes in, it's live stream and I'm like, well, might as well do shots with you guys because I drank last night. Football destroys my liver. Football makes me want to drink every 5 minutes. So I don't have to. I'm an adult. I can restrain myself, but I choose not to. So football is like a commitment. I watch every game every week and I drink my face off. But now that the playoffs are coming, no Monday night or Thursday night football anymore. So I can cut my drinking back to just Saturday and Sunday. And because of the playoffs, there's not games all day long. There's only 2 games a day when the playoffs start. During regular season, games start at like 12 and end at like midnight. So there's like a 12-hour span in which I drink on Sundays. But that is limited now when the playoffs start to like a 4:30 game and a 7:30, 8 o'clock game. So I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying I football is definitely the death of me. Football is the death of me. I love it. I enjoy it every year. I watch it with my father. My father's very into it. So it's like a fun time where we go out every Sunday and we drink and we party. But after 3 or 4 months of it, it takes its toll, especially as I'm getting older. So the plan is only weekends until football ends, and then no drinking till St. Patrick's Day. And then by then I should have rebounded and I should be back to healthy, normal, 20-pound less, lighter Jay. Jay just sniped your compliment. My New Year's resolution was to not give myself unrealistic expectations and to take each month as they come. Colvin, that is great choice by you. The expectations I'm giving myself, you guys seen I'm capable. I don't give myself unrealistic expectations. Not that you are saying that, you do. I don't give myself unrealistic ones. I am capable of, I guarantee you, I could lose 15 or 20 pounds by St. Patrick's Day if I just start, like I said, like start on the weekends, just weekend drinking. By the time football comes, I'll cut out completely. Like, it's not good to just go cold turkey. It's actually not good for your body in general. But if I wean back to the weekends and then after football, just like cut it out for like a month, I could easily, I'm not kidding you, just from the amount of beer and alcohol I consume. And when I get drunk, I get the munchies and I eat garbage. If I'm sober, I eat a lot healthier too. So not only is beer, I probably gain like a pound or two a week in beer. I eat better when I'm not drinking beer. So I think I could easily lose 15 or 20 pounds by St. Patrick's Day. And then I will celebrate and hopefully feel a lot better. Like, I just feel beaten down from all the, like, from November 5th to now, which is almost 2 straight months. November 5th is when the ENT was like, you're okay to drink again. I hadn't drank in like 2.5 months and I went nuts. That was the problem. It was like the violent illness I had with my throat. That cold turkey made me stop drinking and smoking. Like, I haven't smoked weed or cigarettes or anything. For 2.5 months, I wasn't able to do anything. So once the ENT was like, you're healthy again, I felt so good and was so ready to go out and drink and go crazy that I went nuts for like 2 months. And I'm like, all right, we got Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then New Year's and my brother visits and we had Ren Fair. Like, well, actually Ren Fair was before that, so I couldn't drink anyway. But I just had so many things and so many reasons to drink, and football was gung-ho, and I just went too nuts. Jay is back to missing my chats. Jay, read my last few chats. Let's go to Michael. We can also split the streams. I was dropping lore. Oh, Michael, by the way, in the lore, Vero fought the dude Highlander style to be a mod. Post the link in the Discord, part 2, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think I caught up, Michael. Michael, by the way, if everybody didn't see in the Discord, I saw it earlier today, Michael, the Stern pinball machine of D&D. I watched the whole video. I watched the video you sent me, and then I watched the actual Stern video, and then I contacted our distributor at Stern, because Stern is the one who distributes our pinball machines at the arcade. So I contacted them and was like, how much does this cost? And I think he said 1. I don't even know if I could get it for you because they're pre-ordered out the wazoo. But if he can get it for me, I think there were 2 versions. I think there was like a regular one and then like an ultimate edition or something like that. And he was like, the one in the video, I think, is the regular one. I didn't see the ultimate edition one, but the one in the video looked like the regular one. And I think he said it was like $18,000, and the ultimate one was like $25,000 or $30,000, and that doesn't count shipping and everything else. So you're looking at I would be looking at like around $20,000 but it was amazing. Also, like the video, like where the dragon, if you guys didn't see it, go on the Discord, the ultimate edition. Yeah, there's like an ultimate edition where it had like like all sorts of craziness. I asked Chris, my partner, Neil. Neil knows Chris. I think it was 13K. I think he was saying 18, maybe 18K was with shipping and everything, but he was saying, I guess because it's probably like very limited or something, he was saying you're looking at like 18K for the regular one. I just wanted to get a ballpark idea because I called my partner at the arcade and I was like, yo, check out this video. And he loves like fantasy adventure kind of stuff. And he was like, that is amazing. And there was a guy who buys most of our pinball machines because he himself is a pinball like extraordinaire. He puts them in his house and then he rotates them and stuff. And he's like, let me talk to him tonight. He comes in the arcade tonight. His name is Paul. So he's like, let me talk to Paul tonight and see if Paul's going to buy it, because this dude usually buys everything pinball. Like if it's like Stern only makes 2 or 3 pinballs a year. They make like dedicated cabinets to like specific things. So being as there's only 2 or 3 that are released every year, there's a good chance that this dude buys it because that thing was awesome and ridiculous looking. And if he does, he'll put it in the arcade. So I'll keep you posted on that. But it was a very awesome pinball machine of Dungeons and Dragons. Like one of the if not most advanced pinballs I've ever seen. The way the dragon has like sensors that like move around based on the location of the pinball, and then you could like pick your character and actually like level up your character like an RPG in a pinball machine, and every week it resets the maps in the game, so like each week is a different game. Like stuff like that I've never seen before in a pinball machine. Running back into Pizza Land for a bit, but I will be in the background. Ninja, we will be here for you. Okay, this is a weird request, but Jay, next time you go into the arcade, can you take some videos and post them in the Discord? I've only seen the outside. Yes, I can, Star. I might even have videos on my phone of recent, because we recently got the Ultimate Edition of NBA Jams. Neil, have you been to the arcade when we had NBA Jams? We just got the Ultimate Edition of NBA Jams. It is one of, if not the biggest games we've ever had. It is 4 players, and the screen, it's got to be like an 85-inch screen, and it almost hits the ceiling. We had to take it apart in pieces to get it in. And it is like 4-player, full size, got to be like 75, 85-inch screen. And it updates itself weekly. So like when the NBA in real life alters its rosters and stuff, it actually alters in game. So it's like literally accurate with what is currently happening. Like technology is great for things like sport games and stuff like that. Who has the Starship Troopers machine? Is that in, I don't know. Did you see that at the arcade, Mike? If it was at the arcade, then it's Paul. Paul, every pinball in the arcade is our friend Paul's. I think 1 or 2 of them my business partner owns. I don't own any pinballs. I own a lot of the arcade cabinets, like the fighting machines and stuff. I think our friend Paul owns every pinball except for maybe 1 or 2. So if there's a Starship Trooper one, it's Paul. Is it next to Initial D? Yeah, it's next to Initial D. You got all the Initial D car games, and then NBA Jam is next to that. There used to be a gun game, I think, in between, but now I think it's all Initial Ds. Wait, we're talking digital pinball games? This sounds epic. It was very cool. Star, the videos in Discord for the pinball. You got, if you're into video games and pinball, check it out. I think I've only seen the outside for years, from years old videos Jay's posted on the channel of the arcade. Yeah, I'll throw something up on Discord. The reason I brought up NBA Jams is when NBA Jams came out, I definitely took a video of the game and like the arcade area around there. So Daniel O'Day, hello, how are you, my good friend? But let's get rolling with this because, like I said, I don't want to be on too late. At this point, we already got close to 2 hours, and it's almost 6:30. So everybody thumbs up. I've seen NBA Jam. That shit is huge. Thanks for subscribing, Leah. I see Leah just subscribed. I don't know if you're in the chat, Leah, but hello. If you subscribed, welcome to the family. If you're here, if not, it could just be a video. That is a coincidence. But everyone, thumbs up. Bidet and Happy New Year. Yes, and everybody, Happy New Year. We all did shots last week for Happy New Year, but Happy New Year to everybody. We have about an hour and 45 minutes, give or take. So get ready, thumbs up, and we're jumping in. This is the otoaUnleashed part 2 of the Reunited of the Mighty Nine. The way we ended it, a giant was coming through the trees after Bo fell through and made very loud noises hitting the ground, and all the debris and bushes and stuff hit. So, thumbs it up. I'm going to take a drink of this. We're going to do 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. I might have to reposition the clock, but for now, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
You come to a grove surrounding
the
remaining overgrown remnants.
By the way, Neil, how you been
a
feeling,
stone
bud?
Temple. And
How you
here,
doing,
right as
Neil?
you begin
Everything
to stealth amongst the bushes.
better?
And Veth goes to check, finding one.
Have you
crack
had to go back to the
above
hospital? I hope
the very
not.
apex of the.
I'm waiting till you are
peering
better
through the
longer,
undergrowth.
and then we're going to do a movie night. So, Neil, let me know
The
when
storm
you're
giant
feeling
is
up for
completely
it,
bursts
and we will do another
through.
movie night soon.
Putting us.
Oh no!
Look at the giant. Oh my god, we have a giant's giant. There is a giant's giant.
Boy.
It's doing mage curls.
And with that rolling
Mage curls.
Oh, God.
Oh, you know what?
Okay.
This
This
might be
combat is brought
perfect.
to you by WizKids Minis. Build
I'll put
your own
this, like,
collection
right
of
like this.
fantastic Critical Role Minis by WizKids. Available
just
at
have their heads, so we'll do it like that.
WizKids.io/CR Minis or at your local game store.
Dwarven Forge.
Okay. Shit. Fuck.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God.
What'd you
We're
get?
fine.
I feel like I
Amazing.
drank this
Yeah,
mix
right.
really fast, even though I started drinking it around
Kingsley.
4,
The best
and
of
I'm
us,
not
Kingsley.
quite done
The
yet.
best of us.
Scions
2.5 hour
pouring
Mike's
out.
Hard Lemonade.
Oh, no.
That's so many.
So many. Okay. Okay, this changes.
I was thinking of
Look,
watching.
I realized that there might be more
Skeleton
game
Crew
after
tonight.
this, but I
I
feel
woke
like
up this
we shouldn't
morning.
save spells in this
I didn't feel
instance.
great. And I was going to watch Skeleton Crew because everyone keeps telling me to watch it.
24.
And I ended up watching like 2 hours of What If,
Kingsley beat
the final
Bo.
season of Marvel's What
Beat
If.
me. What's your initiative?
So
What
I
did you do?
started.
What'd you
My
do?
intentions were to
Natural
start
20? What's your
Skeleton
initiative?
Crew.
Who are
I never
you?
even started it. I ended up watching
maybe you should take
hours
a
of
second
What
and
If.
find
What
out.
If's very entertaining, and it's like
Clearly I'm fast.
you
Oh,
can
wait,
jump
Bo, and then
around
Bo, and then-
and
Kingsley Bo.
not have to worry.
Fjordy.
It's like each episode self-contained. Some connect in some ways,
Nobody else
but you can
2015?
jump around and
15
you
to
know.
10.
I find it pretty good.
13.
I watched
forgot.
the
I add
final
things to
couple
initiative. I'm
episodes,
18.
and I
Oh.
think
wow.
they said that
What's
is
your
it.
dexterity?
I think that was it
It's
for
20. Then you go.
Okay, yeah.
the
Okay,
rest
so
of
it's-
time.
So it's
So
both.
that-
I also
Sorry,
marathon
I was-
Squid Game
I was
season
not
2.
adding initiative because
If anybody saw Squid Game 2,
+0 and
I
and this
binge
one
watched
more.
it
This
the
one.
night before
And then
Yasha.
Yasha.
New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So Monday night, I think
Okay.
it was.
Jester
Monday
got
night, I
11.
binge watched
Just to go
all of
11?
Squid Game season 2.
Which means
Caleb got to 7, which
Yeah,
is
Neil, I
so
would definitely say
much
What
less
If
stressful
this
than
the
being
final
Orm at the
season
front
I
of the
think was the
pack.
worst of the 3. What If?
Alrighty.
It's still
Well,
not
that being the case,
bad,
as this
but
giant
definitely not as bad.
comes
I mean,
barreling
not
through
as
a
good
massive
as the
tree,
others.
slamming into the ground as it pushes past over it, holding
Vinny is
and
watching
clutching
Squid
to its
Game
chest
too.
quickly, the
Vinny,
mage.
if you're there,
The rest of the scions
is-
like swarming out of the
I thought
nearby
it was
brush
pretty good.
as it
Not
moves
as good as
pushing
season
towards
1,
The temple,
but
Veth
good enough
being
to
there at the very
keep
top, kind of spinning around to see
my
them barreling
entertainment.
towards you. Top of the initiative round is Kingsley with bow on deck. What do you do?
Kingsley with Bo on deck. Here we go,
I
everybody.
take a quick look.
Fighting
Suppose we're
giants.
doing this.
We're fighting
I
giants.
pull out my blade, which it's kind of fascinating. It both seems to draw blood and doesn't
Casino.
at the same time.
Thank God.
It
I'm
seems to just
far
go
away
right back
from
into my
those.
hand
I have
because
no
I'm going to be
self-control.
using.
Still haven't watched Squid.
I'm
What
going
is
to be
Casino?
remembering my features and traits because this is a lot.
I wish I can go
features and traits.
duck pin bowling again. Unfortunately, the
what do I
casino
roll
is
to
pretty
start
much
up,
the only bowling alley
is that
still
everything?
open on my side of the state.
Yeah, where's my crimson?
I
Red?
went to the
It's a
casino
1d8, if I
It's a
recall.
D8 at this level.
in
yeah.
Bethlehem,
So I
Pennsylvania,
roll my d8.
once or twice.
No.
And I was like, now I remember
find
why
my
I
dice
stopped
'cause I'm
going to
so
Atlantic
together.
City.
And I take
I just am an
4
addictive
points
personality.
of damage. But
Gambling
I
and
also,
I
since
win
no way
when
I'm
I
gonna be
go.
able
The
to
good
get to
thing
them to
is
attack
I
this
always
round,
win.
I'm going to use my.
The bad thing is
action
I will
to
stay
use
for
my,
like 2
weapons,
days and
special,
not sleep.
Special stuff. I'm going to use
and
Dark
then
Blessing.
be
Is this where we
useless
were?
for the rest
And-
of the week.
Matt?
So it's
Yeah,
like it isn't even the
opposite
money.
I don't remember
It's
where
the
dice
fact that
are.
I can't.
In this, I'm also using
stop
Dark Blessing, which
gambling.
means it's going to.
too
My sword is
exciting to
going to
me.
give me my blood back, and I'm going.
And
to
I don't
get-
win like ridiculous amounts. Like the last time I went, I won like
temporary
500-600
Great. All right,
bucks.
you got 5, 10.
We
Second
are
time I went, I
hiding
won
in the
like
bushes,
300.
Correct. You are currently
So
hiding.
it's like I win. But if you
That's,
account for how much time I'm there, I'm there for like a
Do we have a
day,
read on
day
there
and
just
a
like,
half,
whoa,
2
we finally
days.
made it, or they're like,
I would make more
coming
money
in.
if I just stayed home and worked.
Best that you can tell, they're
job.
moving with momentum.
Yeah.
And I'd be
They
sleeping
have a goal.
appropriately.
Okay.
So it doesn't really
don't know.
equate, but at least I'm not
No.
losing money, I guess.
You don't.
And
I
exactly-
drink way
I'm
too much
going
when I
to
go to casinos too, because
attempt
booze is free.
to
If you play the right games, booze
with
is
that,
free.
with my movement and with
I end
my,
up drinking
I've got
way
a
too
little- and
much.
I'm going to attempt to
I'm
stealth,
like an
stealth and use
hour
my
and a
other
half
bonus
away
action
from
to
home.
hide.
Well, probably like an
Closer
hour.
to the.
You mean your action and your bonus?
But I'm in
action?
another
use my action
state.
for that. It's the.
Then I gotta get a
it's the
hotel.
thing.
Okay, so you use bonus action to put on
It
the.
just becomes
Put on that.
difficult
And I think I get an extra thing where I can just
time-consuming.
only do. Sorry, I'm trying to remember.
And
how
I'm
this
just
works.
not.
Yes,
I'm not the type of
What do
person
you
that
mean
can go
remember?
for an
It's the
hour or
first time
two
you've
and then
done
go.
it.
Yes, that's true. I tried to learn.
I'm just too addicted to
where is it?
everything.
Jumping right into 17th.
There's a thing. that you
It's
can
like
do.
everything in
Jumping
my
right
life.
into
When I
17th
smoke
is
weed,
so fun.
I smoke so much that I almost
Not
explode.
Crimson Rights, it's
When I
before
drink,
that.
I drink so much that I almost
so
die.
sorry.
When I gamble, I
I
gamble
thought there was a
till
bonus
like
bonus that
literally
you
my
can take
body
to
can no
just
longer
dodge,
function. I just
block,
have a
or
very
like, or no, it's just
addictive
hide
personality
or
to
What you're talking about
everything.
is the rogue ability.
When I
you
work
have,
out,
which allows
same
you to
thing, that
disengage
positive things.
or hide.
If I work out,
or dash
I
as a
will
bonus
go
action, but you use
to
your bonus
the
action to your
extreme. So I just have
your
to,
bonus action currently, but
you know,
have
every
your
now and then
action
occupy
and
myself with
your
positive things.
a movement, unless what you just use in your sword.
I'm a
is
that was my
workaholic.
So you have
action.
your movement, which is
I work all the time when
35
I'm
feet.
like
35
in the
feet.
zone.
But if you're stealthing, it's
I'll
half
work
movement.
endlessly.
To move 15
so
feet,
I just
you're trying
gotta,
to be quiet.
you know,
Okay,
guide myself in the
I'm gonna-
proper
We also be
directions
quiet.
from time
Yeah,
to time.
so I'm gonna start heading straight in towards that first towards the that direction right there.
25, like 30 up in here.
Yeah.
35.
Up in here.
Not up in here.
Okay. There you go.
Did Travis just do it?
kind of
Did
step out of
Travis
the
just do
brush.
it? Not up in here.
What kind of right did you
I'm
put on
pretty sure he
yourself?
just did the
It's
hangover.
Sorry,
cop.
I'm so not used to this.
It's all right.
For these, it would be I'm gonna I'm gonna do the big one. The
That's why I won't smoke or
Illuminated.
try drugs, and
So
I
sorry.
So
only
right of the dawn.
allot
Right of the
myself
dawn.
So
to one drink
your
a
blade,
week.
your rapier
Good
is
for
now
you,
glowing
Star.
brightly.
I
It's
wish
giving off this kind of radiant.
I had
First time in
the
combat.
self-control.
with this
I
character.
do
know,
for
you
you know.
started
I
as a
will
level
watch.
17
I can prove myself. What I do is
I'm
the
getting there.
addictive personality within me. I'll say like, all right, Jay,
Suspenders?
you can't
With,
lose 20 pounds, and then the
Beth
addicted
on deck.
maniac in me
Beth on deck.
will stop drinking
Okay,
and doing all the
I'm
bad
gonna- I'm
things to
gonna
prove
run
that
in.
side of me
in
wrong.
where?
Like
55
I could do it,
speed
so I got to prove
movement.
myself right to my other side.
Vulcan movement.
Yeah,
So
this
that
is
I literally have to do
God.
things like that
5, 10, 15,
to
20.
make the
unarmored
addictive
move, though,
drinker,
I can-
drugger, smoker in me
That's right.
behave himself. But then I go too crazy the other way, like
30,
you guys
35,
saw,
40,
where I
45,
like
50,
drop to
55,
155 pounds and I have like an 8-pack,
want
and then I haven't drank or smoked in like 6
to-
months and
what do I want
I'm
to
miserable
do
because
here?
I have no social life.
I'm.
It's like I can never find the happy median.
Hey guys, I know we all want the same thing.
Is my nephew's
I'm trying
son
to
my
think
great
if I wanna
nephew
be defensive
or
get
grand
in his
nephew?
face.
My nephew's son.
Shut up!
This is the whole
I don't
night,
know.
Travis.
How does that work? I don't
hours
know.
later, he's gonna be like,
I'd be guessing honestly.
Roll with that
I have a
same
niece with a kid, but I have never met the kid. I have a lot of
Yeah, but we're
family
going-
like that. That like
I'm
cousins,
going to-
second
Give her a
cousins,
break,
stuff
Matt.
like
This is the
that.
first time she's ever played
There's
with
a
this
lot of
character.
people
Yes.
I
So,
know
level
that I've never met
17,
before.
Matt.
I only know my like
Wow.
dad's brothers
I'm gonna throw.
and
Your turn's
sisters
coming
and
up.
their kids. That's all I really communicate with. My mom's sister and her
I'm gonna
kids,
throw some.
and my dad's brothers and sisters and their kids. Any
gonna- fuck.
second cousins or
Right here.
anything like that, I never
I just am so
interact
Now's
with.
the time.
I'm going to
Last hurrah.
throw. I use my dex bonus to throw.
All my
Correct.
grandparents
Plus
have passed
my-
away.
plus
My mom
my
only has
Proficiency
one
modifier,
sister
proficiency
whose
modifier?
husband passed away,
Okay.
and she only had
I'm
2
gonna throw
kids.
Some,
So there's not a
Morning
whole
Stars.
lot of
Not Morning
family.
Stars, sorry. Some
My
throwing
dad's
stars.
got the most family,
Bob Bobs?
and
At the
I
Bob
see them from
Bob
time to
at
time,
these
but
two
not a
little piss
lot.
ants.
Maybe
Go
once
for
or
it. So the one
twice
on
a
the
year.
left first.
Because I get 2 of those, right?
Yeah.
Oh god damn it. So
Ba-bam.
one is 19.
17 hits.
That is your
The other is a
second
natural
nephew.
1.
Okay, so one of them is just
Cousins,
sticks into the wood of the tree that
kids,
fell.
second, third,
The one
fourth.
to the left.
I always get
Those are like
confused.
D4s, right?
D4
Yeah, my
plus your
dad's
dex.
Italian and has a ridiculously large family. He
6
has
damage.
like tons of
Damage.
cousins and stuff who I've
Continues to
met
run
when I was
unfazed by
younger,
them.
And I'm just gonna
but
shout
probably
out
not
to
in the last
big guy. I'm gonna
15,
be like, hey,
20 years have I met any of the
Stormfuck.
cousins or their
And then I'm gonna
kids or
take
anything
patient
like that.
defense.
Okay, you're in full dodge mode. Cool, that finishes your turn. Bring us to Veth with Ford on deck. What you got, Veth?
The funny thing is, I went to the bar
she
like a couple
threw that
weeks ago,
thing,
sat next to a
whatever she
guy,
threw,
and I used to live in
at one of the
Elizabeth when I
dudes.
was like a
But that doesn't mean
child,
she's
like
in melee
6
with
years
them,
old.
so I don't get
I
sneak
grew up in
attack,
Elizabeth.
right?
That's where my dad
Okay,
was
cool.
born and raised. And the guy at the bar next to me was
sneak
like,
attack,
"Where are you
or I can try
from?"
to cast a
And I was like,
spell.
"Elizabeth." Never met
Let's
the
try
guy in
to
my
cast a
life.
spell. I'm a
And he's
wizard
like,
now,
"That's where I
too."
was born."
Okay.
And he knew my dad's
Let's
cousins.
Do,
and I am
let's do
43
hypnotic
now.
pattern.
And I moved out of
Okay.
Elizabeth when I was
I'm
like
going to,
6. So I was
pull
like,
out
I haven't
a
been there
stick
in
of incense
37
and a crystal
years.
vial with
And he knew
phosphorescent
my
material
father's
and
cousins.
crack one and rub it in the palm
Random
of my
guy at the
hand,
bar that I never
making
knew.
a sigil, drawing it in the air, and I will cast. She's learning. Hypnotic pattern at all of those guys.
All right, it is a 30-foot cube, which means you can get...
I want to get the most people.
Most people would be everyone
You
but
want
the one that she
confusion?
shot.
My husband was
Okay,
an
so you can
uncle
get
at
all of
1
them
year
in
old.
that one.
And the
And a
storm
great uncle
It's a
at
30-foot
19.
cube, so it goes 30
I
feet
have
high as
friends
well.
like that.
All right, starting over here with the little guys first.
I have
That one.
a really good friend who's a
Well,
year or
first off,
2
the
younger than
DC
me,
on this,
who was an
Wisdom
uncle when
17.
we were
it's a
in
9.
middle
It's
school.
a failure on that guy. So I'm going to mark
And his
these here with some
nephew is older
red
than
markers.
him.
They are incapacitated by
Something
this.
weird,
There's
like
something
wait,
that
he's
puts them.
he was
they're
like an uncle at
incapacitated
12,
until one of you fuckers
but it
gets
was like
And it's at advantage
That
though,
guy.
because they're
Natural 20
his
on him.
brother married a
Front guy.
woman who
And
had
right
another
behind
kid.
him.
So the
Fails.
kid
He's
that is
incapacitated.
technically his nephew
So guy
is
on the
older
far
than
right in the
him,
front.
and he has a nephew that is
That's
younger
a
than
14.
him.
He fails.
So they
But it's
can't
not
move,
like
they're
blood, but it was
incapacitated.
like
Guy back
really
there.
bizarre
He
circumstances.
fails.
We have advantage on them, but if we hit them, they come out of it.
Yes,
Correct.
Okay.
Then they can't move. Their speed 0 while they're incapacitated.
Okay.
The mage up top, that is a natural 18.
Sure.
I'm a
Succeeds,
great
and
great
the
aunt through
giant
marriage.
Wisdom
at
save, you said?
41.
That is a natural 13 to plus. That's 17. That just
That-
beats it.
Okay, cool.
So
That's still
so
effective.
4 of them all of a sudden go from running to this like flash of energy and color just kind of shifts to the air before vanishing, and 4 of them
Like
just
and subscribe
stand
if you haven't,
there,
everybody. We're almost
blinking,
halfway.
stunned.
We're almost halfway.
Amazing. Bonus action.
If we
I'll
hit
just
50
try to
likes,
tuck
we will
around
do
and
something.
hide up there.
We'll do some kind of
Okay.
bonus something.
Somewhere.
So keep
Do
liking.
that.
We're almost
Maybe just-
halfway.
yeah,
We've got
as close as I can do.
at least an
to stick
hour and a
out.
half
Yeah,
left.
anywhere up there's great. I can move.
at least an
right there.
hour and a half
Right.
left, so we got time.
And should I roll for
Last
hiding?
week we
In
hit
a bonus action,
25.
yeah, go for it.
So
I
quick.
think
I think we hit it
advantage on
before
this.
we even
That's
started
2.
last week.
That's a 3.
We never
Terrible.
hit 50. So
But
keep
it's stealth,
on
so I get
liking.
a reliable
I think
talent,
I have
so
one
it's a
account
27.
left I can like on. So I'm gonna sign off.
There it
I'm
is.
a like on
All
my
right,
final
that's still
account.
pretty damn good. All right, finishing bets go. Ford, you're up.
Ford,
Not too
you're
far
up.
behind.
I'll break out of the clearing.
I like that we're
holding
all
out
going
the
in.
Star
We're all
Racer.
going in. I don't know. I'm
feet.
choking on my mic's
30,
wrong pipe.
25, 40 will be
Yes,
Slow
and I'll
the
actually
roll,
I'll go
Star,
towards
slow
you
your
one
roll.
square.
Okay, right
Yeah,
here.
just trying to get out of a line. And then
You already
with
took
my
almost
bonus
3
action,
hours.
I
Don't
will
choke on
send
the
my
3-hour Mike's
Hexblade's
hard.
curse
Okay.
towards the mage that's up.
The mage up top, you got
it. In the
Michael dropped arcade pics and videos.
He's
That's
having
right.
a little
Michael's
bit
been
too
there
much
a
ale
couple
today.
times. Mike, how many times
Daddy's
have you
been
been there?
day drinking.
Michael's had to have been there
And I will
at least 2 or 3
ascend-
times that I know of. The last time you were gonna meet me there, we ended up meeting at my house. I'm pretty sure you just went home after that, right, Mike?
That's Ford's
Did you go to the
real
arcade the night
action, I can
you
do
came
that.
by my house? Because you left pretty late. Actually, I
No,
don't
at
think you could have. I
17th
think the
level,
arcade was closed by
becomes
that
4.
point.
Mickey Mouse.
I think you were here late,
17th level,
so
yeah.
you couldn't have gone to the arcade.
Rain down
Or
hellfire.
Eldritch
But you've definitely been there at
Blast.
least 2 or 3
Damn.
times that I know.
Eldritch Blast, 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 blast.
Now, because it's held, it
By the
does
way, the
have half
pinball
cover
machine,
inside it, so it gets a bonus to its
It's
AC. But
voiced
nevertheless,
by
it's
Laura
held.
Bailey, Marisha Ray,
so
Matt
24 for the
Mercer,
first one?
Kevin
That hits.
Smith, and a bunch of other people
20 for
that
the
I
second
can't
one.
remember.
Hits.
Okay.
But point being,
natural
3 of our
24.
people are voices
And,
on the
17 for the
D&D pinball machine, and you
No,
can hear
17
them.
missed
So go
actually.
check out that
Okay.
video on
So
Discord.
3 hits on it.
I don't get anything for it. I just want
On
you
the
to
mage,
have
on the mage.
enjoyment
On
for
the
the rest of
mage.
your night.
Yeah, obscured partially
I was
by
shocked.
its
I'm like, oh my
fist as it's
god,
clutching it, and so
Marisha,
only 3
Matt,
can hit one of them
and
strikes from
Laura
the back and
voice
back of the
characters
giant's
in the
knuckle.
game. And
But the
Kevin
mage is
Smith,
text.
the Kevin Smith, not
you
like
just
some other Kevin Smith.
23.
Okay.
23. Do I add
Hex
anything
do?
for Hexblade's Curse?
I don't
Hold on
think
one second.
So it's been a little bit.
Nothing for us.
Hexblade's Curse.
Oh, it's your
It's a little bonus.
So it goes to show how far
Tonight, plus 6 to each of those. So
Critical Role has
12, so
come.
it's 35
That they were
points of damage
literally
on the
half
first
of the
two.
cast
Okay.
in
And then for the
the
last
Dungeons and
one,
Dragons dedicated
the
pinball
bridge,
machine
yeah.
by Stern. And in case you don't know gaming, Stern
6
is
plus-
the
just
number
3,
one
6,
pinball
8 is,
machine creator in the world.
14,
Stern
14,
is like
6,
the
20, 21
go-to
points damage.
pinball company.
Dang. You fire
They've
them
been
all
for a
off,
long
and you watch
time.
as the mage is
Stern
completely protected. and,
almost
like,
went
clutching the side of
bankrupt.
its
They might have went
fingers, looks
bankrupt and
over,
then
tries
came
to duck out of the
back
way before
from the
off the
ashes,
side of its
but
chin,
Stern
drop its
makes
shoulder,
the
one
best
hitting
pinball
at the side,
machines in
ducks,
the world.
and the fourth one misses, striking like a middle ring on this this giant's hand, and it kind of just the Eldritch energy scatters, leaving a dark spot, but not enough to damage him. But that was a sizable series of hits on him, and he is.
I'll have to
ducking
make a
into
trip
the shadows,
up that
but
way
the shadows
one
are now
year.
kind of creeping into his body.
If
as
you
the
do,
curse
Colvin,
sets
let
in.
me know. If
right.
people make a
Cool.
special
Sure.
trip like the dude
All right.
one time
It is
came
now-
up, drove like 6-7
now the
hours.
Storm Giants.
I made it a point to be there, and I
Giant. The
made
Storm
him a
Giant goes
cheesesteak
into
with
a
my
50-foot
very
run.
own hands. These hands, like the rock biter. I was like, dude, if you're coming,
You run past me.
you have to have a cheesesteak,
Why?
and it has to be
Top
made
there.
by me.
Oh shit!
I
Do I have
am
an
the
attack of
world-renowned
opportunity as he runs
did
past
not-
me?
he did
cheesesteak
not go
champion
right
of the
past you.
world. I actually
Because he's a little
won
drunk and he doesn't
competitions.
put this on
Every
his-
year
Damn it.
for like
Right
years we
there.
would
Not
have
quite close enough to stop him.
cheesesteak competitions. And they would have
There we
votes
go.
and stuff like that, and I would win every year.
That's his movement.
I am the greatest
action.
cheesesteak, you know, amongst
Raises
us.
both
It
his
wasn't like
fists up,
throughout
puts the mage on his shoulder,
the state or something.
slams
But I make
down
a
into the
damn good
ground.
cheesesteak.
That's awesome.
Thought he was gonna slam dunk the mage into the hole.
Slam dunk in the mage.
It's tough stone, but he's a tough dude.
I have a
with
second cousin. He has a
29
daughter my
strength.
age. She got married and had a kid, while the second cousin also had a kid. So his son and
It's enough damage
granddaughter
to
are
get
growing
through.
up together. That's kind of what happened with my friend. That sounds very similar to what happened with my friend.
Jesus Christ.
It was like his
666 on
nephew
3d6
and
on
his
second
son
rolls. Yeah, he
were the same age
fists
as
down
himself, but it was from
on
other
the top
marriages.
of
It
this
wasn't like
temple,
his
Veth, as you see the
blood
looming giant kind of
son
rise
or
up, not
nephew.
noticing you.
It was
but
very
the stone
bizarre.
that you're standing
We
behind
were like in
suddenly
college,
splinters in front of you.
and
You
we would
to
have
duck to cover
parties, and
yourself
his
as bits of
nephew
stone
and
rock go
son
just
were
shooting
like
around
our
you.
age.
You're surrounded in dust and cloud, and as it begins to dissipate, you see the top of the temple is now sundered, and there is just a pit below.
And this is now
asunder.
gone.
Oh my god.
I prefer my cheesesteak
All right.
When he smashed down,
With
did we
beef,
lose sight
not-
in the
to be
the mage
made
that's in
with
his hands?
beef, not
mage is still on his
J.
shoulder.
Yes,
On
do
his
not
shoulder.
make
He was like he was able to
your
open it up.
cheesesteak with
Yeah,
me.
he
I do not
smashed
want
it.
to
And that
be
was the thing
part
I was
of the
hiding
cheesesteak.
behind.
I just want to be part of making it. All our cheesesteaks are beef, though. They're sirloin. We don't have like steakums. A lot of places use steakums or
you
like
haven't been noticed. It seems.
not fake meat, but
that
not like
finishes
real
its turn.
steak
Yasha,
meat.
you're up with Jester on
We
deck.
use actual
Okay,
sirloin
so-
steak meat.
Here's a question.
And it is quite
because
delicious.
I forgot. Can I
Yes?
do 2 bonus actions?
No,
You can only
get
do-
action and a bonus action.
That's what I thought. Okay, I was just trying to see. if
It's
I
all
could
good.
do
I know, it's been a
two
while.
things in
It's been a while.
Okay, I would like to rage.
I would like to rage.
Welcome back.
I would like to
Alright,
rage.
so I'd like to
We're at 30
rage
likes, everybody.
and-
20 plus people in the chat at all times, and we have 30 plus likes. Keep
So
liking
then,
and subscribing. We're going to
I
about
would like
the
to
2-hour
know
mark, so we got an
as far as
hour
I
and a
can
half
go,
left.
50 feet.
Whenever
maybe
there's a good time to
how
break,
far
I feel
towards
like the
Storm
2-hour
Giants?
mark might be where
far
around
will that
where
get
we
me?
call it a night.
40,
If we hit
45,
50 likes,
50, it'll get you about.
then we'll
Okay,
watch
right
the
there,
whole
that's
thing.
fine.
If we hit
Okay,
50
and
likes,
then,
we
Some
will
of that was rough
watch
terrain to get over.
the whole thing.
That's my turn.
So cool.
That's
your move?
Because
my turn.
that's my move. Yeah.
Move.
Michael, I
Reaction,
was
if
I,
you-
I'm
if you
going
want,
back
you
to
can
what you were
dash
saying
and move.
before in your
Look at the
thing.
bushies.
Were you saying we
Actually,
should break
yeah.
up the stream, like
Let's do
the
it.
second half
Okay, so
break
you're
into
dashing
2
up behind
streams?
the
Is that what you
Yeah.
meant when I was reading
would
your
that be-
comments
Let's
earlier?
do it.
Right
Because the
below
second half is
your,
3 hours.
Since you, which this
So
would
were
probably
you saying
explain
we
if you
should
pull your
break
blade
that
out.
3 hours and a half?
Because you had to return
Is
your Holy
that
Avenger
I did.
what I
to Kima
gather?
at the end of the last adventure, but you were given a blade to replace it that is called.
The Scald Saber.
And how does that look as you draw the blade?
The Scald
So
Saber.
this is a cleaver-like blade.
I thought it said a
that
clever
is
like blade. I'm like, oh my god,
dark
clever name
red,
I made.
and it is
It's a
just,
clever like
you know,
blade.
chilling, hanging
But it
out
wasn't, it
on
was a
its
cleaver.
own. And it glows a vibrant orange when it's getting ready for battle, like right now. And yes, it's got a little fire damage that it's attached to it.
Very cool.
Right,
Awesome.
little fire damage.
understand. Yeah, it's called Scald Saber.
Cleaver like the Scald
Okay,
Saber.
blade out. Now
Interesting.
glowing bright red. That finishes your turn, bringing it to Jester.
I really want to do something.
I just realized
do it.
Laura's
Do it.
hair is
Follow your
super
arc
dark.
How
Oh wait,
big
maybe it was
is
just the way she was
this map?
sitting. I feel like Laura
This
dyed
map?
her hair. It's
I'd say
nice,
it's
but it's
about
definitely got layers going on.
120
Different
feet
colors
from-
and
120
very
feet by
black
120
up
feet.
top. I don't know if it was
Okay.
like that in part
And
one.
that's just the part that's visibly green. It expands beyond that.
Okay. Then
Oh boy.
this
She looks good.
direction
She looks
towards
good.
you.
I just don't remember seeing it like that.
I'm going to focus all of my energy and slam my hands down into the ground.
Okay.
Focus
And
energy.
I'm going to cast Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Oh.
Slam hands into the
Try to
ground.
collapse
Earthquake
the
time.
temple.
Too bad I won't be going through New
Beth is
Jersey
there, like
to get to
looking
South
through
Carolina.
her camp guidebook.
Where
She's gotten to the
hiding.
chapter
Are
about
you exactly,
like, how
Star?
to forage for mushrooms.
I can't remember. I have a horrible
Don't
memory,
look for
and I talked to
mushrooms
so
with
many
white
of you.
white
Where
gills on the
are
caps.
you
But
currently
I'm
at?
looking for like how to defeat a
I
giant.
go through
and it's
South
not in
Carolina
here.
to get to
And now
Florida.
Earthquake is happening.
Okay.
But you are clearly
so
not as
where are you putting the center? Your space is
northeast
just
as me.
No, because I don't want it to like. It's 100 feet radius.
I still
Correct.
want him to
So
watch
I want to try
Jess
to shift it toward
Galaxy's
the, like,
video
the opposite
essays
side
on
of the building
Essex
that
and
we're on, so
Mollymack,
that
Connecticut.
25
Oh,
feet.
yeah, so that it like hits
Connecticut.
that.
I was just
area
watching something and they were
more-
like Connecticut.
on the tree.
Okay.
From
more than it
Connecticut.
hits us.
Yeah, it is a
can't remember
500-foot
what it was.
range. So yeah,
But it was
thankfully
making me
this is a
laugh.
clearing. So while it is kind of rough, terrain around it, from where you're standing, you'll be able to see quite a distance. And the only people that will be caught in it are the people that are on the temple currently.
Okay.
All right. So to that point, the ground
Interview with a Vampire is actually hilarious.
begins to shake. You watch as the nearby trees begin.
LIA.
One of them, another one falls over, which I'll do here because it's
I
fun.
don't know what LIA is. But the film, not the TV show.
All of this becomes difficult terrain.
We
by
go
the
through
way.
PA. I was going to
So
say, you
everything
probably
here,
go through Pennsylvania.
is now takes
Jersey's
double the movement to get through
way too
because
east to
all
be
the
cutting
ground
through
itself is
for
broken
South
up. You see
Carolina.
bits of
And it's a
stone
lot
and
of
earth just
chaos.
begin jutting up out of the ground
Pennsylvania's probably
as the temple
a
begins
less
to
chaotic
crumble in places.
shot
So, are you
right
doing
through.
fissures or are you dealing? Let's see here.
Fissures.
Actually, I can determine this.
Yeah, you.
So,
Structures or fissures?
I know. I was hoping for structures, but it's 5.
no,
But it's kind of
No,
like
structure?
it's underground structure fissure. I don't know. It might all
no
be.
structure. 50 bludgeoning damage to any structure in contact with the ground in the area you cast the spell on the start of each of your turns. So,
Structure fissure.
as
I
it's
was
hitting,
referring
you
to
watch as other parts of
Dominic
the temple begin to
Noble's YouTube
fall
series,
in.
Lost in
This hole now begins
Adaptation.
to open into a larger
I
space,
has
and you see
returned.
now
Ninja
like
Master
elements
is
of the
back.
stone are crumbling inward, and
Lost
the
in
giants like, having to step on
Adaptation.
its back foot,
Sounds
and is looking
interesting.
around like trying to
Dominic
figure out what the fuck
Noble's
is going
YouTube
on.
series. I'm assuming he
so
does
yeah,
it on
that-
lots of
Each
different
creature
shows.
on the ground in the area must make a dexterity saving throw.
Indeed, that includes Kingsley, Yasha, and Veth.
Okay.
And then dexterity.
Wasn't
for the
there
same.
something somebody suggested last week?
Storm
I feel
Giant.
like there was a
Battle two.
YouTube
Nope.
channel someone suggested last
You have to
week.
beat 19.
And if they did, I forget
Matt's
what
gone.
it was. So
Anarchy.
God damn it!
Chaos.
do tell me if you remember.
26.
So I believe that's
It was some
success.
sort of like
15?
review
That's a fail.
channel or something.
Natural
Michael, by
20
the
for
way, I
33.
watched
Kingsley succeeds.
Natural
So-
20.
He's a badass.
Kingsley's a
I watched the
absolute fucking
Blind Wave
So,
Christopher
6
Reeves
bludgeoning damage,
documentary
go ahead and roll
today.
5d6,
Not wrong.
Jester.
Blind Wave's reaction
Wait
of
a
it.
minute.
I had already seen it, the documentary
15.
myself. They were
18.
quite
Still
emotional.
fails.
It is a
Still
very
fails.
sad
Okay.
documentary.
But is it bludgeoning?
Came out
Bludgeoning,
somewhat
so-
recently. I think it's on Max.
So you fail, but you still take.
Might have been on
so.
HBO Max.
Happy?
It was on some streaming
Terrible.
service.
Happy.
Blind Wave was a mess, but I
No,
know
wait,
Michael's a big
10.
fan of Blind Wave.
11, 12.
Yikes.
So 12 damage to to Yasha, half to 6. The other two take 6.
Dominic Noble
Giant
does
takes 12.
Sanderson.
And they're knocked prone.
Yes, he covers
Giant
mostly
knocked
films, but
prone.
does some
And Yasha's
covers
knocked
of
prone.
TV shows.
Okay.
If I
He
succeed on a
compares
save,
visual
I
media
take
to the
no
books
damage because
they are
of
based
something.
from.
Yeah, because
Gotcha,
you're a
gotcha.
high-level rogue.
Rogue.
Good.
Yeah.
This is what I was going for.
Yeah, no, that's great. He's prone. That's great.
Because now
Yasha, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with
no.
disadvantage because you're on the
Oh
ground.
no.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yasha,
Okay.
dexterity saving throw because she's on the
Under
ground.
call.
I'm currently watching a giant.
Also, we're playing those really
Blah, blah,
things
blah.
where if a giant
I was gonna say
falls
giant-
wriggling on the ground.
But the giant fell at
writhing
the same
on the
time as
ground.
Yasha.
I know. And then the giant fell over to where she is, but he's much further from the ground than she was.
The
So anyway,
giant?
what'd you roll? I'm sorry.
7.
Laying
7,
down
Okay.
is
So-
massive. It's
You
like
take an
Gulliver's
additional
Travels.
8
Let's
points
tie
of
him up
bludgeoning
and
damage as it falls onto
eat
you,
his
and you are
face.
currently restrained as well as prone while the giant's on you.
Fuck.
Is that it dropped to 4?
But it dropped to 4 because you are raging.
We're up to 35 likes, everybody. We're
Up to an
doing
8?
magic. 15 more
The mage.
likes. Bonus time.
Kind of skitters off onto the top as the giant's kind of laying back over the part of the temple. More dust just.
rolled well.
I was gonna say the
Everything's
mage
still
didn't
shaking.
fall off.
No.
Okay.
The mage is
Surfing down.
still
Yeah,
on
essentially.
Cool.
top.
Okay. Jester, you gonna stay put, or
Shocking.
you
I'm
wanna
surprised the
move
mage
anywhere?
Am I
didn't fall
hiding?
off.
Am I
Did you
hidden?
check out?
Not anymore. You cast the spell.
They're
Then I'm
high
gonna
and
hide behind
dry
that
yet.
rock that's right in
I
front of me.
don't
Okay. Well, you used your
think
action to
I
cast the
did,
spell.
and if I
You
did,
have
I
it
was really
eloquent.
drunk.
Oh, no, I'm
the
just gonna
reason I
step
say I
behind the
don't
rock.
Oh,
think
gotcha,
I did, I was definitely watching
got
lots
a
of things
bonus
people
action.
And you are
suggested
concentrating on
to me, recommended to me.
Yeah, I kind of meant the big rock, but it's
On
on
New
its
Year's
own.
Eve.
Yeah.
Okay.
New Year's
There you
Eve,
go.
I was pretty drunk.
All right, that finishes your turn, Jester.
The day before,
Yes.
like I said, Sunday,
right,
Monday,
now the
Tuesday, I
mages
was pretty
go.
drunk all 3 days. And I was watching lots of things.
Ground is shaking.
But I was like
The mage goes ahead,
multitasking
kind of
and
looking
posting
around, and you see his
videos on
open jaw, like,
Patreon. I watched a
Seeing
lot
all
of
you kind
things.
skittering out of the
and
space, the place
There is a
shaking and beginning to
chance
crumble.
I did see the high and dry of
Casts
Scream.
a spell on
I
himself. You
feel
see him,
like I
finish
might
casting
have,
something
but I
and then just
don't think I paid
takes into the
attention
air.
to a whole lot of it. I feel like
And
I
dives
watched
down into the
part of it,
hole
and
of
then
the
the rest
ground.
I
Close the hole with
was
his
caught
body.
up in other things.
I'm not in
Counter
range.
spell.
Oh, you're in
Oh,
range.
wait, did you just say counter spell?
60 feet.
60 feet?
Counterspell.
Reaction.
I think I'm thinking of
Okay.
someone else. I'll have
You
to
are
check later.
within
You
range.
should read Mistborn.
It's just standard
What
third
Sanderson does
Yeah, 3rd level.
level? Well,
what
well,
Sanderson
no.
does
You're
cover.
you're
It's 5th level.
You're warlock, so it's 5th level. Yeah,
about
doesn't work.
oh,
Dissipates. Looks back at you. And then turns back and just jumps.
Fuck, man!
Just
He's
leaps.
jumping in.
All right.
Jumping away.
Physically, he's
Mage is split.
You do hear.
Hey, he wily coyoted.
Totally wild coyote.
Totally wily coyote.
I fell on my fish key.
That and takes 15 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall. As the temple is now cracks, you watch like
Music is great,
cracking
as
up and
always.
splintering the
Music is
sides of what you
quite
can see of the stone
phenomenal.
temple. Parts of the ground near it are beginning to
Cinefix had
fall
a
underneath, and
series
you see
for
the
a
temple goes
while. There's a part
further
in the
underground
Scream
as parts of the ground begin to like
that
fall and
killed
sink
me. You
around it.
actually
This is
were
just
murdered,
the
Michael?
apex of it.
Yeah, I definitely was. I
that
definitely put it
finishes
on.
its turn.
Put it this
Caleb,
way. I
you're up.
definitely put on the Scream
Yeah,
High and
okay.
Dry.
I slam these
I just
Storm Rider
don't
boots together
remember
and take to the
a
air.
lot of it.
And I go.
I
into
think
the
it
air
wasn't
and
even
I'm
that I
going
was so.
to
I don't think it was that I
zip
was so
right along
drunk. I don't
over his
remember.
body.
I think I
Okay.
was doing
Close enough
other
so that the
things like
boots
around the
scorch his
room
body
and
with
posting
lightning,
things, and
as
I think I was
swing
like
by,
half.
I'm dragging a
not paying
lodestone up
attention
my
most
arm
of
and
the
I
time,
drag a disintegrate
if that
beam
even
across
makes
his entire
sense.
body.
Oh shit! What's the movement on the boots again?
90 feet.
90.
Dude,
Well,
how often can you use those? That's amazing.
And I'll
That'll get
land
you.
That's the one you
That's
90 there.
that 9
Yeah.
days about.
Then what I would do
Tell
is
Jester to duck.
curve off and land by that.
You got it.
So it takes lightning damage from the boots and has to make a 19, beat a 19 for dex save.
dex
Lightning
save,
damage
alright.
from the boots.
And
Be
he's
right
prone?
back,
Does
Neil.
not,
Neil's going to
save.
be right
You
back.
can still dex save when you're prone.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, hang on.
My
Rolling out of the
apologies.
way. But he does not, because not a lot of room to go here.
Yeah.
He's on like the worst
trying to
magic fingers
say-
bed right now. Just
Who wants to give me d6s? Who wants to give
I
me
got
d6s?
9 of them right here.
9?
Yeah.
I'll take them.
All 9?
I'll take 5.
Okay.
Wow.
That's 5.
Okay.
well, that was his save on the boots, because he failed.
Oh, the boot. That was for the boots.
Yeah, you said he had to make a dex save for the boots.
Dex save for the disintegrate spell. That's
Oh.
what I was talking about.
Oh,
the boots
new
just
boot
happens, if
goof.
I'm not mistaken.
I'll be sure to let you all know.
Might be wrong.
Okay, well
when
let's
there
look.
are.
Let's look.
Because I make mistakes all the time.
Talking about
Yeah, me too.
Storm Rider boots. Hostile.
other
They,
YouTube
within,
channel, I'm
whenever you
assuming.
enter within 5 feet of a hostile creature, they suffer 2d8 lightning damage. That's all.
Gotcha.
there
it
aren't
says.
Yeah,
any
so no, so that's a
adaptations
failed
of
save on
Sanderson's
the
work
disintegrate.
yet.
You
Oh,
fall.
talking about Sanderson.
Carve past. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so the total. Oh, fine.
You
Okay.
did it.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Well, that's a good one.
Oh, no,
that one
you
turned.
bumped
It was
one.
a 4.
Yeah.
3, 8, 11, 16, 21.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, we've dealt with way more
26,
serious
31,
crap than this. But I mean, I'm digging it.
34,
I'm digging the
36
giant.
plus 40.
I mean, the earthquake was great.
76 points.
76 points.
Damage. Yeah, it's disintegrate.
That is gnarly.
Plus
Wizard
40,
shit.
76
As your-
plus 40.
As your energy beam carves across the giant, you just watch as you zip past, and this little line just kind of like draws across its body. And you see this little dark line for a second before all the clothing splits where it was, and the skin beneath it a second later just divides like a roast that's been cooked too long. It begins to split,
my
and suddenly
God.
where splits open, you just see black, where it's just turned all the flesh to dust beneath it. The giant immediately begins
That's
slamming on the ground,
a bit
screaming
harsh
in
for the
pain.
giant.
There was a hefty hit to it.
That was
And
a
there's
hefty
15
hit.
lightning.
15 points of
Am
lightning.
I
There it is.
correct with that one?
That's a round.
76 plus 40?
Okay.
Or did that's what they said in
Yellow?
the subtitles.
Wild out.
But I wasn't sure if they meant 76 was with the 40. Because that would mean 116. I mean, the way Matt's talking with a hefty
Sounds
hit,
turned into a
116
there.
would be like
This one
more
here is
likely.
gonna go ahead and
Being
rush
as he
up.
split him open like a roast and charred his flesh and like
The rest of them
Literally
cannot move. They get to make saves at the end of the turn to try and break it, I
singed.
believe,
Working
right?
on a failed
The
save
outsides.
Charmed for the duration.
like it was like cauterized.
The spell ends for an affected creature if they take damage
According to
or if someone
Strange
else
Eons.
uses an action to shake them out of
Beautiful.
their
So
state.
yeah.
talking about
So
other
I,
things.
all right, you guys, they're
Cinemax
just gonna
needs to
suck
make
there.
another. What's the
The
difference?
one's
It's
rushing
been
up
a
towards
few
you, Beauregard, is
years
going to go ahead and
since they
attempt
did
to
that.
strike you.
Disadvantage.
disadvantage, that's right,
Bo.
First strike is
Bo.
16,
Miss.
which you can use if you wanted to. When a creature misses you with an attack, you had your thing. If you want to save your points,
true.
so your call.
But I guess it's about to restart anyway at the top of the round, right?
Eons.
I don't know.
Did I say
Yeah,
aeons?
might as well.
I meant eon. Well, it's
Okay.
eons.
You all have to spend a point to do it.
Eons. We're correct. We have
Okay.
eons. How's everybody doing? We have over 20 people in the chat. We've had like
25.
25
25.
definitely hits.
A good
So he
amount
goes
of
and
time
swings
already,
towards you
which
with
I'm
this like
digging.
large, jagged
How's
undersea
everybody
battle axe
doing?
with like
In the chat,
barnacles
we were
along
talking
the metal,
about Dungeons and
you just
Dragons pinball.
whack and smack him right back.
What
with
if
your
I
sword.
bought one
And that's
for my
a
house?
big old 16 points. of
If
damage.
it
15 points of
is,
damage.
if I can get one for like
Swings to strike you a
15
second
grand
time, still a
with
disadvantage.
shipping, what if I buy it
15
for my
points
house?
That's gonna
and we
be
just
an
live
11.
stream
This is again.
Jay play Dungeons and Dragons pinball every
Can I attack
day
him
for
again?
the
If you
rest of
spend
the
a
year.
key point, you
I can
can.
spend a key point. Yeah. Why not? Natural 20.
I'm honestly
Damage on that
praying
retort.
because I'm not a big
No, that
pinball
was
guy,
nice.
but it
That
looked
was
so
D4.
cool. This is like the first pinball machine I really hope that Paul gets. Paul is our pinball guy at the
12.
arcade. We could buy our pinballs, but like Paul, we've never had to buy a
The other one
pinball
just kind
because
of runs up
Paul
and
usually
it's now
always
trying
gets
to kind of like get past the giants
coolest,
rushing
newest
towards the
stuff.
temple.
Like the
Just takes
newest
its full
one we
turn,
had is
doesn't move, the
Godzilla.
rest just kind of stand there. That brings us to
Stern
the top
made
of the round
a
again,
like a
with
newer Godzilla,
Tinsley
but
up
based
top
off of
going back.
Godzilla -1.
So I'm going to
but it
take
incorporated
a very
the other
nice,
Godzillas.
slow
I feel like.
walk up to right beneath.
that was
or
the
actually,
newest
I'll go
one
right
Paul
beside
bought last
the,
year.
the giant's head.
But every year,
And I will just
Stern makes 1, 2, maybe. I think they don't do
Stab
more than
directly
2.
in.
I think they usually make
Nice.
1 or 2
Right in
exclusives.
the
This
socket
year was Wizard of
between-
Oz.
Okay.
Either this year or
have
the year
advantage on
before
the
was
attacks.
Wizard of Oz.
Thrown.
Godzilla was the last year or 2. We didn't get Wizard of Oz,
Natural 20.
Wow.
but it was, I guess, because of Wicked.
So that's this is
They made a
this is
Wizard
a
of Oz
necromantic.
one. I haven't
don't-
seen that one yet.
I don't feel bad.
But mind you,
Sunk our
Paul
ship.
is older than
Sunk
me,
our
and he's
battleship.
big into
But
the
but
fantasy
the right
adventure
damage does
stuff,
also
like
double with this, 'cause they're dice.
violent
Hey,
stuff.
So that's
So,
fun.
Wizard of Oz probably isn't up
see,
his
where's my-
alley.
I'm
He
so
has like
confused. All right,
Starship,
gotta go
Starship
Airwalks.
Troopers.
There's so many weird.
He gets a
dice
lot of
involved in
music
this.
ones. He has like
Yeah,
Guns N'
appear to be.
Roses,
So,
AC/DC,
and actually, this is also sneak
Metallica.
attack damage,
but
which is
Indeed, it's
I don't think Wizard
yeah,
of Oz
that's,
was up his
36, right, for
alley.
you?
I believe it's 3D.
It looked really cool. I ain't gonna lie. It looked really cool.
I'm a.
But I didn't expect
I'm a
him to get that
problem.
one.
I'm assuming it's
So many
3D6.
advantages here.
But
Yeah,
if I
I'm assuming
find
it's
out, I'm
3D6.
going to talk to my business partner later tonight or tomorrow, and I'm going to see if he talked to Paul, and if so, if Paul is considering
Wait, I gotta see
getting
what
it.
they actually are.
If he is, I will be ecstatic, and I will live stream
Okay.
from the
That was-
arcade, and we'll play a bunch.
Okay.
If not,
That is. Oh
then
my
we'll
god,
have to
this
see
is such a problem.
what happens.
Hottie boy.
Hottie
Seven.
boys.
All the dice double.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, 8.
Hottie
Goddamn
boys.
8
Serving.
Look at Sam's flask has turned into a snack bar.
25 from that extra.
Sam's flask is not like
So
only
50 plus whatever modifiers.
saying it's a snack bar.
well, that's 25
it is
just for the base
filled
damage.
with boxes of candy.
Okay, so sorry. So 25 and
That's with the doubling.
oh, with the doubling. I missed
25 with the doubling to the base damage, and then
Still
20
can't
for
believe
the
she
sneak
has
attack.
Wizard of Oz.
Okay, you doubled the 20.
pigs
the sneak
in
attack,
her
right?
I'm doubling
collection.
everything for
So
you.
45. Okay.
And then 6
I've played
points
an
of the
Oz
radiant
pinball
damage.
before, and I always
Okay.
say next time I hit the casino, I'm going to play the Oz slots. But most of them are $10
That's
slots.
51
so
points of
fuck
damage
that
in the turn.
noise.
So as you
Pogs.
the blade
Oh my god,
slips
still
into the
can't
back
believe
of its
she
ear,
has
kind of
Wizard
like
of Oz. Pogs.
and you hear this
I was
choking
gonna say
sound as you
pigs.
strike some sort of
I
nerve
have
in it that
so
for the moment
much
pinches its
Pogs.
attention.
I have an OJ
That's one
Simpson
strike.
slammer.
So
I have tons
I'm
of.
going to
I was
pull out
big
again.
on collecting Pogs when they were big.
And I'm gonna.
I have
and
probably
then I'm just gonna go
thousands of
up and see if
Pogs
I
in
can
the
start
attic.
taking the jaw off. So I'm gonna go up again and see
But
if I
yeah,
can
the
pull
Wizard
that
of Oz
from the
Another
slots.
attack with advantage.
Every
Go
time
for
I
it.
go to the casino,
God.
Wizard of Oz
These
slots
are
are
sadly out of the way
huge,
now,
and they're
but that's
near
okay.
the poker room. And I usually go to the
Worth it.
poker room, and you can hear the Wizard of Oz
That's like
songs from the
22
slots
to hit.
playing constantly,
Yeah, so
like
that's-
over and over again. You just to the point where like you either zone them out
Actually,
or
I get to
lose your
reroll that
sanity.
because I have that power. There we go. Much better. 14 points of normal damage.
I feel like
and
that flask
2
has
points
to
of
have some weight to it.
Okay, got it.
Like
So
it looks,
you mean, like,
there's
cutting
so
with the
much
jaw,
candy
it like slaps
and
its hand
things
up,
on the end. I feel like it's got to
the
have
blade
like
gets
some
pinned a bit,
top
and
heavy
you
weight on
have
that
to
end.
withdraw it before it gets pulled out of your grasp. But now it's like starting to rouse itself to get back up.
Oh, no.
38
I'm
likes,
gonna just start
everybody. We're
backing up into the
12
corner
away.
now.
Do we reach
Okay.
the promised land? Keep liking and subscribing. Neil is back.
Okay.
Can't believe I answered
Finishing
you.
your
You
go, though
hadn't
you're up with Beth on deck.
corrected
Okay.
to
Let's
go,
Pogs
Bo
yet
Bites.
because I have seen
Hearing this
Oz
giant fall and
pigs.
hearing my girlfriend go, "What the fuck?" I turn around. I see the mage jump in the hole. I'm gonna do Step of the Wind,
Step of the
To
wind.
disengage.
I would
and
go to
dash,
BJ's.
and I'm heading
I
for
feel
that
like
mage.
Pogs were big in the
Okay.
early
Head for that
90s.
mage.
So
I
disengage.
was definitely like,
dash. 5, 10, 15,
I feel like I was
20,
like 10 or 12 years old when
25,
Pogs were big.
30,
I feel like I was in like
35,
5th or 6th grade.
40,
Because I remember the people I
45,
used to like
50 to
play
get up here.
Pogs with.
Everything is
50
coming in.
And
5 feet of
we
movement.
went to BJ's.
So you can jump in if you want to.
I'll jump
And
in.
I remember BJ's would
leap
sell
down.
these
Nope,
jugs
nope.
where you could buy Pogs by like
So
the
you
1,000.
come up to the top
Like it
of
was
and
like
you
it
can
was
see
like
like
almost
the
like
edges
a
of
water
the stone
jug
opening
filled
the
with
corners are
Pogs. And I think it was
like
like
it's- the hole
20
is
bucks
widening
or
as the temple
25
itself
bucks.
is like shaking,
And you'd get like
and bits of it's more starting to fall apart.
ridiculous
More light
amount,
is
like
visible down below
hundreds
as
or
other
maybe
sections
even
of the
high
steps
as like
below are starting
500 to
crumble and
1,000
follow in.
Pogs.
It's about 30 feet.
And my mom bought me
Okay,
one
I'm
or
gonna
two,
take
and I
my
was
slow
like,
fall, but I'm
I
kind
am
of
the
like
coolest
gliding
man
and,
in
and
the world.
vaulting back and forth.
And they
off
were
of
all
the debris
stupid.
as
They
I
were all
kind
like
of
You got it.
take my
boring,
knuckles
stupid
and
Pogs.
monk shit.
They weren't
glide
like
down the
collectible
walls.
ones or anything anyone wanted.
You land on
But
the
it was
ground,
all about
and you can see the
numbers.
heavy
It
bits
was
of
a
stone are
numbers
falling
game, and
in.
I
The
had more
ground
than
below.
everybody.
You guys have masterfully avoided all of the sun sickles on this
Sun
sigil.
sickles?
Right, the sun is the sun is bad.
Sickles?
Where's those pieces of paper?
I remember I would go to the
sun
comic book
bad
shop.
stuff.
Yeah,
Because
You have
And
they were
they would
there.
have
I'm not calling them out
collectible
because you know to avoid
slammers
them.
in the
Okay,
in the
yeah, that's
glass cases.
The
And
giant's
there
feet
was an
were too big
OJ
to
Simpson
trigger
one I
them.
ended up buying,
So,
and it was
but
called.
for now,
Oh, it was an
we're just
OJ
saying-
Simpson
we're saying
in
calling out
the
because you've had that
slammer.
information, you've been avoiding them.
It was
Markers
right
of
around
the
when
sun are a deadly
OJ was
invitation.
getting like on
As you hit the
trial,
ground,
or it was like right.
the more light that's
It was
pouring in,
right
you can see the
before that or
mage is on the
something,
ground.
and it was
The
OJ
ground is
Simpson
already
in
cracked
the
and is
slammer,
heavily
and they
damaged
were
from the
called
earthquake spell.
slammers. If you
And
don't know
as you
Pogs.
land on the
The
ground,
slammers were what you
take
hit
no
the
damage, right?
Pogs
Your
and
slow
to flip
fall.
them.
Yeah.
You
Kind
land
of like the
both
game in
make eye
Squid Game where
contact
you
with it.
hit
It's
the
about
thing to
15
flip it.
feet from you.
You would have
and
to
it kind of-
flip it, and whatever Pogs flipped over,
I
you
just
get
do
to
a
keep,
big,
and you trade with your friends, and you
slide
play
brush
against
him,
them
and
and
I
stuff.
just, I'm gonna do a
And I
big swing
remember
kick to his face.
it was like
Yeah.
20
Pop.
bucks in the case, and I was like, I'm saving up
That was
all my
bonus action,
allowance,
Step the wind.
and I
Right, but it's
bought the
5 more feet to
OJ
jump in, and you
Simpson in
landed
the
in 15
slammer
feet from
pod,
you.
55
or
feet.
the
Oh,
slammer.
it was 15 feet.
OJ
Yeah.
Simpson in the slammer,
Fuck.
Thanks. He jumped in and then moved a bit.
and it
Should
was
throw 'em up
he was
double birds,
inside it. It was
Do
an
you still
OJ
have your-
Simpson inside it.
Your lightning
It was
gauntlets?
like a
I
thick,
do, but I'm afraid that
hard
they're
plastic slammer
and
with OJ
I
in
have
it.
resistance or something to lightning. And then once I turn them on, I can't turn that off because they're storm people. But
I had a way too heavy brass
smart.
one with a
Really?
holographic T-Rex face on it.
I will.
I think I always used the OJ Simpson one. I
whip
probably
out
had
my
others,
staff,
but I never used them.
And as I whip it,
I
it
was
kind
just
of,
like,
it
this is my
extends, it
prized
telescopes out and
piece.
cracks into place. And as it cracks, I
had
swing
a
around
a
and I send
murderer because
a
even
big
though he was
sweeping
not
arc
convicted,
and a
he came
pulse
out later
of,
that he did do it.
energy.
Oh, right.
So I had a
Pulses towards it.
murderer
The labor, yeah.
at the
the
age of
labor.
like 10 or 12 years old. I had a murderer
force.
in my
Force wave.
childhood game
As
piece.
it cracks, it almost like that crack pops and it like sounds like a bottle rocket going off as a sound wave. Yeah, it has to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. Natural 1.
Natural
Okay, so it takes
one.
3d8 of force damage.
We are down to
and
about the
is
final hour,
pushed
everybody. We got about an
15
hour left.
feet.
So
We're going to
it's
stop
actually
around the
put up against the
152
side of the
hour
wall
mark, so
and
we
down,
got
sort
a
of
little
like-
over an hour. We need about 10
Okay, so
more
that's
likes, 11
13
more
points
likes,
damage.
give
Does
or
that
take.
add? It's just
So keep liking.
It's just that it doesn't add, right? Okay.
And the
So it's
branded
13 feet of
pods
13 points.
13 points
damage.
damage.
the
You got it.
caveman. I'm
So now
gonna
you're down
duck
in the
out
temple
again.
that's crumbling around you as the
I'm not
earthquake is still
focusing great.
shaking
Star
it.
will be here. Have a great
The
week,
mage
y'all.
is down
Happy
there
New
staring
Year.
you off, pushed up
Star
against
will
the
be here
wall.
at least another hour or so. So come
Stones are
back if
falling
you
around. You're
are
hearing heavy
focusing
cracks of stone
better. We
around
all
you,
love you.
and
Happy
other
New
bits
Year.
of debris are still falling and crumbling as the hole begins to
That's
open
not
wider at
that
the
bad.
top.
Among
That
my
finishes your
relatives,
turn.
we
That
got
brings
a
us to
decent
Veth
kill
with Ford on
count.
deck.
Among my relatives, we got a decent kill
Question.
count.
Yep.
Yasha is currently squished under.
Are they relatives you still talk to,
giant.
Michael? Are you
Does that put her in melee?
on speaking terms with
it?
relatives that have murdered people? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, technically, I'll say yes.
So, but it's prone. Do I have advantage on this attack? Do I get sneak
I mean, it
attack
could be
damage
army
if I were
related.
to-
I
I'm also
immediately go
hiding,
to
sort of.
murder and
I
violent
don't-
murder.
You are not. Well,
But
yeah,
it could
it's prone,
be-
You have advantage on the attack.
Oh, I thought
I have
prone was
family that
disadvantage.
was
No, 'cause you're
military
disadvantage
who
for
have
That's right. So,
definitely killed people.
let me look
But
at
he's a
these
giant,
like in
so I don't know if it.
wars
I
and
don't know.
We're getting in the weird
military
Don't I have
related
like crossbow
scenarios.
expert thing that says it's not like it's not a range.
No cover? Yeah.
If another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it, you are definitely within 5 feet of it.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, you can sneak attack, even though you are pinned under it.
Okay.
In fact, you have a very
M&M's
like,
and Winnie the Pooh
doesn't have
are
underwear.
her
You have a-
only
you have a
major
perfect
exceptions.
view
There is a
of beneath
ton
that
of
loincloth.
cute
How are you
Oz
turned on?
snow babies, but my mom generally
is it a
collects
handsome
only
giant?
the
Is it
Christmassy
Bowls green?
ones and rarely with
He's an
color.
undersea storm giant
Other than a
that
little
seems to be
red.
following the path of Uk'otoa. We'll say there's a little barnacle.
Snow
Barnacles.
babies.
Oh,
I don't know what snow
He's
babies
got
are.
barnacle balls. Okay.
Barnacle-y balls. He's got
power up
barnacle-y
my
balls.
Renato's voltaic bolt.
It's not been stormscaping for a while, unfortunately.
Escaping!
It's not a
Storm
it's not in the shape of a light.
escaping.
Take a lap.
Take
I
a
will
lap.
It's only gone for the first
Storm
turn. He has to like
escaping.
pay off the rest of the tattoo.
My
Where's
lord.
my ninth die? What happened to my ninth die?
Did it get borrowed by
I may have
Caleb?
given it away.
Thank you.
Oh, here. This might be the one. Here.
It's purple.
That.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
looks like your
This may
dragon.
be it. Who
okay,
stole
I'm
my
going to
ninth
talk
die? And
back to
Marisha's
me.
like, this
I
might
don't
be
know
it.
how
And it literally
I'm going
was.
to, voltaic bolt and shoot.
I don't know why it was there. It
Bolt
didn't
against
even look like
arc up
Marisha
and
was
charge
using
the
it. It
bolt
looked like it
as
was
you
just
fire it.
randomly in front of her.
Whoa.
But you get advantage, don't you?
I don't.
Because it's sneak attack.
No, sneak attack
no,
doesn't
It's
make
from the
advantage.
prone makes advantage though.
I understand.
Well, the prone is
makes a
disadvantage from a ranged attack, so you technically, but you are still hidden, even though like it didn't see you in the dust clouds. So I'm allowing it a single roll. So whatever that is,
16.
16 is its armor class.
So I get
He's a big guy.
millions of points of damage.
Millions of points of damage.
A lot of ones, not great, but it's okay. 10. 20.
Can I have some
All right.
hottie boys, please?
I love that she even.
39
Can I have
plus
some
7
hottie boys? Can I have some
is-
hottie boys, please?
46.
46.
46, pretty
6
solid.
points of damage. The giant is reeling
Yeah,
in
we are
pain.
laying into this giant.
And one,
this giant
one
is
hand
not
is trying to
having
push
a
it
good
off
go.
the ground. The other is now cupping its crotch.
Cupping its crotch.
But you see energy like
We have sliced it
arc
open
out
like
of
a
its veins
roast.
from beneath.
We are
where you shot
beating
its nethers.
the living crap
So that's
out
your
of this
action. Anything else you want to do
giant.
though?
I mean, you guys have these guys under control. I feel like I should go help Bo downstairs.
I'm gonna get hit with whatever he retaliates with, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Also, there's an earthquake happening on the whole temple right now. Just a
Okay.
reminder.
I'm gonna jump down the hole.
Okay.
Get in the hole.
Are you going to? I say roll an acrobatics
Get in
check
your
to see if you have a
hole.
capability of reducing any of the damage you take here.
11.
Somebody's got to
plus
be
11,
referencing Happy
22.
Gilmore.
22. Okay, you
I
you
heard
take
so many
less
people
damage
go,
from
get
the
in
fall.
the
You still
hole, get in your
impacting,
hole.
taking 7
Someone's
points
gotta
of
be
bludgeoning
referencing it,
damage.
but it
as you
doesn't
kind of
sound like they're
hit one
doing
ankle a little hard.
The
But
Adam
as you look
Sandler,
up and glance, you're now standing between
like in impersonation.
Bo and the mage. Bo's a little bit to one side, and the mage is about 10
Happy
feet to
Gilmore
your right
2
up
coming
against
out
the wall.
soon.
And glancing around this
Another
space, you can
sequel
see
of a 30-year-old movie.
which now this little moment
Which
of
I'm
time
not
here,
upset about.
the
I love
interior of
Happy
this
Gilmore.
chamber has a bunch of these large pillars that are shaped into
I would have
serpent heads at
rather
the
in
top,
Billy
like
Madison.
snakes with big fangs.
I was a bigger
unleashed.
fan of Billy Madison. They're
You
both
also
good.
see what look to be daggers
But I was a
and
bigger fan
blades
of
that
Billy
are kind of like
Madison.
elongated and carved into these pillars, and numerous holes in the wall where now
What? Oh, that's
dozens and
right.
dozens of snakes are starting to pour out of it
Venomous
as more,
snakes, run to the kill.
Delicious.
as more light is now pouring into the
Oh,
temple.
light causes snakes to come out.
So, you're down there with a bunch of snakes.
Right.
You still have a little bit of movement.
A
What
lot
are
of
you gonna do?
snakes.
Did you say I took
Why
damage
did it
when I
have
hit?
to be
Yes, you took 7 points of
snakes?
bludgeoning damage.
Anybody saying that one? I'm surprised no one said that one.
Okay.
Never heard
not
of
knowing
Snow
the
Babies either.
layout,
Probably
I will
like
just
Beanie
put myself
Babies. I know
just
Beanie
away from
Babies.
Bo.
I definitely.
Okay.
had
In
family
case it
members
does, like,
collect
some
Beanie
sort of
Babies. I had a
focused
couple
attack or
myself.
something.
Just, just saying, this is kind of the arrangement
But
down there. You
Michelle
landed
had a
about
bunch
here,
too.
We'll say. So you're just going to move out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know
so
what
that
snow
it can't hit us
babies.
with one beam.
You got it. Okay, finishing your go.
Young
Beth,
Guns
you're up.
3, Old Guns,
With the Star
title
Razor
not
out, I'm going to use
confirmed in
my
production.
action to cast a
Is
fly
that
on
a
myself.
possible name, Mike? Though,
Right.
are you
And
making
I'm
fun?
going to,
Because that could be a
soar
joke,
20
but it also
60
could
feet up
be
towards the top
a
of the
very
pyramid.
perfect name.
Yep.
And I'm
Young
going
Guns
to use my
3,
bonus
Old
action.
Guns.
You said the guy was
That would
30
actually be
feet down in the
hilarious.
hole.
But I don't
My
know if they
bonus
want
action
to make it-
use, relentless.
It
Hex
depends how
to
serious they want to
instantly
take it.
teleport next to him because
I think
he's
it'd be a great title.
Hex
Yes,
Young
you can do
Guns
that.
3, Old Guns.
You can see as this like kind of dark,
Like I said, it
purplish
might
blue energy is
make
kind
it
of beginning to
it
form
might
out
make
its
people
hand.
not
You
take
can
it
see beginning
as
to chant
seriously
something
as
under
they
its
want.
breath.
But then again,
and then there's
do
a
they really want
flash
to take Young Guns
of
3
kind of
seriously?
light green energy, and suddenly Thor is standing right there, blade out
Yes.
right to his left shoulder.
Told you I'd see you again.
I don't remember you saying that, Ford. I was up there listening.
Blue Diamond might have said it as a joke.
All right, so you cast fly with your action. You flew down. You
I have
teleported
a
to it.
movement, but I'm not going to use it. I just want to be rough. I'll use my movement to move on a flanking side opposite of Veth or.
There's got to be
Well,
other
you
funny
have- that's
names,
kind of where you are,
like
you're
Young
against
Guns
the
3,
wall. It's
Old
great.
Guns. I think that's pretty
Okay,
funny.
I can't even see what.
But they could
that's great.
probably do like a
Oh,
play
awesome,
on
that's
words that
great.
isn't as on the
That's my turn.
nose.
All right,
That's
that
still
finishes your
funny.
turn. It is now the giant's turn. The giant is going to get up
Oh boy.
from the
It
ground.
also is funny just even
and as it
calling it Young
steps-
Guns 3 because they are so old.
Don't you say it.
So to call it Young
Roll a
Guns
D20 for me,
3,
Jester.
it'd almost be like they might as well just call
Natural
it
20.
Old Guns,
Natural
and
20.
people will know
The ground
what it is.
holds. If you had rolled below a 10, it would have crumbled beneath its feet.
And it would have come down on all of us.
Yes.
Oh, that would have been hard.
20.
Oh my god.
Good 20.
As it
Good
is.
20. It would have crushed us all.
Yeah.
Well,
The giant.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
Looking around at all the rest of you around, down into the hole,
Hits the ground.
slams its fist onto the temple. The entire upper area gives way. With that, the giant Caleb.
Yeah.
Yasha, everyone who's adjacent. Yasha, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay.
Kingsley, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
All right.
Yasha, Kingsley.
Cocked again. Oh,
Multi-cock.
fuck.
Does he go down? Is there
That was a 1.
And we
A
will.
one with.
Yeah, the giant got removed.
If you
from
see
that.
danger
as
coming,
good
you
as
have advantage on it.
Deadpool's
It's
done,
That's right, that's right.
and as tired as
So roll
remakes
two
are,
Two things
they
that were
may
cocked. That's what I
be
rolled a
the
few
new
times.
direction.
Oh, that's much better. That would be
Deadpool
22
3
total.
was
22.
the best.
So you managed to
I like
roll
all the
away
Deadpool
as it
movies.
crumbles and
I
falls
think
inward.
they. I would say
Caleb, you're on top, unfortunately, so you do tumble in.
3
Okay.
was the best, then 1, then 2. But 2 being
taking-
the worst of the 3 was
Is it
still
fall
pretty
damage,
good.
or am I just getting pummeled by
Fall
debris?
damage.
I still really liked it.
Well,
Cable,
Featherfall.
Josh
Okay.
Brolin,
As you
and
drift
Juggernaut
down,
was in it and everything.
and
I
land
thought
gingerly.
2 was a
Well, you were
very
landing
good
gingerly.
movie. Way better than
except
half
the weight
of the
of the
MCU
giant and
movies
all
in
the
the last
debris coming in.
couple years.
The floor in the middle,
So
where all
Deadpool
of you are standing
was a
facing the
solid
mage.
trilogy. Possibly
gives
one of
out.
the best.
And
Like
all-
I
everyone in
think
the temple,
Guardians.
you all plummet to a lower level as the
Guardians was
mid-floor
one of the best
gives way from the
trilogies of
impact
the
of all the
MCU.
stone and the giant.
Every other one kind of had like a miss.
It's like a Mortal
Thor
Kombat
had a
stage.
miss. Captain America, I feel like, had a miss. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one, even though the first one wasn't bad.
These guys are
I just
not even in
thought
this fight
the
anymore.
first
We're
one
gonna
wasn't
move in
nearly
the
as
side,
good
not
as the
give a
other
shit.
two. But Captain
guy
America
dies
was a
in the
solid
middle. They
trilogy,
know
I
so
guess.
hard.
Iron Man had a miss with 3, even though 3 wasn't
Jester's
the
just all
worst.
alone, still standing
But I would
up
say
there.
Guardians and
Not for no help.
Deadpool were 2 of the best trilogies out
I'm
of
still next to the rock.
the
Just
comic book
about,
universe.
Don't leave me.
Till he's
Hey,
9.
does anyone want any orphan maker?
Disney's gonna be
Honey Boy
making him
so
do this till
young.
Or
he's
does anyone want
9.
any
I love it.
I've got some scribbles.
Oh.
Hugh Jackman did a bang-up job too.
What are those?
Like after Logan, Logan is still probably top
Can
3
try and make a save
comic
here?
book movie ever
No,
for me.
failure. He's prone.
I'd have to really think, but Logan is definitely up there. And I was like,
Oh wow.
nothing will beat
Oh,
that
yeah, well,
performance
you
by
have
Hugh
fly.
Jackman.
I do.
He came
So you actually
really
ground-
close.
Gives out from
In
under you, and you're
Deadpool
still
3.
floating above.
Deadpool Wolverine,
Beth
Hugh Jackman's
And Beauregard.
acting was
and Caleb, make sure you make
on
another dexterity
point.
saving throw.
Does
Logan
Featherfall's a minute?
is
Does that
still
mitigate anything?
crazy
That's right,
good.
yes. You
but,
just gently
you know,
back down.
there was
You
a lot
land on
more
the-
serious.
You don't even go to land on the floor. You're like drifting towards it, and as you see the ground approaching, it goes again.
Like
you're
Deadpool
"Oh,
had
shit."
serious moments, but it's still even the serious moments were taken
Yeah, so Beauregard and Veth.
16.
as jokes
16
after the
Okay,
fact.
So well, you have
Logan
more slow fall. You're fine.
was dark.
Correct.
Yeah, you
and
don't.
deep.
Oh, I thought I was dodging debris. Yeah, so it's
there-
5 times my monk level.
Like even
which
at
is
the end, I ain't
damage
gonna
that
tell you what
get
happens,
for
but at
falling.
the end,
yeah.
even though you
fine.
think
I
bad
will
things
also
can
do
happen,
clever
it's like
quick
deep
about
down,
Okay.
you know, like they're
Window.
gonna come out of this all right.
Why not?
Everything's gonna be all right because it's
Down on
Deadpool.
this side
There's
of
no
the
way it's
temple
gonna be
there.
like sad. They're not gonna have a sad
There we go.
ending in
And
Deadpool.
forward, you're kind of
there might be
floating
sad
up, I'll say,
moments
30 feet.
Counting on fast.
sprinkled
air.
throughout, but at the end of the day, it's a comedy movie. They're not gonna end the movie on a sad note. Logan, you're like, this shit's
We're
gonna be
both feather
sad.
falling next to each other. I
This shit's
assume.
gonna be sad. And I'm gonna
We're both feather
be
falling
broken
next to
for the
each
rest
other,
of my
I assume.
life.
Do you
Because of
guys like
Professor
grasp
X.
hands? Yeah,
And
there
Logan.
you go.
Yeah, he didn't. They both just checks. Okay, so that's the giant's turn as he just falls prone once more, destroying the temple. He
I love it.
takes-
You're still up top.
I love how the
and I still up
giant.
top.
I'm like, why did you
I don't-
remove
And
the
we're
giant?
the-
It's
Yes,
because
still up top?
he has
Apparently we are.
caved in the entire thing and fell down. Like it looks
away
like a
over there.
giant god statue
Essentially
lying
where
with
your
us.
placement is in the above area. So
Logan
That's gonna
is
finish the
tied
giant's
with
turn. He takes
Constantine.
a
Top
bit
2
more
comic
damage
book
from there.
movies
He's
for me.
looking real
Really?
rough.
Would you
no.
believe, Neil, that I've never seen Constantine?
on the ground.
I don't. I'm assuming you're not joking,
Falling around.
but I have never seen Constantine.
The temple actually.
So I don't know if you're
Hold on,
joking.
I'll be
or
right
not.
back.
I've just never heard anybody rank Constantine
Somebody,
that high.
somebody gotta improvise.
Expand your arsenal of critical role minis.
Don't you
Whiz
choke
Kids.
on an orphan maker.
Available at
I
whizkids.io/.
am crazy
minis.
enough where I
Yeah.
might put Blade, the
Read that.
original Blade with Wesley
This
Snipes,
earthquake kind of mixed
might
things
be.
up a little bit.
It's
so-
easily in my top 10
No,
comic
no,
book
it's great.
movies.
Is the earthquake
But
still
Blade might
active?
even
Oh,
make my
He's got
top
extra
5.
pieces.
Yes, it
Guys,
is.
this man
The
is in
original
development.
Blade with Wesley Snipes, because of the nostalgia and the fact I saw it in theaters, and how epically good it was at the time when no other comic book movies were like even being made. The original Blade is up there. I love it. All the rubble. I love all the rubble.
Those are snakes, right?
Constantine was
snakes.
pretty dope. Love Neil
Snakes.
Gaiman.
He just throws live snakes.
Live snakes all over the board. It resonates with me. I think that's how Blade is for
That
me.
finished the giant's turn.
Like Constantine probably came out at a time
It's your
that
turn.
it gives you
Okay.
all the
You're just, like,
feels.
rolled out
That's
of
how
the way,
Blade
glance
is for
over the
me.
side,
Blade,
and you can
the
see now the
music. I remember I
layers
got
of
the
the temple.
soundtrack, and it was right around the time
building
I
up
was
out of
getting
it.
my
Our friends
driver's
vanished from
license.
sight.
And I had a sound system in my car, and I would
so
blast
I'm
the
gonna blast out
rave
my
shit
wings.
from Blade in my
Action.
car.
Your wings emerge.
And I'm gonna go down.
I mean, it's like the greatest ever.
Now,
And Wesley Snipes
what I
was
would like
great.
to do-
The action was great.
I would like to land on top of the giant.
You got it.
A little floating above.
I could
And I'm
understand
going
if
to
you
take
grew up like with the
my first-
MCU, that Blade probably wouldn't even
Well,
make
it's
your
an
top
action
10.
event if your wings
I
are
could see that.
Yes, it is.
But I
Bonus
grew
action.
up with
I'm
Blade.
very sorry. Okay, so then
okay.
what I'll do.
The Blood Rave song was amazing, as yes. it
Okay, so I'm
was.
floating just above
Correct.
the giant then. And then what I
If
will
I had to
do
go,
is the bonus
Endgame
action
was
is
phenomenal.
I will
Logan
let
was
out
great.
a battle cry.
Yes.
There you go.
And that
Guardians
everybody
1.
within
I went to
60 feet
Pittsburgh
gains advantage on
and
attack
saw it
rolls
with
and
my
saving
cousin.
throws.
Me and my cousin
Yes,
took a road trip.
that's right.
Went and saw Guardians in Pittsburgh
nice.
with my brother.
I
We
know if you were
literally.
down there.
That'd be great.
I've told you guys the
Yeah,
story,
yeah,
but my
yeah.
brother was a fan
That
of
sounds
Guardians
nice.
of the Galaxy,
Alright.
the
Whatever I
comic
just
book,
heard
way
sounded
before it was
really-
even
yeah,
thought to be a
wow,
movie.
tough. Yeah.
And when Guardians was announced as a
That's great,
movie,
Yasha.
we were like, we're driving to Pittsburgh
the
to
beginning of
watch it
your
with
turn.
you because that's insane that
beginning
they're
of the
even
earthquake?
making
Let
a
me check.
movie about Guardians of the Galaxy. So we
it
made a road trip,
At the
drank
end
our
of each
faces
turn,
off
you
all
spend
weekend, and then went and
concentrating
saw
on it. So,
Guardians of the Galaxy. So the original
So you take your
Guardians
turn first.
holds a
You see the
special
temple
place in my heart, on
tumble
top
in
of it
dust,
being a
but
phenomenal
you see
movie.
Yasha wings out, fly in.
It holds a
You see
special place
Kingsley
in my heart.
standing at the
Guardians
edge,
would
kind of
probably
eyeing it.
make
You're
my top
now
10.
like still off in the distance
original.
of the
How
jungle.
far am I away?
All of them
You
were good though.
are. You're about 80 or so feet from the temple.
Oh gosh.
I don't know
Gosh,
if
I
any
can't even like
DC
make it up
movie
to
would.
C. And I
I don't
would
know
say,
if any DC movie would even make my top 10. Joker was alright, but it wasn't my jam.
I
None
can't
of the
do this
Superman
without
movies.
Seeing it,
I
don't think.
really wasn't a fan. Batman.
I would like
Batman
to.
will. Batman will. Batman Begins.
You would like
even
to-
though most people like the
I
second
just
one
feel
better.
like it might.
Batman
We
Begins.
might smash into something.
I
might get
dig the
weird.
Christian
Yeah, it might
Bale
be
stuff.
It might get weird.
Are you throwing a dimension door?
Can.
Batman
Dimension door, you don't have
Begins.
to see
One
where
of them
you're
would
going.
make my
Yeah, but
top
I don't
10.
know
One
that
of the
the
Christian
floor is
Bale
falling
Batmans
through.
would
No,
make
you
my
don't.
top 10.
Couple
Michael
times.
Keaton's
So
phenomenal
if
as
I
well.
did it,
I just don't know if it'd make my
to where I
top 10.
thought the floor
I
would
love
be,
Michael Keaton.
And then
Yeah.
we'd be boom, boom.
I just
But
don't
I haven't
know.
seen in. I have no idea how deep
If
that
they would
would
make
go.
my top 10.
I'm also looking in, so there.
I
could
also
be
like Batman
communication.
Returns over
Like,
Batman.
I would
the
probably
original,
be looking
with
and
Michael
going,
Keaton.
oh, and they're down again.
Even
Like,
both
if you
are
wanna
great.
run
Oh, they're
forward,
keeping
you're
it
gonna
in,
come
I
up,
kinda
hold
dig
your action towards
Returns
the
better.
Kingsleys go, and then both go
Danny
down there. You can do
DeVito
that.
and
No.
Up to you.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I'll rush forward and get next to Kingsley. And
Okay.
that's
Even,
in my spell for Kingsley.
Okay, I will
Uh,
say
Lando
the
Calrissian was
distance
in
you
it.
were,
Lando Calrissian was
rough
in
terrain,
Batman Returns.
30 feet movement.
I think so, yeah.
Is it rough terrain up top, or is it
30
far
because
from
of
that?
the,
It's rough terrain because of the earthquake and because of the.
So I wouldn't
area.
even be able to dash to get to it.
Not if you're going to hold
Was
your
it
action
him?
on the
Maybe
spell.
I'm thinking of a different
But
guy.
however, you can get close, and on his turn, you can go ahead and close the distance to her if you want to.
Batman Returns
Okay, so
was
you can
my
tell me what it
favorite. I
looks
love
like,
Michelle
and then I
Pfeiffer
can
and
meet up.
Catwoman. Little Power
Okay,
Monster.
I'll get close.
Wasn't
Okay, so
Then-
you rush
I'm
up,
brain
like,
farting
push
on his
through
name. I
the
was
terrains
calling
of
him
the ground,
Lando as a
still
joke, but
moving.
now I'm brain
You push
farting
it
on his
as
name.
close as you can to Kingsley.
Called
That's
Mr.
about 10
Colt
feet. He's kind of a
45,
little bit further up on the
passed
platform,
away
kind of keeping his
recently.
footing.
Okay.
Totally forgetting his name.
Then-
But I'm pretty
yeah,
sure he
that's
was
You
in
express
Batman
to Kingsley what you're
Returns.
trying to do?
Yeah, come to me.
We are
and
close
I
to
will
40
get
likes,
this
everybody.
happen.
One like away from, or 2 likes away from
Role
40.
playing.
We need 12
Alright,
more
that
likes.
finishes
Like
just
the
the
video
show.
if you
So
have
is
not.
it another?
We're
Everybody
talking
has
about
to
movies,
be knocked
watching a
prone?
giant fall through a
Now it
ruins.
says here.
We're all standing on his. Well, somebody's. We're not all, but
Or is
someone's
everybody
standing on his
fallen more
balls.
than 100?
No, you're right. Billy
Each
D.
creature on the
Williams.
ground in the
Thank
area
you,
is gonna
Billy
make
D.
a dexterity
Williams.
saving throw.
Okay. Most
I couldn't
people are already
think. I just
prone.
remember Colt 45.
Yep, it's perfect.
Lando
So,
Calrissian.
the giant.
A lot of people mistake him
fails.
for Apollo Creed.
The mage.
I have seen so many times in my life
Fuck,
people think
actually.
Billy D. Williams is
It's National
the
19.
same guy as
Succeeds.
Apollo Creed.
Bell
Edward,
Mage.
Veth, Caleb, Bo.
Who is
I need
also
you all
in
to make
Predator.
dexterity saving throws.
Amongst other things. He was Harvey Dent. That's right.
Caleb, you are knocked prone.
I couldn't remember if he was the mayor.
21.
I was like
Bo
trying to
Rock
remember
stays
who
up,
his
is that?
character was, but I was like, I'm almost
You guys are riding it fine.
positive. I haven't
Okay.
seen those movies in so
That
long.
finishes
The
your
Michael
turn,
Keaton
Jester.
Batmans.
Earthquake-
I thought
So
Michael
now
Keaton
at
was
this
great
point,
in
more sections are
the Flash movie.
following within the
I
temple.
honestly thought the Flash movie that no
This
one
place
saw
is only
was one of
maybe
the better
has a
DC
few more
movies in
minutes
the last
before it all
decade.
caves in. The mage is going to take his turn. He has maintained
Michael
his
Keaton, I thought, did
concentration
great.
on his fly spell.
It's going to go ahead and
Actually, the fly spell was counterspelled.
That's right. No, that's
why
why he jumped in.
yeah.
You're right. You're right. No, you were totally right.
so still hexed. He is going to
Relentless Hexed, right?
Batman Returns is my number 3. I could see it.
That was the.
I could see it.
bad
It's
thing.
definitely my favorite.
I just like a teleport
There's
going.
so many comic
it in
book movies
your-
now. I'd have to think, but if one of the Michael Keaton movies made it, it'd
He's
be
going to
Batman
Dimension Door.
Returns. I still think
He's doing a spell.
rewatchability and act.
Dimension
I mean,
Door.
maybe based on
I've already used my
nostalgia,
reaction though.
Yeah.
I would
Heather
choose
Falls.
Batman Returns. But I watch the
Don't.
Christian Bale Batmans all the time. The
Do
first
it.
two.
You're
The Bane
counting
one
us
I'll watch
again?
on occasion.
That's all I've got.
But the
Okay.
first two Batmans with Christian Bale, I will
I
watch
mean,
them.
We can sleep. If we can stop him, we
Like
we
once
wanna
a year.
Says we can sleep.
I have it in
He's right
4K.
here, and he might
I'll
not even
crank
have
up my
the
sound
orb. Maybe it's
system
in
and
the
I'll
giant's ass.
watch that shit on
Only one
repeat.
way.
I saw
Are you
up
not using
into
your
that area and I didn't
counterspelling?
see
I'm
it.
doing it.
Okay, you're counting.
Dumping
all right, 5th level.
5th level.
So
You have 2 5th level counterspells?
I have.
I'm just a big
I have
fan
3
of
5th
Tom
level
Hardy.
spells.
You're overpowered.
So
Yeah.
the Bane
So-
one,
Now I'm in. Now I got
you know, I'll watch
That's
it
as
for
far as
that.
he
But
can
it's
get.
definitely
He
the
goes to
worst
try
of the
and,
three.
cast the spell. The tethers of his eldritch energy get completely unraveled, and it scatters into nothing. Glances back up at you, floating above.
I know.
I know. This thing is like a gremlin. This thing is like a
He's hooking it.
gremlin.
Where's he going?
This way.
around this way.
Where is
See
he
where
right
he's
now?
supposed to go?
Right here.
We're down to about
there a
45
hole in
minutes,
the ground?
everybody.
Just embarrassing.
45
He knows
minutes
something
left.
we don't know.
We need 11 likes. Do we get there?
He's fine.
This
We might have just
area
hit
of the
40. We
flooring
just
of
hit
the map
40.
seems
10 more
different.
likes. 10 more
It's made of
likes.
pudding.
And we achieve greatness.
That's going to
It's
go ahead and
better
finish his
than
turn since
confusing-
he wasted his spell.
Where is he? Where is he?
Right there.
There. Okay.
Coney and Carl
Okay.
Weathers.
All right.
Oh yeah, that is
Who is
different.
Coney?
That brings
Is
us
that
to
a misspell?
Caleb. You're up.
I don't know what Tony is.
2 of these dudes now.
Oh, so the
Thank
main
you,
goes
Carl
after
Weathers is
me?
Apollo Creed. I'm like brain farting
gonna take it
on
off?
real
Okay.
people's names. I'm
Ajay.
calling them by their
Ajay.
most
When you're in
known.
It's your turn.
I know it's
characters.
my turn, but there's
Just tell me to set it up.
Combo moves?
You know what?
well, it's 6 months later.
We've been working together.
I was watching Blues Brothers the other day,
And
the guy
get
that
to my
the reactor
and
that
I
was
back
watching
up,
it was like
15 feet since I only have half my movement left.
So back up.
Guitar
away,
Murphy,
like under Ford,
who's
underneath
Aretha
Ford's
Franklin's
zone.
husband in Blues
Okay.
Brothers. I think it's
and I
Matt
pull
Guitar
out,
Murphy.
the cat's cradle and
He
get
was
out my
like, "That is
fingers.
a poor man's Apollo
Do it!
Creed."
And I'm
He was
holding
like, "It
my
looks like
action
somebody
to
tried to make
punch that
Apollo
fucker.
Creed and
Which fucker?
ran out of money."
The giant.
Okay.
And I literally was like, I
Might be able to get 'em both.
cannot
Might be able to
unsee
get 'em
this now.
That's
Matt
the name
Guitar
of your combo
Murphy,
move? Fire?
Blues
We had
Brothers,
such cooler
is a poor
names.
man's Apollo Creed.
Efficiency!
All right. The two other guys leap down.
Which is funny because Matt Guitar Murphy is probably in the best shape of anybody on the band of the Blues Brothers.
They take
But
a lot
compared to
of damage.
Apollo Creed, I mean,
Jumping
no
out.
one's
It
in
just
good
jumped
shape
into,
compared to
not knowing the
Carl
floor was
Weathers.
out. And we're like,
2 times.
1 second. Let's not go to Camelot.
Okay, so
Coney, the child army dude.
the one that had been previously
Only
hit by
because
Bo
of
by a number
Catwoman,
of
though,
stars
aka
falls and just goes
the Fife.
and is
I
not
agree with
moving on
that.
the round. The other lands with a snapping sound in its leg, but it gets back and says,
Coney, the child. Is that a
And
real
he's gonna go
thing?
ahead
I don't know
and
who
kind of
Coney
shift it over
is.
this way.
I'm gonna have
That's
to
the
look
rest
up
of the movement it
Coney.
can do.
I'm very curious
all right.
who Coney is.
So that finishes their go. Top of the round, Kingsley, you're up with Bowen.
Coney. Joseph
I'm
Coney.
going to take a couple steps back from the.
Oh my god, he
cliff.
really is a Ugandan
Oh, they fallen down the
militant
next
warlord.
floor. Well done.
Is that who
Shall we
we're
make
talking
this,
about?
Let's go.
Right, and
I don't know if
hold
that
him-
is the same
hold him
person,
action
but I
to
see a
go through the doorway.
Ugandan
Okay. So
warlord,
you're
militant,
sitting down here
crazy
somewhere,
person.
starting in the middle of where the chamber is. Go ahead and roll a d8 for me. That's the number of
Roll a
spaces
D8
you're
for
going
me,
to move
everybody.
in this
Roll a
direction.
D8.
So,
See
ready?
what happens.
1, 2, 3.
2.
There is candy
spaces.
everywhere.
1, 2. You
Sam
land
just
on the
made
giant's
everyone
head.
gain 5 pounds.
Amazing.
Hey,
Of all
sorry.
fucking places.
Quick question. DM?
Teabagging
Yes?
him.
I
We're
am meant to
teabagging
go
the
on
giant as we
this
beat
side
him
of
to
the flying
death.
forward column. Is that possible with my
Please
15
like
feet?
and subscribe, everybody. We're just sitting here
Is it
teabagging
possible
giants
for the rest of my movement
and hoping they
to
die from
have I
it.
burnt
That's
my
all.
action yet or no?
No, you
Don't
just
mind
moved back.
us.
Oh, okay. Is it
Just
possible for
teabagging
the rest
some
of my
giants.
movement to? I can actually attack. That's kind of fun. I see that hexed motherfucker. I'm going to turn around and see if I can use the rest of my movement to get to the.
got it.
Matt Murphy is Matt the
definitely
Guitar
get within
Murphy,
combat range
except
of him, yes.
no
Taking
substitutions.
a.
Matt Murphy.
I don't
Matt
have advantage,
Guitar
do I?
Murphy.
But that's fine.
You have an advantage on attacks and saving. Oh, were you
He
down
is
here?
one
Down
of.
here, you motherfucker.
Oh no.
I feel like he's probably got.
So
I
I'm
mean,
going to
they're
make an
all
attack.
Okay,
in
go for
it. But I feel like Matt Guitar Murphy has like one of the
That's a
most
13.
memorable scenes of
13
anyone in the
Alright.
band,
It's easy
except for
kinda
like the
gets out of
restaurant.
the way. It's
But I
body
feel
moving
like
in a
the
natural and
restaurant
human way.
is
Okay.
more of the scene than the guy
Come
in
on.
the band. Where Matt
22.
Guitar Murphy is
22.
like the
Shield.
point of the whole.
Bring its AC to a 23.
You bad thank.
Who
With
just
Aretha
did,
Franklin
who did that?
part.
Who did?
The mage.
So the second one, first one it dodges. The second one, it has to strike, and right as it's about to hit the clavicle, an arcane field kind of immediately apparates in front of it, and the blade gets shunted off to the
Do
side.
I have a?
The
any
mage
more
is
movement?
doing work here. The
That would
mage
be
is giving us a bit of a problem. Nothing
35.
crazy, but you
35
know,
more feet.
more of a problem from the mage and the
I'm
giant.
going to. Actually, I'm gonna stay.
Okay, you got it. All right, that finishes your turn. Beauregard, you're up.
Okay, I am going to do like a little vault over the giant's
Laura
arm.
like looked like she's
and
gonna
I'm
smack.
gonna quickly
Sam,
come around and I'm
or
gonna
tried
strike
to, and
right
he
up under his
dodged.
ribs, just using like
He,
pointed attack
dive,
for my
duck,
knuckles.
So
dodge.
the giant, as you're going over it, oh, go
What
for
was
it.
the dodgeable
First,
stuff?
first
advantage.
pop with advantage.
Dive,
Oh, yeah.
duck, dodge,
Yep, that's good. I'm using
Didn't he
unarmored
repeat
for
one
this
of them?
one, so it's gonna be
and duck.
28.
One of them he
28 hits.
repeats, but I'm missing one.
Good hit, Bo! I say from above.
Thanks, Jester. 13 damage.
13 damage. Crack! You vault over and kind of land on the other side of its arm.
I'm going to pump 3 key points into him.
I'm going to pump
Into him? Okay.
you up.
to do
Keep that key point spirit up.
debilitating barrage.
I don't know what that
Okay.
reference Ford's saying.
So as you like hit the side, you feel your key kind of extend beyond you into this storm giant. At
also,
that point,
the
you
unexpected
see where elements of the
Paul
nervous system
Rubin's
are
appearance.
somewhat
Yes, Pee Wee
malleable.
Herman.
And within a quick
in
second, you
the
go ahead and yank
restaurant
the key
scene
back into
is
yourself
the
and strike
waiter.
in that spot. And as you do,
Totally
you cause a
random.
vulnerability to
He's in
Can I
it for
say,
like probably
light him
under
up,
60
wizard?
seconds.
And it's to fire.
fire.
Phenomenal.
You've now made him vulnerable to fire for the next
Same
time.
with John Candy. John Candy, I
And
feel
I'm
like,
gonna
is
do,
not in that movie
I'm gonna,
nearly
like,
enough. John Candy, if you
parkour
added
off of
it
his
up,
rib
has probably
cage and
got
do a
like 2
backflip
minutes of screen
and get up
time.
to the mage for my second attack.
All right.
Get up, to get down.
Get up, to get down.
Carrie Fisher's
Okay,
got a decent shot
that's
in that
another
movie.
28
Like
to hit.
she's in it just enough. I feel like they
So I
used
kind
her
of see
perfectly.
that he just threw his shield up. I'm gonna slide up under it. I'm gonna get up under it and crack him
Yes.
with an uppercut.
Okay.
For
So Caleb, you're holding your action.
I'm about to let go.
Okay.
for another 13.7. 7 plus 5 is
Caleb holding action.
It's 12.
Duck.
7
Oh,
is
it's
12
dodge,
damage.
dip,
Okay.
duck,
Ish.
Slide under
dive,
and
dodge.
whack, hit the mage.
It
He's
is
like
dip.
bracing up
Did I
against
say
one of the
dip?
stone pieces that fell. And he's
Dodge,
like,
duck,
And once again,
dive.
I'm gonna
I
hit him
think
and then
dip's
kind of
the one
like
and a
feel
dodge
the
is twice.
heat that it just
I
inflicted
think
on
I
his
was
jaw.
in my head.
and
I
do
don't
another
think I said
3
dip, but in my
key
head I was
points
like, is dip one of
for
them?
another debilitating
I might have said
barrage.
it.
Okay.
But I knew
I'm
one
gonna
of them.
pull that
I think
heat
I had
of
them
his
all down
wound to
except
the
one.
surface.
okay.
Dodge, dip,
And
duck,
say,
dive, and
Got
dodge.
the bastard too. And then I'm going to go
Patches
ahead and do for
O'Houlihan.
bonus action
Good old Patches
flurry of
O'Houlihan.
bows for another
Let's
pop
go,
pop.
babe.
Didn't I think someone told me they're making a sequel to Dodgeball?
It's like a boxer
That
up
could
against
be-
the ropes,
Let's
and
go,
it just
man.
like
I'm pretty sure
go,
Vince
buddy.
Vaughn was on board and said he would only do it if Ben Stiller came back and there was a problem with Ben
I got a natural 19 and a
Stiller.
natural 15.
But
so I'm
That
I
definitely
remember
hits,
a couple
yeah.
years ago, Vince Vaughn
Four.
saying they were trying to do Dodgeball too. Or maybe they
9
did they?
points
Maybe they
on the
made
first
it.
one.
I don't know.
And
All I know is I know there was something
7 points of
talking
damage
about
on the second one.
You got it. Okay.
Pop pop. And
Pop, pop.
fuck it, stunning strike.
Stunning strike. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just cranked through.
That is going to be a 19. What's the DC on it?
Fucker, 17. No,
17.
18. is the
18. Okay.
save.
Yeah. So it resists the stunning strike,
Okay,
but he is vulnerable to fire.
but he's vulnerable. They're both vulnerable to fire.
As you finish the pull back, Caleb.
Cat's Cradle slams into the stone, and I cast Widowgast's Web of Fire and strings of fire.
Widowgast's
Just go
Web of Fire.
two
I
of
love
them,
it.
if they'll reach, snake just on each side of Kingsley, and
Okay.
head over if they can reach. It's 60 feet to both of the fishy guys. I don't know if it's going to reach, though.
One fishy guy died, didn't he?
60
Yeah.
feet.
I don't know.
His leg snapped.
Yeah. Yeah. He's within range.
So
60
they
feet.
each
Alright.
get hit if they're there.
Fishy
do.
guys.
Plus one hits the giant and one hits the mage.
You got
Lovely. Giant,
Dex
mage,
save for all
fishy
of them.
guys.
Okay, the one that's splattered doesn't get a dex save because it's dead, but its
Dead,
body
yes,
is now very incinerated. Like this body on the ground just goes,
And kind of dead screen.
yeah, it just smolders a little bit.
So now
like-
we're burning the dead remains of one of the fishy guys.
The other one, that is going to be a 11, fails its dex save. So damage for the guy in the far end.
All right,
Oh,
damage
and- I'm sorry.
for
This is it.
second
fifth
fishy
level.
guy.
5th level, you got it.
Fifth level damage.
So that is, I need one more of these guys. I need another
Light 'em up.
6.
I think
Okay.
we're gonna kill this dude. I think this dude's gonna die.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
The little fishy dude. I heard a lot of dice.
17. It wasn't that high. The rolls were kind of low, but it's a 17 total for the damage.
17 total damage. Okay, so the guy over there takes 17.
All right. Still up.
He's looking hurt.
Looking hurt.
Not like
17.
deeply hurt, but he's definitely on fire and unhappy about it.
Not
17 damage
deeply
to the
hurt, so it
giant
probably
and him,
had
which is both double because
a
of
good
vulnerability,
30,
so
40
32
hit
points of
points.
damage.
Correct.
Good fire, Caleb!
32?
Yeah, that
34,
giant is
34.
looking real rough.
34 points.
Giant
points.
still up.
Giant is
Well,
looking
he's
real
not
rough.
up.
If
He's
you did
on
that just
the
a
ground.
little more
But the
damage,
giant-
all of my
They're all
damage would be
looking- they're
dead.
all
Looking very
work
rough.
on it.
I feel like
Like they're having a bad
one
day.
more decent hit, that giant is done.
All right, that finishes Bo's turn.
And we're all
With your reaction,
standing
it
on
brings
him,
us to
teabagging him in the
Veth with
face,
Ford on deck.
cut him
Me?
open like a
I get
roast.
to do more stuff?
Yes, you do.
Nailed him in the
God,
crotch a
this is
few
more
times or
action
something.
than I've had
He's
since,
just
I don't know.
that
Insert
poor
joke here.
giant. I actually feel bad for the giant.
Insert joke here. Well, I guess we gotta kill the
Yeah.
giant?
Yeah, kill him.
All right, I'll just load. I'll lock and load.
Here we go. Sam should be able to do this. Veth should easily. Veth is like our heavy hitter most of the time.
Cannon.
Sure.
Veth should easily be able
My
to take this
futuristic
giant out.
weapon from Metroid.
Futuristic
and
weapon
I
from
will
Metroid.
Fire.
I love
He's
it.
in melee, so I'll
Samus.
just
To the giant, go for
fire.
it.
Oh wait, I get advantage on the attack because
he's
Yasha
prone.
yelped.
Jester,
Yeah.
Yasha, Kingsley.
A lot of reasons.
Oh, I should have had.
14. Okay, both are. It's like 25 to hit.
Never mind.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your sneak
Never
attack
mind.
damage.
Okay.
Whoa.
So many sixes.
Okay, so
There's literally 1 6.
And that's many D6.
I think that's enough.
26.
There's 1 6.
32,
Yeah, we're already in the
33 plus
30s.
7,
I
40
think this
points of
giant is
damage.
done.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, 40 points of damage. Giant.
I would like
is
to
done.
do an elaborate and unnecessary bank shot.
Love it.
Yes, and hopefully striking a few snakes on the way.
Elaborate and,
then
unnecessary
soaring
bank
right
shot.
between Jester's legs somehow and landing right between the eyes of the beast.
As the giant's getting up, like it's laying on its back still, and it's like it puts both of its arms into the ground, and you see it's like starting to lean forward as it arches. Its head is upside down, like almost like a Spider-Man kiss towards you, but it's a massive giant. And at that moment, it notices you, like with your weapon up, and it goes like and growls as out of nowhere the bolt just goes, and its face just goes a little limp,
Poor
and
giant.
the life leaves its eye.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
I feel bad. Yeah, I was saying I feel a little bad.
Didn't even see you there.
We beat the
Good
living
earthquake. Is
tar
that
out
still
of
gonna
this
go
poor
off
giant.
again?
I don't know.
Wait, did it already? Oh, God.
I mean, it is our enemy.
Bonus action and move.
It
I
would
guess
have
I'll just
killed
move
us. It
around
would have
towards
killed
where the
us.
fleeing mage is going.
I'm hoping for Tropic Thunder 2.
There.
The fake story of the
think bonus
least
action I can shoot
expensive,
again.
fake, real, fake,
I'll fire
true
at the
war
main.
story
Give it a box.
where Robert Downey Jr. is
Up
played
about 18 plus
by
stuff.
Idris Elba.
Probably hits.
Is that
18 plus stuff?
Plus,
well?
plus
That
13.
you said I'm hoping
30,
for
That
Tropic
definitely
Thunder 2.
hits. You can go
I
roll
would
damage.
definitely
but this
Tropic
is just
Thunder
a regular
Just a
shot.
regular
is
strike.
one of the funniest movies of all time. Starting
12
with
points of
all the
damage.
fake trailers in the beginning.
All right.
Geniusly
That's it,
created
that's it.
film.
All right, with Veth
With
done, it is
an
now Ford's go.
amazingly all-star cast. There were so many famous
Lordy,
people.
lordy.
Matthew
I'll just make
McConaughey,
sure,
Tom Cruise,
I got
like
eyes
people
on
that weren't even in
mage,
the
and I'll
main
send
cast.
4,
You had
Eldritch
Robert Downey
Blast.
Jr., Ben Stiller,
Go for it.
Jack Black. Then you had so many randos just thrown in.
20, that's a 30 to hit.
30 hits.
Kenny Powers was in
that's
it.
not
So that's a D12.
Al
Man
Pacino.
is after me.
Huh?
Or after
Mage is
Yasha.
after you.
Oh,
Mage
I
is
do have
after you.
advantage?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that was a 2, so I'll
Sandusky.
call
I
that
always
the
forget that
first
guy's
one.
name. Jay. He's got the same name as me, but I can't think of it. Jay Barron. Is that Jay Barron?
Natural 20?
Paul?
That
No,
hits.
no. I'm thinking of something else, but
Okay.
maybe
And
I'm not. Either way, the comedian kid.
28.
28, yeah.
I know
So
all
they
their
all
names
hit, plus,
in the
one
movie.
crit.
I've seen it 100 times.
D10.
Tropic Thunder is definitely a favorite of mine.
8 is 14 points on the first
We're down to
one.
about
Alrighty.
35
one.
minutes, everybody.
I was looking
Like and subscribe if you haven't. We're 10
20
likes
on the
away
second.
from
I'll do the third regular one.
the promised land.
Jesus.
Pizza Land is nuts tonight.
14 again on the third one.
Okay.
And then from the previous
Jay
crit, way back, I forgot to roll one extra
Baruchel.
damage
Oh, maybe
dice.
I said Barenthal.
That's 10.
I was
Alrighty.
close. Jay,
And then for this one,
I don't even know how you pronounce that. Baruchel? Maybe it's Baruchel from Goon. Yes, very good in Goon. Totally different type of
17
character.
Points of damage.
In
plus
Goon,
the
I love that
extra
movie.
die
Sean
is
William
9.
Scott.
Wasn't it? Okay.
26.
That's rough.
In
So
Goon, he
you
plays
gone through all
such,
the time
like,
back at this a while back, and now
A
it's looking real
different.
tough.
He's always
It's
like the
having a rough
nerd,
go. It's like,
pushover,
the shield
like
did not
has
help
no
it.
confidence
That
kind of
battle- that
character.
battle cry.
In
And I'm
Goon,
looking it
he's
up.
the
I'll use my
total
60 feet
opposite.
of fly speed to fly
Plays it
on
very
the
well,
other side
too.
of him and flank him with bow.
I just saw
right
$1
in
Million
his
Baby
face.
the other
You're actually
day.
going.
I totally
melee,
forgot he
yeah.
was in it as
Hit him in.
Danger.
Right there, you got it. Cool.
Totally forgot. Like I had seen that so long ago.
cloven
I was like, oh my god, I
crystal.
totally forgot that he was in this
Is it in his
movie.
hands? Can we see it at all?
You don't see
I'm pretty
anything.
sure his name was Danger.
That finishes my turn.
Okay.
And Anthony Mackie was in
Now
it.
this comes to.
I totally forgot Anthony Mackie was in that.
Yasha, you're up.
Because the giant's dead.
Okay, so I'm gonna
The
float on
Spanish
down to
dude
the
from
mage.
Ant-Man was in it.
And,
That's in a bunch of things. I can't remember the
so
actor's
I am
name.
in melee.
All these randos were in it that
And,
were like
Sentinel
barely in it,
somewhere,
and they were
you know,
like
and-
famous now, but not back then.
and I am going to take my first attack.
Yay!
I'm ready. And get advantage. Okay, so that would be. Stand by.
Stand by.
23.
23 just hits his armor class.
Oh, that's right.
23
His
hits.
shield up.
Okay, okay.
Is
So
shield
we've got-
still up?
It lasts
stays?
until his next turn.
Starts again.
Oh, balls.
Okay, so we've got to start 17
17.
plus
How much we got here? 17's a good start.
plus 12 plus
29.
Leave him.
All right.
3.
3.
Plus
17, 12, 3.
17 because of my Radiant Soul, because I'm flying right now.
That's right.
Another
Okay.
20.
So-
We're up to 49.
For first attack.
Okay, that's
First
that's
attack.
real. That's a lot. He's really
49.
fucking hurt.
Come on. Okay, second attack.
Kill it.
Ooh. Yes. Okay. That would be 28.
28.
Ooh, definitely
Hits.
Okay,
Definitely
so
hits. 28 hits.
Now we've got
9 likes left,
here we go.
everybody. 9
This
likes.
is going to be
We got plenty of time. We got over 30 minutes. We need 1 like
all right.
per 3
That
minutes.
would be that's good.
And we're about to kill the mage.
20
We're about to kill the
points
mage.
of damage plus
Now we're up to 69. This is
23
all
points of damage.
23 points of damage.
80,
How do you wanna do that?
92. There we go. How do you want to do this? I was going to say 92. Matt was
Okay,
already
so I'm
saying
just
he's
going
looking
to
bad.
float
92. And we
behind
still
him.
had more coming.
And from the back, just sticking the blade in his belly, the back, the lower back. And I'm gonna start pulling it up.
As the blade carves up from the back, he's like arching
Oh, that's right, because he's. You already said that.
and kind of falls limp on your sword as you pull out. The blade itself is like it's cauterizing the wound as you leave it in there, smoke pouring out of his chest. And as you withdraw it, like falls onto the ground.
Dead.
Falls onto the ground. Cleave the head off.
Cleave off
Okay.
his head.
Oh my god.
Yes.
The head
Brutal.
rolls off.
Through the back.
Where is it?
Cauterizes
Where is it?
the
Look for
wound.
the eye.
Okay, start looking.
Out the front. Cut his
Yeah,
head
yeah, yeah.
off.
All right,
And
Jester. That's your turn.
is my turn.
All right,
That's
Jester.
it.
What you doing?
Does it look? What's? Oh, it's just
I mean, the fishy dude is still over there.
object.
He's been killing
Is there a lot of sunlight in here at the moment?
Exactly. He's been going to
Fish guy?
There's just a little fish guy left. One fish guy.
That we can see.
That you can see, yeah.
And
And
snakes.
hundreds of horrible.
And many
And
snakes that are pouring in.
hundreds
which
of
are gonna start
snakes
taking
are
their
pouring
things
in.
at the end of this round.
Okay.
So perhaps a sunlight issue.
Hundreds of snakes are pouring in.
I'm just
that
gonna
are gonna
guiding
start
bolt
taking
the,
turns on us.
Fish guy standing over.
I think they're all dead, aren't they?
No,
there's
there's one
one
fish
guy.
guy standing over in the corner.
There's one fish guy that's probably got 15, 20 hit points
Oh,
left.
that was such an aggressive roll.
Just casting it at first level.
No, I was classing it as second.
Second. Okay.
So 18 plus 13.
That hits. You know
Definitely hits. 18 plus 13. My God. What is it, 31?
5d6. 1, 2, 3,
31. This is taking out fish dude. But now we got to worry about all the snakes.
10, 17, 19 points.
That should do it.
damage.
The damage on the next strike. So
Oh,
gets
didn't
hit,
do it?
crumbles to one knee, and you can see now this energy is kind of floating around him. That faint bit of traveler mark that's giving the next attack on him has advantage.
Next attack gives advantage against
Ah,
this
he lives.
little fire guy.
19. I
Oh,
thought 20.
maybe I should
Maybe
end
20
the-
would have done it.
the
I thought
earthquake.
20
What
would
do
have
you
done
think?
it.
'Cause
We
we're
hit
guys are- we're
19.
in here now.
Does he
You
have
it's a
one
cool
hit
effect.
point left?
I'm
Probably
gonna-
more than that.
I'm gonna-
Matt said 17. He was looking
But don't
beat.
we? Yeah,
Not
something.
horribly
Oh,
beat.
earthquake.
Lots of snakes
The
in
shaking
here.
comes
So I
through, and
figured
you watch
double
those, like,
that.
upper pillars of the top of the
I mean, hey,
temple
he's
that are
still
like
up.
falling against each other and are just barely holding each other by the tension of it all collapsing at once, have now come to hold each other in a perfect stillness.
Oh, wow.
The temple just barely stopping from full collapse.
lucky
Which
us.
I really think it should have been fully collapsed, but maybe not with all of us in here.
I really think it should have been fully
I didn't know all
collapsed,
of us
but
would jump in
not with
immediately,
us
you know?
standing directly under
According
it.
to my guidebook, in an earthquake, you're supposed to find a bathtub. So if you
We
see
should
a
have found a
It's a
bathtub.
tornado.
Else, I think.
Well, I wrote the guidebook. It's my camp.
Oh,
so
no.
It's
Who
me
should
guessing
copy
a lot.
editor?
It's a lot of guessing.
Why are you referring to the guidebook if
think
you wrote it?
I
All I
forget
can
sometimes.
do.
I was drunk when I
Finish
wrote
your
it.
turn.
I wrote the
mean-
guidebook. I was very
Yes.
drunk.
The later pages are
Okay.
all kind of scribbled.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand. I'm just gonna walk along the giant. Somebody has to kill this fish guy and look for the. Oh, can I jump down and look for the? That's an action. If I start looking for the crystal.
What do we do with the snakes? The snakes are going to
Okay.
start going in.
Then I'm just gonna stand on the giant.
Okay,
Emily,
so now
Mary,
Jen.
what is up?
All right, Caleb.
Hello.
You're up
Good
next,
day
'cause the
to
mage is
you.
dead.
But there's one fish
We've
guy
got
across
about
the room, right?
And you have
20.
advantage on it.
Yeah, Caleb will
5 minutes
just
left,
sort of
give or
hustle
take.
over
25,
that way,
30
go,
minutes
hey,
left.
You, hey.
We're going to
Fire
go
boat.
to around
And I
the
will throw a flaming
152 hour
baseball
mark,
across the
depending on
room.
where there's
Go
a good
for it.
time to stop. Save the rest for YouTube, unless we hit 50 likes.
At 17th level,
If we get
40 10.
50
Okay,
likes,
so
we're
there's an attack
close.
roll.
We're 8 away.
Spells that great.
8 likes away,
is-
everybody.
15 to hit that
looking
guy.
about the ground and just like shouting out into the echoing of the chamber as it looks over towards you.
It's a 15.
15.
Does it miss?
15 does not.
Oh,
hit.
With advantage?
I did. I rolled too low.
God.
These guys are high
Miserable.
decks.
Oh, little
Miserable.
help, please.
So that finishes your turn. On his turn,
This is the fish
How
guy?
was your
Fish guy.
week going, Emily? How was
First
your
off-
New Year's?
Terrible.
We've all been just chatting about
The
movies and
ones that
stuff.
you had,
Watching giants
Your
get
voltaic bolt.
teabagged,
you dropped your
Mage is getting
concentration on the
It's a
hit
concentration spell?
carved through
and
the
as long
back
as you're
and
concentrating, if I recall,
decapitated.
it keeps them stunned.
For sure.
All we got left's a fishy dude and a
I just
bunch of
didn't know that
snakes
voltaic
in the
bolt was
ruins.
a concentration. I'm sure you're right. You made the spell, so yes.
They all leap down.
Concentration spell.
All right, well now we got a lot more.
Well, fuck.
It's okay.
Yeah, now we have a lot
They
more
all
than we did
take
before.
a lot of damage from falling 60 feet.
They all take a lot of damage from falling
So
60
30 feet
feet.
per floor.
Oh my god.
So
60 feet.
They all take 20.
Oh my god. They immediately all take 27 damage.
the one that's barely alive is like, the rest of them, and they all begin scrounging around.
That's hilarious. They all
Yeah, that's
drop
nice.
in on us and pretty much almost
One
die.
gets a natural 20. One of them goes through and pulls the cloven crystal from the rubble around.
What?
The others kind of like, they charge over to kind of hold a line, and
shit.
it rushes over.
You.
to the
Well, that
center,
worked out
Why does he-
beautifully.
Wait, what?
and then
They use their action to search.
slams his fist down into this sigil that was mostly covered by stone
Oh
on the far end of the
shit!
chamber.
Listen to this.
As
This
it
is
does.
crazy. I'm thinking these dudes have no
Light begins
bearing
to emit
whatsoever.
from the center of this bright yellow, almost like sickly jaundiced yellow energy begins to
I'm thinking
fill
these
the
dudes
chamber
just
from that side,
fell to their death.
and these
Well, they
creatures
kind
go.
of did, almost.
The room, you see all these black runic symbols across the walls. And now you can see with the light around you, the walls of this chamber are intricately carved. You see reliefs carved into the stone of the sea,
With a natural
of navies
20, what are the
pouring
odds?
forward. You see in
Natural
the sky
20,
a massive coiled
find
serpent
the
and a
cloven
cloak around it
crystal.
above that is lording over the sky. This is an image of the calamity. And those of you who
Oh,
are
shit.
proficient with religion, you now recognize, if anybody's here proficient with religion, you are. You recognize this temple as a temple of Zahir. the
Have
cloaked
we been
serpent,
here?
the god that created Uk'otoa, and then
Have we
upon
been
being
to
sealed,
the temple of
was betrayed by Uk'otoa,
Zafir?
and is the one that
Zahir?
sealed
What was
him
it?
originally.
Zafir?
So he made him.
Because there
and
was
then
a
he
scene we
locked
saw
him up.
in
Yeah.
Mighty Nine.
He was a bad
Where
kid.
there was like imagery of the calamity on walls and stuff,
the-
weren't we? Am I thinking crazy?
As the
I feel like in
runes
Mighty
all
Nine
go
they
up,
animated, we saw
you see them
calamity
shatter.
visions or something, or maybe
They
in
all
another
crack.
campaign.
The room
two
shakes for
thing?
just a moment more. A couple other stones. And as they all start laughing, you can finish off these guys without issue. You don't have to spend the moment.
They're relatively easy and minimal, but
You sense as the rest of your
Matt
friends
is
are
like, I'm
finishing
not
them
even gonna
off,
bother
and
with these
Beauregard,
guys.
you're
The
taking
point
in
of
the
these
shape of
guys
the
was
space around
to
you.
activate the crystal.
You feel something within you. So that dark, cold
I
sensation
love that.
pull you into
Matt's
this
like,
journey
I'm just gonna not even waste our time.
is out there. So, now as the
Well,
quiet rumbling
it's
is
called
stopped,
Uk'otoa Unleashed.
the seal, the
It
final
was
seal
Legend
has
of
been
Vox
broken.
Machina?
4.
What do you do?
I have a terrible feeling.
Uk'otoa,
always
I just fucked putting
felt
on a screen protector and I
him
had to
and
order
the
a pack,
darkness
so I
inside
picked up
me, even after the
the
Wild Mother gave me her blessing
Stardew cookbook as
and
well.
her grace, but I don't feel like it's
What is the
inside
Stardew cookbook?
underneath anymore, but
Sounds delicious.
feels like it's out there.
the air fills with this overwhelming sense of dread and almost brimming fury. Ethereal, like something dark and angry is present within
lovely.
this temple. Sourceless and everywhere. Across the way, you see a multi-headed serpent, a statue that sits, partially cracked, and a large piece of stone from the upper floor kind of pushed against it. And the eyes of it emit a dull green glow. And all the snakes in the temple that have been slithering stop. And all at once, face you.
That's pretty horrifying.
I don't like this.
I don't like this.
I immediately
All right. So
grab
fishy
the star
people have
razor and I point
activated
to
the
a
crystal,
spot at the top of
and
the,
it is lighting the
pedestal where
eyes
the,
of a
stone
giant
giant is, and I'll
statue,
cast
and
Arcane
all the
Gate, and you
snakes
see a
look
door
like they're
wiggle.
going to eat our faces.
10 foot in diameter. And I'm like, we need to get out of here. Now, I'll look up and point towards the top of the entrance that's within 500 feet, and I'll create another portal that's facing out towards the top.
Fuck yes.
All right. Can
The
he do
unfortunate
it?
thing is,
It doesn't work. The
the
magic.
dark divinity present here wants answers.
So he won't
And
let
as
us
the gate opens, just as quickly,
crush it.
crumbles.
Closes the gate.
and is gone.
Did you do that? Did you do that?
You know, I've only done it a
So
handful of times.
Ford
but don't
had
think
a
that's
way
right.
out, but
Oh,
it does not
shit.
work.
Let's get to the center.
I was gonna
here.
say that almost is
try
too
it?
easy. In my head, I'm
yeah,
thinking,
by a
"Damn,
few
all
more
right,
seconds
we're
of life.
good."
As,
But it was almost
as you
too
all kind of
easy.
step, the snakes kind of move out of your way, kind of giving a wide berth.
What are they avoiding? You said there was lights and a bunch of shit on the wall. Does it look like it's leading to something?
The sunlight
All right, so the
beams that
snakes
came
aren't
through as the
attacking
began
us,
to
they're
collapse begin to
parting
bring a lot
the
more light
way.
in the chamber, and they seem to have been
Collection
drawn
of
towards them.
recipes on how to cook
That's what
Stardew.
kind of pulled
Stardew
them.
Valley,
Now
a
you're referring
game
to which
I
one-
do
which
recommend.
light
Oh, okay.
this
I was
is.
gonna
You
say,
mentioned that there
I don't know
was,
what that
like,
is.
runes
Stardew
that lit
Valley.
up on the walls.
Yes, but those runes, they were like this dark energy that all cracked. And in the
Ninja
energy
saying I
it seems
forgot
like
about this
temple
part.
Had been
I mean, we
had
got
been
about
altered in some
25
way to be
minutes.
part of the seal that kept Uk'otoa
We are
at bay.
close. 7
So
likes
this is a
away.
temple to the
7
cloaked
likes
hoodie?
away.
Serpent Zahir.
Zahir is
Serpent
his name. He
Zahir.
was a calamity
Calamity was his
god.
Is he still around? Is he here right now?
Zahir?
Stardew Valley. What is that? Is that like a board game?
Here.
Like
Are
an
you
actual
here?
like
Here.
video
You just
game?
see
What
that
is that?
single statue with
I
the
never
dull
heard.
glowing green eyes at the top
Shocked.
of the altar across the
Even things
chamber,
I've never
just
played,
standing
I've
there.
usually at least heard of.
Should we go touch it or talk to it?
I'll
What else is there to do?
start walking towards it.
Temple of
Okay,
Zahir.
you approach it, the snakes move out of the way.
So
Get about a
Ninja's
10-foot
saying
wide
Legend of
berth.
Vox Machina. Did we
As I'm walking
actually
towards it, I'll
visit it? Because I
stop
feel like we
and kind of
legitimately.
turn to the right.
It could be a coincidence
and
or
just
something
move
similar.
Perpendicular
But I feel
to it
like
to see
we.
if
I
the
mean,
heads or
Ninja's
eyes.
saying Legend of Vox.
As you begin to shift aside,
And the name sounds
heads,
familiar
like,
too.
They're tracked.
shift in your direction, and you blink, and they're back to where they were. You're like, the fuck was that?
What? That's creepy.
Well, you have us here. You obviously don't want us to leave. What now?
The jaw of the statue. Dust kind of drifts off the sides of it as it opens, revealing the stone fangs at the bottom of it. You hear the cracking and squeaking of rock carving against stone as it does. The eyes flare wide, and in the entire chamber you hear a rumbling, hissing voice.
Lovely.
Traitorous failure. False god. Foolish pretender. It will not escape punishment.
Well then, that's lovely to hear.
You carry the mark of its chosen. Explain before I bring this temple upon you all.
Oh, he doesn't like you.
It's not Uk'otoa. It's not Uk'otoa.
It's not
No,
Uk'otoa,
no,
yeah.
and he's mad that
He's
Uk'otoa's
mad.
like a false god.
Yeah.
someone
He's
to
mad
help catch your
about
pet.
Uk'otoa.
Stench is upon you.
Oh, he doesn't like the
Yeah,
false
it's
god
not.
either.
It's not.
You are
It's,
a conflicted creature.
So it's a snake with 3 heads, but no, that's neither here nor there.
yeah, he doesn't care about Uk'otoa anymore. He doesn't like him at all. Uk'otoa's really bad, and he knows it. Is all.
She speaks.
I mean, she speaks
True.
truth. Yeah, like she's speaking truth.
You're stuck where
Reverse
you are.
unicorn. Zahir is a
Need someone to
serpent
catch
god
your
of
pet.
Unity, I think.
Intimidation
Unity?
check.
Do I know that? It sounds familiar too. We saw
Against
the
the
first night in
betraying
Legend of Vox Machina Season 3 from Calamity, and there was mention, though,
Just a 17.
mention
17,
through
yeah.
our
There's a moment.
campaign too. Okay.
Of still tense silence before.
The Raven Queen's Temple Season 2. Also, Yes Jay. On... Blah, blah, blah. On
Is your purpose here? If not to unleash.
I can't speak properly. I know what you're talking
mistake
about.
our
They saw
purpose.
3 murals.
We're here to
One
stop
was
his
Uk'otoa.
unleashing.
That's right. Okay. I do
did
remember this.
have possession of 2 of the 3 cloven crystals, and the 3rd was taken from me by force, by threatening the one I love.
That's me.
We came here as a means
That's
to
me.
stop it. If you would aid us in that venture, we would be...
Yeah, I mean, we're
Allies.
kind of on the same path here.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on!
We're speaking
God
truth.
in that body.
Come on, face man.
We're like, it's like
man.
normally I would be like just lie,
no,
but we're actually
no.
speaking truth.
8.
Vero started playing
Not great.
Stardew, and she's hooked, and the entire cast loves the game, including
9.
Sam, who barely plays anything. We got Puff Puff passing pizza wizards and everything else, Colvin and Ninja. Cheers. I wish I could join you, gentlemen.
Then I demand a pact.
We're down to about
man.
20 minutes, everybody. 7 likes needed. 7 more likes needed. 7
Assurance.
left. Reverse Unicorn, by the way.
I need
I feel like we've
an
seen
eye
you before,
upon
but are you
you.
new? Because Reverse Unicorn,
I need to know
I don't see that name often,
if your
if ever.
words match your intent.
So like,
I live in shadow and lies. I can see them and punish.
Yahtzee.
With the ring of telepathy, don't open my mouth and say, well, why don't you lay out the details?
One of you will bear my mark. It is the necessary step to bind the beast when brought low and return it to its prison below the waves.
I mean, do we trust it? One of you must bear my mark?
The mark will
Oh, there
live
you go.
with you.
We'll have to have the mark forever.
Forever?
For as long as you have interest in my mind.
And that, what does the mark do again?
It helps put away Ukatoa.
With the mark comes a boon to help you.
I like boons. I'm in. I'm interested. Right here.
Kingsley's all about
Oh
it.
man, Kingsley,
You just got this body.
you don't even know like whoa.
I like
it kinda
boons.
tracks
I
me.
like
I don't
boons.
hate
Give
it.
me the
I
mark.
don't hate it.
How?
I mean, someone's
And
got to
this
have the
is
mark.
what
You got to live
they
with it forever.
Do all of
But
his
the mark
forms have like this?
Will help
this
with
just feels
putting
right.
Ukatoa
Shouldn't he
away.
have one lifetime where he's
I mean,
not
Kingsley's in. Let him do it. Let Kingsley do
connected
it.
to a dark power that is corrupting him slowly until he dies and is reborn again? I mean,
He kind of keeps making the same choices.
Hey,
I'll-
I don't necessarily think that that's what the option is about.
I'll
Maybe
do
that's
it.
a conversation.
I'll
Ford will do it
I
again.
know him better than anyone here.
Ford has already made all
There's a
these.
stillness in the
I mean,
chamber. and
if Kingsley
the sunlight,
wants to, I
the
would like
beams that are
Kingsley to
coming
do it.
through now in the no longer shaking temple, your eyes can't help but meet where a lot of it is gathering.
If
at
we
the
had
top
no
of the dais
takers,
that stands before
I
the
get
statue.
Ford volunteering.
Kingsley.
But
and
Ford has already been involved
Are you guys
enough
gonna roll
between
these
the Wild
Ford,
Mother
or
and
is that-
Ukatoa
it's
and
gonna be
I would let him
Ford.
do it.
Okay,
crystals,
it's gonna be
It's
Ford.
my
orbs in his body and
responsibility.
everything.
And no way was
It's a
trying to
lot.
push that.
I could have kept him away. I could have
I mean, I understand he
secreted
feels
the highway.
responsible
I could have
and
done
like
a
he should
million
be the
things,
one.
and I didn't. I fell in love. I gave it up
Look at that. I fell in
the
love.
first
Sam
moment
holds
that
his
was
arm.
threatened.
Sorry, Ford.
No, it's not your fault. I would do it again a million times, but I'm not about to put the lives of all those people up there at stake because I could have played the game better. I need to finish
Literally.
this. If my knowledge of him and his of me is something that we can play to our advantage, then I'll accept your pact.
Men approach.
All right. We have made a choice. Definitely recommend the game, but it has
just
become
float out to
another
him. Still
problem.
fly.
But it has
You
become
drift
another
over
problem.
above the ground, the statue there. All the rest of you see the statue still, but in your
Not
mind,
sure.
the
Don't
heads
comment much. We'll reverse Unicorn.
look up to
Thanks
you,
for the
the
interaction
other two
and
flicker
helping
on,
with my question.
and you feel that shadow, that darkness, the light from the sun
Ford
temporarily
will let the
begin
world
to fade.
burn for Jester.
In this moment, you feel this strange, like cold water unexpectedly thrown upon you in mid-sleep, just streak across your chest. And you look down, and for a
Running
moment, you don't even
back
see
into
your
Pizza
armor.
Land for a bit.
It's
Stream
an
ends
odd
before I get back.
reflection
I will
of
see
some
you
of the
all in the
early
comments.
dreams of
Ninja,
Ukatoa,
we love
but
you.
less mysterious and more directly ominous, if powerful. The cold sensation becomes hot, burning. For a moment, you try and instinctively yell out in pain, but no voice emerges as you look down at your chest and you see this single green flame just burning into your sternum. Runes burn across your chest in multiple directions, over your shoulders.
Maybe it
And
looks
then
cool.
You fall to your feet. The spell having dropped, you're sweating.
Choose. Do you embrace the shadow or climb the peak of the mountain?
Embrace the shadow or climb the peak of the mountain.
You get a fucking choice here?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's a choose your own adventure. Come on, man.
Shadow or mountain?
Shadow. I would say peak of the mountain.
I choose to climb the mountain.
Yeah, I would say climb the mountain. That's what I'd pick.
The statue.
I don't know what's right or wrong, but between the two, climbing the mountain sounds like good.
Begins to crack. The
Got
head
some Rocky shit. Rocky 4.
tumble off. It breaks
You
and
climb that
crumbles, and as it
mountain
spills.
and scream
the torso
Drago.
that stands there. You see the hilt of a blade in it
Oh no.
that was embedded within the statue.
Another sword.
Take the fang of the Spire King.
We take
Bring low
another
my renegade
sword.
child and doom them once more to the dark.
That ominous sensation lifts like an exhale from the chamber. The sunlight beams brighten the interior once more, and for the first time in it seems like an hour, you can hear the birds return in the jungles outside.
Crazy. All right. So we just made a pact
I will slowly walk
with the
towards
snake
the
god.
pedestal and
The
is the
Spire
hilt
the Spire
or
King?
cross anything I can see familiar in any way?
Not familiar to you at all, actually.
I went
It's got
to
a,
get
it's got
my
an
dinner.
intricate crossguard.
Did Jay read
it
my
looks-
Stardew comment?
It's
Yes, I did.
smaller. It looks like lighter than
I
what you're
did
used to wielding.
read it, Michael.
I'll holding my Star Razor. I'll cast See Invisibility. Is there anything in? I mean, this is a gift, but I'm fucking suspicious as shit. Does anything show up with See Invisibility cast?
Nothing.
Look around the room before I grab it.
Make a perception check.
Perception check.
Natural one. Cool.
Natural one.
You see hundreds and hundreds of snakes above, like peering over the edge and kind of like crawling through the hole above and around the ruins around, all just looking at you.
Thanks. I hate it.
All right.
I'll grab
We
it.
are now the Snake King.
There's no way you'll be able to pull it out. You're not strong enough. Should Yasha
Mocking
help?
Ford.
Or you
He
just-
Let's
works
mock
out like
Ford's
every day
strength and
now,
ability.
man.
But like, it's
Look at him. Look at his muscles. He's so buff now.
You're right.
We're down to
Yeah, Beth, you're right.
less than 15 minutes, everybody. 7 likes away.
You pull it forth,
15
thin,
minutes.
long foil of a blade. This is
We'll
definitely a
go
rapier
to
by
exactly
design.
2.
It looks like an
hours.
ancient relic that bears
2
similar
on the clock.
markings
We're going to go to
parts of the temple,
exactly 2
but
on the clock.
beautifully,
Unless it
intricately carved.
makes sense to stop somewhere. Intricately
You,
carved
being one that bears
blade.
the mark, understand this is the Fang of the Spire King.
Fang of the
Spire
Spire
King?
King.
Correct.
I love it. The Fang of the Spire King.
Damn!
Can it
What does it
find
do?
Ukatoa?
Ford, read it to us.
Cool.
Ford, read it.
Throw it in the lava. No.
Is this a vestige?
I know. Do you have 2 vestiges
Is it a
now?
vestige?
No idea.
Yeah.
I will.
Not a vestige. It is a legendary weapon, though.
I will turn and walk to Jester.
Hi.
Legendary weapon.
I'm so sorry. I don't ever want you to think that any of that was your fault.
Can I see the mark on his chest?
No, you don't see anything. He's wearing his armor.
Take off your armor. I want to
Everything's going to
see.
be fine.
I want to see you naked.
Kingsley,
Yes.
you were so eager to accept the pact. Why?
Oh, why not? All of you weren't going to do it. You were taking your bloody time.
Kingsley's being a little
And what else
aggressive.
do I have? I'm not betraying anything.
You have a boat in that box.
I feel like
That's
Kingsley's
pretty
being a little
impressive.
aggressive
Thank
here.
you.
Oh.
Well,
I think
you
the
were
boat in the
taking your
box will be
bloody
okay
time,
with that
so
decision.
You've been given a new
I mean, it
start,
wasn't
so
like,
your
all right,
choices
no one wants to
between
do it,
light
I'll
and
do it.
dark
He was like,
matter,
me, me, me,
and
me,
this
me,
has
me,
a
me.
little
He
bit
was
of
like
dark
jumping at the chance.
connotation to it. So,
And here you are.
well, it's not for me, and I'll extend the hilt to Kingsley.
Oh, you're giving him the rapier?
Are you sure?
I suppose we'll find out.
So Ford took the pact and then gave away the sword? Who takes the pact and then gives away the legendary weapon?
Touch it, there's this almost
legendary weapon
static electricity-like
in
sensation
5e
that strikes
are
through your fingers,
plus
and
three
the
weapons?
buzzing,
Is that what I'm saying, right?
gentle electrical
I just
buzzing
keep
of it
hitting the
makes
thing.
it seem.
Thank
like
you,
it could
Reverse Unicorn.
be faster
Given
than
the
any blade
background,
you've
I really would have gone with a.
I think there may be a problem.
I don't know what that says.
I appreciate
a karambit for blade type. I don't know
My
what that
other
is.
sword out.
Karambit
Put this one back, and I
or a
put out
Chris.
the
I ain't familiar with
right,
these
the
words
right
here.
on my other sword, and
The boat
stash
in
it
the
to
box
side.
will be okay
Well,
with
I
that
shouldn't say
decision.
no offense,
Jeff
it's
just
just
fell
a
asleep for 10
style.
minutes.
No.
Well,
That's way
Neil,
too small.
we've got another 10 minutes
okay,
left, so
so
get ready.
what,
I mean, we're 5
our
likes
next
away, everybody.
steps?
5 likes away from
Well,
finishing.
How does this work? Do
If
you-
we hit
you
50
bear the
likes,
mark,
we
but he gets
will
the sword? Does that still
continue
stand?
to
I
the
don't know, I
break,
think we're
which
making
is
up the rules as we go.
222,
Can
I
I use
think.
divine sense to
So,
sense Fey, Fiend, or Undead?
If you all can find a way
Fey, fiend,
to
or
get to
undead,
50
the
likes,
presence seem to
we
seems
will
to
continue
have
to the
left.
break.
So that
Sated.
sense of dread has left.
It
the
is
chamber.
washed away.
And as I extend that divine sense in this new pact, is there any kind of a feeling or a compulsion or a ping outside of this cave that would be a...
Because you still claim within you the Pact of Uk'otoa.
So we have the
and
Pact of
now
Uk'otoa,
bear the mark
and
of
now bear the
vengeance
mark
of
Zahir. We have just all
the
sorts of
serpent
shit.
upon your very Pact Master. You know that somewhere south in the Lucidian, Uk'otoa now roams free, and who knows what he's unleashing.
Ah, so now we do have a sense.
See, they have like a
I
little
have
shiver.
a Karambit butterfly
Horse
knife.
nipples, yes.
I think Kingsley is
literally
amazing. I
anywhere
did
in here,
Kingsley.
doesn't
Jay, you know
Snakes like
what
mine.
a Karambit
I hope you
is.
believe me, but
Thomas Jane used it
I feel
in a
like
final
there's
showdown in the
something
Punisher
going on in the
movie.
southern part of the
I
Lucidian
do
Ocean.
then.
Of course we believe you. Uk'otoa was just released.
We should probably get out of here.
Can you still make a thingy so we can get out?
I spent it.
We spent
I spent
the
mine
spell.
to get out
We
too.
cannot use the action.
Hey,
Snakes aid us in our ascension.
Snakes. Oh my god.
Just like pull away.
That'd be amazing if the snakes actually like lifted us up and guided us to the exit. Snurfing on the snurfing on the snakes. Surfing on the
We are gonna
snakes.
need a
no,
boat.
we can turn into
We have a boat.
birds.
We're gonna need a ship.
I can also get us out of here, but are we going straight to
I'm halfway
middle
through
of the
year
ocean.
3.
We need it. We need at
And
least
flirt,
a port
no
with a ship.
crossplay, or
We gotta, yeah.
I
we're gonna
jump
flirt.
in and help
Nicodranas
farm.
or
And flirt with
Portamale or-
Abigail,
How
because
far
that's
is
how I
the
roll and
ping
started.
from any of the
Karambit,
port
They're gonna
cities?
have to get to the
claw-like
coast
knife
and then
with a
feel.
finger loop in
But I
the
can get
end.
us to Nicodranas
So,
again. I
Michael,
can get us,
similar to what the woman
okay.
uses in
Yeah, we'll go there.
Die Hard with a Vengeance,
This is not a.
when Johnny
Just a
comes
storm
marching
giant,
home.
this is,
When Johnny
Titan.
comes marching home
So we need to
again,
marshal our
hurrah,
forces and be ready.
hurrah. And she uses
You
the
couldn't
knife and
teleport
kills
us
the
to
cop.
Darktoe,
That
could you?
I could.
blade
What a good
she
idea
uses.
that is.
I just need to.
I know the scene you're talking about in
feel-
Punisher
From where
too.
we are, because we're.
I'm just thinking of
we
all
are
the movies
slightly
I've seen it in.
northeast of where Nicodranas is via the map.
Correct.
Is it a
Also
hard
kind of
south
reminds
or
me
is it
of,
a
I think
south
it's
west?
It's a hard
Vin
south,
Diesel
from the best
in
you can tell.
Nicodranas
Pitch
will be
Black.
fine.
Am I thinking of the right movie?
Aren't we
Maybe I'm
still
thinking of something else.
banished?
We can get better ships there.
Oh, I feel like he's attacking Darktoe.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
I think we'll find a meaner ship.
He's dead.
A
And
meaner
the
ship.
more willing
Oh,
to do something.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Like
we killed
the
Darktoe.
We killed
That's fair.
Avantika. The
Plank
Casco
killed
knives. I think
Yeah.
that's spelled wrong.
Yeah, but
And we were
still,
banished.
We were banished from Dark.
That's why we should go back.
You were banished from Darktoe and
Here's the
told that
thing.
you would be killed on sight if you were dead.
Let's go back.
I've been sending the Plank King like messages like back and forth.
You've been doing what?
I mean, he's a, he's kind of a funny guy, is the thing.
Let me see your DMs.
We're sending the. Oh my God! Jealous of the Plank King. What have you been saying to the Plank King? How dare you?
Hey, Plank King.
What have you been saying to the Plank King?
Hitch. we could pop by Rumble Cusp because there was a cave.
5 likes away,
filled
guys.
with
We're down to about
Didn't
Oh
everyone
wait,
8
can we
minutes.
burn those boats?
all the boats were taken home by the
the
people who were
Riddick daggers
stranded
are
there.
100% fantasy.
We opened up a resort
I'm
there.
wondering
There
if they're. I'm like I haven't seen it in so long.
Boats are probably fast.
I'm
and
like in my
powerful
mind, I'm
pirate-type
picturing something, but I don't know if what I'm
vessels.
picturing
Let's
is
go to
right.
Nicodranus,
I
weigh our
believe that's
options, and
before
figure
the
that out
knife was
because
designed
trying
for
to go to
Die Hard,
Docto
but
and convince
close
the
to the
Plank King
pitch
that
black
a
knives.
giant sea serpent is attacking the world might not fly
Neil
over.
concurs.
Well, we could let him know right now, couldn't we?
Yeah.
I could. I'm just gonna message the Plank King to
Do it.
let him.
Just out of the blue.
It's an emergency.
Remember us from
Do it.
3 years ago?
Messaging.
I'm not lying. I do message. I message a lot of people all the time. Okay.
It's true.
It's been 6 months of unused spells,
all
you
the
guys.
time.
So many messages.
Just every night at bed, it's like
Jester just messages
hey,
everybody
syphilis
all the
gang,
time.
It's me.
Always
How have
messaging.
you
Oh,
been?
hey, random bandits.
Always be closing.
Okay.
One half of. so
I'm
many
sending a
conversations.
message. I'm sending a message to the Plank King.
Right.
Let's see what the planking has to say.
Plank King. There's a big god of a serpent named Ukatoa
A big god
who
of a
just got
serpent.
released. He's going to wreak havoc on everything. We need help. Nice.
The Plank King's probably be like, "Who the hell are you?"
Going through the Rolodex.
Well, I mean,
told you time and time again. Stop messaging.
all right. So
me.
she was telling the truth. She said, "I message him
I
all the
swear,
time."
one more time. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna cut your throat.
All right. I mean, makes sense. That would be what I
he say?
Likes me. He said
assume
he's
the
going
Plank
to cut
King
my
would say.
throat if I do it again. But he says that every time.
Does he say it every time? He probably does.
We don't even need
But I feel like he would.
him,
I
do we?
would.
We would just
I
need
feel like he would
the
make good
boat
on his
people.
threats at a point.
Can we get?
Like
Still
if you're
banished
the
on
tough guy, if you're a tough guy
all
or
of
the
Dark
tough guy,
Toe,
like the
not,
big
like, just in
boss
his,
guy,
like, a
Nicodranus
you got to make good on
Yeah,
your
okay.
on your
Nicodranus.
claims, or
weird
people aren't going to take you
government
seriously.
person. Maybe we can get like
You
a
can't
big,
just be
like,
making empty threats.
military.
Somebody keeps messaging
I'm a
you,
glorified
and you tell him you're going to kill him. You got to kill him.
Don't
Now he's
show
going to have to
yourself.
slice your throat.
That's not what I heard.
By the way, we have
Cooler
hit
than that.
Just
Yeah.
kidney
I mean, my
52
parents
likes.
are cool, though.
We have
Yeah.
rapidly
Sure, but it's
But most of them can't
surpassed
kick ass like you can.
all
Yeah. I'm not
that
denying
is
any of this.
needed
I'm just saying we
in
don't
life,
have boats, we
liberty,
have
and the
books.
pursuit of
have
more
a-
critical role.
Nicodranus.
Nicodranus.
All right. Does this mean we can stay the night at the lavish chateau?
We
It's
are
been so long, and I want that
Iron
charcuterie
Man.
board.
Jester has
Why
the
are you-
equivalent to be limited
Yes,
to
Okatoa is out
to
there.
a
I'm
limited
tired.
to a cell
I've
phone
been
while
doing
everyone
a lot
else
of
can't help but listen to
paperwork
her.
and, like,
I
desk
swear the
jockey
planking
stuff, and
went
I'm
insane
a
because of
little
Jester.
winded.
And
One
spoilers
more night
was
before
able
death.
to
You used
take
to
over.
understand that.
We have also hit 54 likes now.
We're going to Nicodranus.
Okay.
Looking like we're not
guild
looking
gathering
like
your
we're
troop
gonna.
together.
We are going
Yeah, what do we
to
want?
finish to the break, everybody.
Your living room?
I'm feeling good. Initially, I
house.
was like
What's
tired
wrong
and not
with my
feeling
living
it
room?
Your living room?
100%.
Mama's house.
I'm feeling pretty
I'm just the
good.
bus driver. You tell me where we're going.
We got
Mama's
25
house.
minutes
Mama's
left,
house has more
everybody.
titties.
Yeah.
25 minutes
good
left.
point.
Mama's house.
All right. We're gonna have to
Titties.
roll.
Mama's
You're
house
extremely familiar
titties. That's
with
what I
these
saw.
spaces. So,
I swear. Oh, I already read that.
You return
Dropped
back
a
to
pic
Nicodranus
on the Discord
to
of.
a combination
Am I
of
saying it right? A
standard
Karambit?
energy and day-to-day
I've said it
bustle,
100 times.
but also whispers and
Karambit.
conversations. You listening out hear
Karambit.
people talking about a dark storm that has immediately begun
You
brewing
might see Discord
south
open.
to the Swavane
I'm gonna move it
Islands.
real quick.
Larger than
I
any
wanna see the
storm
picture.
people have seen in over 100 years. And as you hear that, you glance off on the horizon, and
My
even
bad.
from here, this later in the day, you can see the black
Oh,
mass
I see all the
clouds
arcade
and the
pictures.
aegis flashing.
Oh yes, that's exactly what I thought. It looks just like the knife
Now,
from
those
Die
that are
Hard.
focused into the right.
What was that girl's name?
Realms the divine,
Classic
or
horror.
meditate with
Yes.
an open mind.
And
Apparently, have begun shouting
and
terrible
the Punisher.
visions of the sea breaking.
I know the scene.
Images of
Shrimp
many
and
yellow
calamari
eyes in their
ceviche. I
dreams.
want it now.
Coastal cities in
I
ruins.
want it now.
Consumed by waves and fire. Already at this point, you can see many ships
Michael got a whole lot
that
of
are
good
starting
pictures.
to, throughout the night, stock up. The Clovis Concord Navy is currently being mobilized
I
and
want
sent out at
the shrimp
sundown
and
to go
calamari
and inspect
ceviche.
this.
I was gonna get seafood sushi after this.
Best you can tell from what
But
you're
I
hearing
have
about
so much seafood
the center of the storm currently
frozen
looms to the east of
from
Broken
not being able to have Vigilia last week
Of what?
Broken
that I might just thaw out some calamari
You hear
and grill
tale
that up.
that
Michael, you
boats
made
in
me want
Port
some
Zoom
calamari.
are being mobilized. The Navy presence here in the city is not massive that sits within the harbor. Many of it patrols, but you hear that a lot of it's being shifted and pushed that direction. But the evening is yours.
The
Are you
evening is
searching for a
ours,
ship
everybody.
tonight, or are you resting first? and
We
then taking your
all
leave?
get to have the evening together. It is
Maybe
ours.
we should get it prepared tonight.
I hope you're all enjoying
Ready to
the
go
evening
first thing in the
because
morning.
it is ours.
Bad idea.
When we hit 54
deals
likes,
are
I wasn't sure if we were
constructed.
going to do it, to be
There's
honest with
something
you.
before we rest.
We were sitting
Especially
right
if
around
they're
40
mobilizing all the
for
boats,
like a
we might wanna get one
while.
before they're all gone.
I'm like, we need 10 more.
The naval
Less
ships
than
have
10
already been
minutes.
conscripted.
And then we rocketed
But there are two ships that you see
past
from the harbor
50.
that are at your disposal. The
almost at
names
55.
are
Keep liking,
Drin
keep liking
Salabis
and subscribing.
and the Ever Onward.
Yeah,
Which of
if
these
we hit
ships
75,
The ever
to
I will
inquire with?
break this glass
Drin
over my
Salabis.
head and eat the
Dren
glass.
Salavis, what is that? Is that a... Wait.
It's an Elvish phrase.
Are they
Do
comparable?
we know what that means? Wait, do any of us speak?
I speak
I
Sylvan.
know all the things.
What does it mean?
I know all languages.
I know all the things.
I'll have to look up what it means.
Oh, Lisa Baki's here. Sorry, got caught up watching
Are they
Jen
comparable
and
I
ships?
don't
Ilona.
All times.
Single main
Aelana?
masts, double
I don't know how to
main
pronounce that.
masts?
Playing
It's
BG3.
Sorry,
But
it's
glad
not
I got
Elvish,
here in time
Marquesian.
to toss in enough
my
likes
bad.
to keep it going.
Marquesian for
You
luck
did
of
help,
the mother.
I'm sure, Lisa
Luck
Baki.
of
It's
the
good to see you.
mother.
Second half stream next week and wrap up.
That's kind of tongue.
Comparable
For-
ships, size,
Both
The YouTube.
comparable, both about the same size, both outfitted.
Second
It's
half
more
stream
about the
next
personality.
week.
There are. You haven't met the captains of each yet, but you can
sitting
choose one to engage if you
I've
like.
met the captain
At an
already.
easy 95% as of right now. I've got some catfish in the freezer. I gotta fry sometime.
How
Yeah,
we
my
feeling?
sister bought tons
Drin
of fish and
Salabis
was
or
like,
Ever Onward?
we're probably not going to be able to
Drin
eat the
Salabis,
fish because Jay is sick and I'm the only one besides my dad that eats the fish. So it was only like a day old. We froze it. And she was like, you got to start eating that fish. Yeah, I mean, you can freeze it. As long as it's frozen,
We just said
it'll
hello.
stay
Next thing will be
a
better.
while.
We
But
just said hello to the mother in the jungle.
you don't want to just like leave it
one
there
sign.
for a couple months. So I'm going to start going through the
Onward,
frozen
ever
fish.
faster. There it is. Okay.
So no
Drin
sense in
Salabis.
going to get sushi when I have
Approaching
tons
the ship,
of
you
frozen.
can
I have like
see,
a
lot of the
tuna
crew
steak,
is in the
salmon,
process of
calamari,
kind
there's
of
scallops,
playing
there's like
game,
everything
like card
you can
games on
imagine.
deck,
All
and
sorts
looking
of fish.
off and kind of talking and pointing out
Nope,
to the
nope, nope.
the storm out there. The captain, you do recognize. You met her once in passing.
With this
along
much
the wharf here in
notice,
the
as
city
long
quite a
as no
while
one
ago.
plans
Captain
any damn
Adele.
weddings, I'll be
You've
there.
spoken with her briefly to possibly charter
Michael,
something.
second
she
half
actually,
stream next week. Were you? I didn't see
talking,
earlier if you
I can't
confirmed.
remember the specifics
Were you
of it. I
saying
think
we
it may
should
have been
split
around
up? The
a-
next half is 3 hours.
a bar fight or getting
From the
into
break
trouble
to
there
the
in
end is
bar.
3 hours.
But you see
Were you
her
saying we
long,
should split
tea-tatted
that up?
hair, kind of
Or
wild and graying against
we'll
the
do a
dark
YouTube
coloration.
Patreon video, finish the
dark
live stream.
wrinkled skin that
How are we
shows
breaking that
she's
up?
been at sea for quite some time and has experienced long, brown, light brown coat, kind of hangs down to her calf-high boots. As you kind of step across the way, she looks up to the rest of you. Can I help you? You're looking mighty.
Nine.
Mighty Nine.
Mighty
You're
Nine,
looking
I
mighty
guess. I don't know.
nine.
What? We've met before. Some of you. You look familiar.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think
It's been a
we're
while.
probably a pain in your ass like a year, 18 months ago.
One
You know
year,
that big storm that's
18
happening over
months
there?
ago.
Yeah?
We want to go to it
Why?
so we can kill the thing that's causing it.
You can see she looks back at it with this kind of distant look. And her right hand, her fingers are like you can see she's picking at her fingernails with like a nervous energy. A little grin across her face. And she goes, you know, ever since that thing started growing, I started feeling worried. And also feeling kind of excited. I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen some real action out
Been
on
a
these
while.
waters.
That's twice.
Far too long outside of just pirate business and
Laura
such.
smiled when he
mundane
said it.
challenges.
I think she
getting a little
thought
bored, you
what
know
I
what I'm
thought.
saying?
That storm will eventually be coming here anyway, so we are just heading it off at the pass.
I like that business. Make a persuasion check with advantage. With
I
your
like
help.
that business.
See, I have a bit of history with heroic.
Oh,
She goes back to Flux
Campaign
Machina.
1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that business.
Persuasion.
Yeah, VM
Which is
had
plus
more.
7, so 25.
25. Now, I've had a bit of history with heroic and dangerous travel, and looks like you got that dangerous look in your eye. Let's see if you can make the heroic part. How soon you planning to leave? And how much you paying?
The morning.
We're paying
I'm
you
afraid it's a
$1
fortune.
billion.
Well, let's get the morning going.
They did a predator handshake, it sounded like.
You see the waves go.
Love it. Love it.
With that, she begins to whip up her crew, saying,
Predator
"Bring the ties
handshake.
back in.
Technically,
Let's go ahead and buy
calamari is
supplies
a
for
cephalopod.
I don't know how long
Correct.
at sea.
With this much, oh, I read that one.
I like her.
Yes, we always do. The Feast of the Seven Fishes is Vigilia,
Do they
which
maybe
is
want more
what
crew?
Italian
Should
people
we
do
call
Christmas
Orly
Eve. I've told you all this, but if you didn't know,
Orly's life again.
Christmas Eve I was dying of food poisoning.
Orly gets a vacation.
How much of a
And
navigator do we really need?
Me and my father are the only ones that
Right.
eat seafood. So even though it's the Feast of the Seven Fishes,
As the day
any
draws to a
seafood
close, they
counts.
gather the
You have to do
materials and they tell
7
you,
different items.
if you're going to rest here, we can
But
leave in the morning, or
according
you can
to
get on the ship if you mind. a
at
little
least
less
my
comfortable.
family, but I've seen other families do it too.
grounds to stay in,
It's
you can
7
make for sea now.
seafood dishes.
Clovis Concord
7
maybe
Feast
did
of the
well
7
tonight.
fishes. But like I said,
And sleep on
7
the ship while it's-
items. So we
Will
do
we get to that storm before we
salmon,
wake?
Here's the only
tuna.
thing. Every time we go on the fucking
I think
sea,
cod, calamari,
Superchat,
shrimp,
shit goes south.
scallops.
Right? So we could
And
get attacked in the middle of the night.
something
We can all
else.
sleep with your fucking armor on. That can go real
But
sideways.
there's like so many things
Could
we
be
do.
here by the morning.
We probably have more than 7. I'm pretty sure there's more than 7. But
All I need
because
is a
I
short
was not
rest. That's all I need.
feeling good,
Let's sleep with our armor
we ended up
on.
just doing
Looking out there, and you know,
a
like knowing
seafood
it's near the
salad
eastern
with
Broken
like
Bank,
1
it's
fish.
on decent weather.
Because like I said,
it
it'll
is
just all go bad. If like
the better
I'm not
part of the
eating
day to
it,
get there.
my dad can't eat
We
it
get a
all.
night's rest.
So it'll end up going
While
bad.
they're
So my
having this
sister was
debate,
like, "We're
I
freezing
tap
this
Bo and
shit."
say, "I'll be right back," and I fly off.
And now I get to eat it all.
Give me a charcuterie plate to go.
Okay,
A
I head
charcuterie?
towards Yusa's tower.
Okay.
I love
Over the
seafood,
Tide
but
Peak Tower.
barely
And I'm
eat
gonna
fish.
just
Yeah,
strafe
seafood
it
is
and
my
float
favorite.
halfway up the height of it.
Seafood
and
by
use the ring of
far.
Telepathy.
Steak
Yusa,
is up there.
it's Caleb Widogast.
If I had a
Are you at home
choice
right now?
between seafood or steak, it'd be a toss-up. But
What do you need, Caleb Widogast?
as
Are you
a
aware
like
of the
steak is
storm
steak.
on the
Like
horizon?
there's one
I am.
thing.
I'm looking into it
Seafood, I'll eat
currently.
everything and
Something
anything. Seafood.
strange
I love
and evil seems to
clams,
have taken root in the
mussels,
ocean. Do you know anything
oysters,
about that, Caleb
shrimp,
Widogast?
scallops,
Funny
any kind of
story,
fish, octopus. I eat
we're
octopus
headed
all
there
the
now.
time.
We
There's a
may
place I
have
go that
to
has these
trigger
giant sauteed tentacles.
Well, I
love
appreciate that some
seafood.
people are willing to clean up their own messes.
I don't know that we're coming back. Maybe not. Got anything that can help fight a Titan?
Got anything that could
I
fight a
don't know what I would
Titan?
have to
Like and
offer that
subscribe
you
if you haven't,
don't
everybody. We're
already
at
have at your
55 likes
disposal,
right now.
Caleb Widogast, though
20
Maybe
more.
some potions might be at your disposal.
And
be
crazy
so
things
grateful.
will happen. We have 15
A
minutes
moment
left.
later, at the edge of the tower, you see there is kind of a painting on the outside, like the faint outline of what looks
Can
like a
you do
balcony
sushi?
on the
Yes.
outside.
Reverse
That
unicorn.
you blink,
Usually
and
Fridays I do
it's a full
sushi.
balcony.
We
The
usually
curtains
end the
separate from it,
stream.
and Yusa
The
steps out
sushi
in this,
place
like,
by me
long,
closes at
lush,
11
kind of
o'clock.
bright golden
As long as I
robe that
order by
almost drags to the
10:30,
ground,
I'm good to go.
With this kind of a white.
So I usually finish
soft
up,
trim on
do a
it,
YouTube video
steps
or a
forward with
Patreon
leather
video if I
sachet,
gotta,
and hangs it over the edge.
and then I get sushi. But because I have so
You are
much
a wonderful
seafood in the
wizard.
freezer, I'm skipping
Dankeschön.
sushi tonight. But I usually do.
Don't study too much.
I get
Catching up too
Philadelphia
quick.
rolls. I usually
Turns
get
around
2
and walks back
Philadelphia
to the tower.
rolls and
Hope I
a
see you next
deluxe
week.
sashimi platter.
With that,
And I wrap my Philadelphia rolls in giant pieces of sashimi because I like a little bit of rice
downstairs part.
and stuff added. Look at this, we're getting all sorts of potions, healing potions. I like me a lot of meat. I'm a meaty person, so I want a lot lot of fish. So I wrap
so I catch up with the gang.
my Philadelphia rolls in assorted sashimi, and I smother it in wasabi.
I lost 5 hit
I get
points earlier. I really-
literally enough wasabi for like a
I have
family
3
of
extra.
10.
I'm gonna hold the
Every
big
time
one
I go,
because, you know,
I get like one of those. I get
I've
2
got a
of
big one
those
that I found.
containers that they give you the soy sauce in. 2
Pass it down.
completely filled with wasabi.
Yeah.
I get 2 of those, and I
Yeah.
smother my sushi and my sashimi in wasabi
Kingsley, why don't
to
you?
the point where I'm
Thank
crying
you.
and my nose is running, and I look
Are we
like
going
I
tonight
just
then?
watched the Titanic,
Maybe we should sleep on the boat.
but I'm really
You want to
just
trade these?
I do too.
We do it.
inhaling
I love
wasabi.
sleeping on a boat.
I don't. But I will.
Do we want to make
But tonight,
We
I will not
grab
be
that
doing
charcuterie
that.
plate for the boat?
Philadelphia roll
please.
is salmon
Okay, let's go
with
past the lava
cream
chateau on the way
cheese
to
An avocado?
We're at the docks.
I'm pretty sure that's pretty much
No,
it. Wrapped in
retcon.
rice.
I flew past
I think it's
the Lava
avocado,
Chateau and asked Blute for a charcuterie
smoked
plate.
salmon,
And a bowl of wine.
and cream
Okay.
cheese.
He kind of looks at you, big minotaur face, the head kind of cocked to the side.
That's the DM saying you should save before going into the next
Jester and friends.
in the next room.
Then it'll be done.
Special meal.
Inside out
you hear me yell
smoked
like,
salmon, cream cheese, and a cucumber. That's what it is. I was gonna say the avocado doesn't sound right.
Well,
I
my
eat
lady
it all
comes
the
up
time, but I wrap it in so
and you
much
see this
fish. I
gorgeous
honestly
charcuterie
forgot
plate
what
on,
was
like,
in it.
like beautiful.
I dig the
porcelain,
cream
long,
cheese
square plate.
and the
kind
smoked
of-
salmon.
Here, tell her we miss her.
Honestly, I get it for the
Don't
cream
mind me,
cheese
and I put
because,
down a
like I
bunch of
said, I wrap
amber,
it in sashimi
what else?
anyway, so I already got plenty of fish.
Hanging around my neck.
The
Fly off the
salmon
roof with
helps
this
because
potion.
it's smoked.
thing
I
you
think
hear
the
is you
salmon
dart
I
off.
get isn't smoked.
That was weird.
And the sashimi isn't smoked. So the smoked with the regular salmon
Okay, I have meat and
and the
potions.
cream cheese is what does it for me.
Did you get the wine? Did you hear me say get wine?
I heard you say.
And I'll get 2
Wine.
rolls.
Yeah.
So I have enough
What
for
good is a
almost
charcuterie
1
plate without
sashimi per
wine?
roll.
I got wine in the haversack.
Do you?
Yeah.
Not? Do you still have stuff in your, in your
Where I
fridge?
come from, a deluxe sashimi platter gives
I
you
still nip every
16
once in a while.
pieces of
I actually
sashimi.
have your
So I have like 4
Yeah,
extra.
I know. I just have.
on the side.
A long time ago, I had a everlasting flask of sherry made.
The
I
everlasting
don't like that
flask of
heavy stuff
sherry,
anymore.
everybody.
I just drink sherry. It's just a little.
Right.
I
I've
dig
done
it.
the heavy
I
stuff.
dig
What's
it.
the heavy stuff?
Philly roll is the name
I don't
after
know.
the cream
Actually, I haven't
cheese,
had it.
Carrot
not
Try it.
the city.
Well, I
yes,
recommend it.
Philadelphia cream
Moonshine.
cheese. Never had a
get on the boat
sushi
then?
Get on the boat. Have
with cream cheese. It's
One
pretty
night
good. I could do avocado. I usually
Borrow
get a
last
lot
night,
of avocado
maybe.
sushi.
I wonder if the
If I'm
boat
getting
has
with
milk.
friends and we're not doing
Hope so.
sashimi, almost every
You can
roll I
milk
get
me.
besides the Philadelphia roll will have avocado of some sort. I love avocado. My ex-girlfriend Michelle, that comes in the live streams, used to just get avocado rolls because they'll give you extra if you get just
Finishes its
avocado.
business.
I pour
She
out
used
a
to
little
get just
toast,
like avocado rolls,
lay out the charcuterie
and then
tray.
we'd use the sashimi.
I'm gonna send a message to my mom just telling her, oh shit, after the toast.
After the toast, oh, I
To
already drank.
unfinished business.
To unfinished business, which was the name of part 1. Cheers to nothing because I drank. I saved a drink
Isn't it weird
the
how we
entire
always
live
all
stream,
of
but
us
then
whisper
because
his
we
name
did
anytime
the extra
another
20
person
minutes,
approves
I had
us? I was gonna
already
ask about
drank
that,
it.
actually. It's
So I have
strange.
nothing to
Long
cheers.
time running game.
But on to unfinished business.
I like to think of the noise.
If I'm going out, I usually
yum.
get
No, I got the
unagi.
stomachache from eating
I've
so
heard
those
of that, but I
candy
don't know
before.
exactly what that is.
Association.
I probably know what it is if you told me, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I missed the monster
sound
roll
of
from my
ocean
favorite
water
place,
slapping the
which
side of
is
the ship
gone
as you
now. That's
set off
right.
southward
Ninja, when was that?
into
Wasn't
the
that in the
city
last
ocean
year where your favorite
towards
place
the
closed?
Sylvain Islands.
I
As you
can't
begin
do
to rest
eel.
into your space for the night to
It's
rest.
the
You said you wanted to
texture.
go ahead and message your mother.
I did. I just want to tell her.
Eel, I think
Mama.
Ninja, from what I remember, Ninja loves eel.
Cow.
I'll do eel, but it's not my
Mama.
favorite. It's probably my least favorite. Eel is probably my least favorite, but I'll have
Nicodemus is
it.
in
Like if people
danger,
get it for the
sort
table,
of. Can
I'll
you
eat
go
the
live with
shit
Papa
out of that
for a little
eel.
bit? Just get out of the city, okay? Love you.
Love you, Mama. The Ruby of the Sea, the great and glorious. Last month, yeah, it was
Thank you
very
for
recent.
letting me know.
2
I
of
have
my
friends
favorite
that can say
sushi
this.
places closed
Maybe
during
not
pandemic.
Papa for the
I
moment,
used to get
but
sushi
I
from these
will stay
places all the
safe.
time. The one I go to now is honestly pretty good
You stay
compared,
safe.
and I would have never found it
Love
if it
you.
wasn't for the others closing. But I still think
Can you also message
the one that
Yeza and
closed,
tell
one of the
him
2 that closed
to
during
take the
pandemic, both
campers
were great, but one
maybe
was
on a
like my
field trip-
favorite
A
ever.
field trip to hire.
That was the one I told you guys.
They can
They
practice
did no
their
notice to
hikes.
anybody. They never
They can
told
make a
anybody they were going out of
shelter, make a
business.
whole, like,
They
weekend
made
of
it
it.
Send a message
pretty much to
to
the end of
Yeza.
pandemic, and then
It's
I
just
came to pick up my sushi, and the lady came outside to give it to me because you couldn't go inside during pandemic. She came outside and was like, "Can I give you a hug?" Because I was going there for like 10 years, like every week, like 2-3 times a week. And she was like, "I know it's like bad out there, and pandemic was like at the tail end of pandemic." And she's like, "Can I hug you? Because we're closing our doors tonight, and I'm never gonna see you again." And I was like, "This is the saddest thing
If we're
ever."
doing any more business,
And she
before the
gave me
end
a
of the night,
hug.
Are we doing more business?
And I never saw her.
I don't think so.
No, it was good as late.
Going to sleep?
What are you doing?
I had a quick thing.
She actually was like, "Give me your email."
Once it's a little late,
because
I'm going
in
to
case
very
we
gently
ever
start
reopen
knocking
another
on
location, I'll email you.
your 2 rooms.
I was like that good of a
Those 2 rooms.
customer, and I like would
Yeah.
bullshit with them, and like when they were actually open and go there, I would hang there for like hours
What?
with groups of people.
Thank you. And I'm going to open and sit
And I gave her my email.
No, come in.
I guess they
make
never
yourself
reopened
comfortable.
because I
Are you
never
awake?
heard from her again.
Yeah, I opened the fucking door. Of course I'm awake.
Excellent. I just thought it'd be polite to ask.
What's up?
I pass the whiskey.
There's a really good place near me,
I was
but it's
curious
cash only, so I have not
before all
had
of
it in
this
a while.
goes
That's
down
the
and
one
one
I'm
of the two of
talking
you,
about,
if not both
Michael,
of you die.
was cash only. Well, actually, I think they took credit
I was
card, but if
hoping
you
at some
paid,
point
they had a
to
sushi. Wednesday was sushi night, and
about
I think
Molly.
sushi night was cash only because they would do ridiculous
Okay.
deals. It'd be like half price everything, and some
What were
things
your
were like
impressions?
75% off. We would hang there. It was BYOB, so we'd bring tanks of wine. But that night was cash
very-
only.
You know, a little eccentric, fun, caring, wonderful person to talk to about.
I have to
a
start
lot of
working on
things.
new Japanese food when I go.
You know, Kingsley,
there
it's
in
weird
2026.
because, when you came back as Lucian,
One of my friends
everything that we
taught
did.
English
Yes.
in Japan, and went there and lived there.
It was
Neil
described
knows
to us
if
that
Neil's
you
still
were a
here.
soul that
Kevin,
was
how long
fractured
was Kevin
across
in Japan,
time
Neil?
and
Like
space.
5 years, 10 years? He was there a while. One of our friends,
And
a little
depending
younger than
on
me.
which
Actually, he's my age.
part of
He
that
went
shard
to Japan to teach English
came
to
in
Japanese children, younger
leading the
children, like
charge.
high school, maybe middle school.
kind of shaped who you.
And he was
ended
there
up
a
being.
while. Marion
you're
Ravenwood
still
in
cut
the
from
house.
the same
Hello
cloth.
to Marion Ravenwood.
So in every form that
I was just talking about you,
we've
Michelle.
known you in,
I was talking about sushi.
honestly, there's a lot of similarities.
I was saying how we used to get sushi and you would get
Actually,
avocado
why I
rolls.
ask?
It seems
Didn't you get sweet potato rolls too? Was that you?
you seem to.
Someone used to get sweet potato
embody
rolls. I'm pretty
that
sure it was
balance
Michelle.
between nature and nurture.
And now I have the hiccups.
Well, I have been thinking about it, and I've been trying to figure
Yeah,
out
it's easier to use a card
where
now.
the other 2 went wrong.
Yeah, now most of the time I just use a credit card. I used to pay cash,
And,
and even places that
one of the things I was going to
didn't
ask
give
is what was
discounts
something
or took credit card, I would
that either
always
you
pay
didn't like
cash.
or that was a problem with
Now
Molly.
everything's just
I know
card. Most places I
more
go to
about
now are like
Lucian at this point.
cash.
I've actually been
like
talking to
it's an
Caduceus on the
oddity if you
side.
pay cash.
And every now and then, Captain will talk about that fight, but not the other way. And every now and then,
Oh my
Jester
God,
will
I
talk
want
about
sushi.
Molly,
Yes,
but it's
sweet potato rolls, avocado
what you would
roll.
expect from her.
I was saying I'm not doing sushi
But I'm
tonight
trying to make new mistakes.
because I have a freezer
Promise.
loaded with seafood I gotta get
One thing that
rid
is
of
certain is that you are
because
always
of Vigilia. When I
quite
had food
passionate.
poisoning, I wasn't able to eat all the seafood.
I think it really depends.
So we froze
on
it. It's not been sitting
What
there for 2
captures your
weeks.
interests
Well, it
and what
has
you
been
become
frozen.
passionate about. That seems to be the strongest influence. And just as anyone can fall into the wrong crowd or on the wrong path,
I like the music. The music is great.
I think it just depends on the choices
When you
make.
visit Marion, we will have
What you choose to
sushi.
follow.
I have it at least once a week.
So far,
If it's not, if it wasn't for the holidays,
I mean, you're still
I would have
kind
it
of
like
an
2
insufferable
times a
asshole,
week
just
minimum.
like Molly was.
But when the holidays come around, there's just so
And
much food.
Lucian.
So I've been told,
But
politely.
Polite.
I can see Jester, and I can see
Marion, I was going to ask you before.
I can see
Do you have
Caduceus
a date you're visiting?
the way
I
that
know you
they're
said you were wanting to come
rubbing
home,
off
but
on you.
did you plan a trip yet?
I
in the near
realized
future?
at the beginning that I was running from everything that had happened before, and that's something that the other 2 had done, and so it was probably something I didn't want to do again, which is why I'm asking. It'd be better to... If you think of them as parents, I've been told that the best thing you can do is do just slightly better than them. And, honest to the gods, that is actually what I'm trying to do. I don't necessarily know what it's going to look like.
Honest to the gods.
I have thoughts. Some that I think that
You always paying
either
someone
one of
else
them
to
might
pay for
approve
your
of,
own
that
shit
you might
because it's
approve of,
easier.
and I want to make sure you know that
I only pay
if nothing but
credit
out
card
of
where there's
respect
no
for my family,
discount
for my
because
parents,
it's just easier and you get points. So many of
We
my
always
credit
have a
cards now
fair
give you crazy points if you use your credit card. So it isn't necessarily that it's
say that
easier. It's that you literally
sometimes
make
when
money
you're
if
on
you
a
pay with
path,
your card at a lot of places.
You have
But
two
there are
ways to
places I go that give cash discounts. If
Just
they give
try
cash
to keep in
discounts, I always pay
mind that
cash. Like a lot of the restaurants by me, they'll
Try
be
to
like,
go
if you pay
towards the
cash, you
good
get like
decision.
5% off.
You know?
And I'll drop
This
like
is
50,
something that
60
I do
bucks.
so
So
I can show them.
5%.
Oh, well, all
I
right.
mean, you save a couple
don't go
bucks.
to the
If you go
dark
with a couple people, you'll
path.
save like 10 or 20
Because
bucks.
Molly sort of
If you go to like a
teetered,
bar and you have some
Lucian
drinks and
just
stuff,
did a full
that's when I'll pay
sprint.
cash.
that was
Cash
some very poor
discounts.
decisions.
Let's
Otherwise,
just try to,
credit
you
cards
know,
give you
keep
points.
going another way.
It makes sense to use them.
A little
Every
bit of
year, I get like
selfishness is
thousands
good
of
for
dollars
survival.
in cash
I will
back
say
for
every
my
version
credit
of me
cards because I use it for
definitely
the
loves an audience.
arcade. I do all the
A lot of
shopping and stuff.
selfishness
I end up with like literally
alienates everyone
at least
around you.
$1,000 cash back
I
every
try
year
and-
by using my credit cards.
I try and be a good person for whatever I think that is. I take care of the crew. I work hard. If you're working with somebody for someone, you take care of them. But, you know, sometimes that means
Back to the Future 40-year
a little
anniversary
violent.
this October.
make some
I'll inquire.
unfortunate
to Ray.
decisions. But I think you know that.
Do you have a big enough place we could stay, or we
Nothing
got to
wrong
rent a
with little bit of
hotel?
violence. It's healthy.
Can we stay with you, TJ?
You seem to have a healthy
and his
respect
mother.
for Jester and the captain.
Definitely, Jester, yes.
And if I ever see you fucking change that or falter, I'll fucking kill you. Again.
Again, you will die.
I think that's
They
pretty
have
fair.
the Enchantment Under the Sea dance at the original filming
There will
location
always be
and
respect.
a meetup
It may not
at the
always look like
Twin
it, but I
Pines
promise
Mall.
there will always be
40
respect. They taught
years,
me
that's
most
crazy.
of everything I know.
I'll be 44.
I appreciate
'Cause
that.
I'll-
and both
October
of you
7th, I'll turn
honestly
44,
not tired, but like
and it's
you'd
October
rather be doing
25th.
other things. I'll take that. Oh, did you bring wine too? I will take that
did.
as
You want
well.
some? Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
it's
that's
We're
fine.
down to a couple minutes,
Night.
everybody.
Just on the
Like
line,
and
that wine, by the
subscribe
way,
if
is
you
really
haven't.
good.
I just wanted yours.
Lionette's
Traumas.
wine
All right, bye.
is being passed all
Night.
around. If they give cash discounts,
With
they
that,
don't
you all can
just.
get a long rest.
They
As you
don't.
travel,
You're just paying
the
the
exhaustion and
processing
the
fees.
tension in the day
But you
catches
don't,
you into an
Daniel.
early night's sleep.
You don't. That's what I'm saying. Some places factor in
Before
the
the
processing
sun
fees, whether you pay cash or card. It doesn't matter.
The ship is noticeably
That's what I'm talking
rocking,
about. If they give a cash discount, that means they're deducting the processing
and the
fees.
sound of waves
A lot of places I go
impacting
to
the side of
don't
the ship becomes
deduct regardless.
an
So
arrhythmic
you're paying
drum.
whether you pay for card or not. So
Occasionally you hear
if you
the
go to a
distant
place that
rumble of
doesn't give a
lightning,
cash discount,
and you hear members
you're
of the
gonna pay
Decelibus running
the
up and
processing
down
fee
the
regardless.
deck.
The credit card company
catch
doesn't
the
charge you;
phrase,
they charge the place.
Storm's moving north.
You don't get
We're gonna
charged the
get there
processing
sooner.
fee as a card user.
All hands on deck.
The place who you charge the card at does. So in essence,
that,
you
hear the
do
wind
make money
picking up.
if
How
they
long
don't
rest
give
is right
cash
when we got
discounts.
You got a long
Believe
rest.
me, I have done the math, my friend.
But as you begin
when
to
it comes
glance
to
out to
expenses
inspect,
and business
Indeed,
transactions,
the dark storm
I am
clouds
correct
above
on this one.
have taken the entire horizon around you. There's a faint bit of light, like the sunrise itself is trying to creep through the storm, but the rain is too strong as it pours down onto the deck around you, the waves crashing and distant lightning.
At least in New Jersey, that's the way it is.
In one
I don't know,
flash,
maybe
not
other
far from you,
states
you
are
swear
different.
you see the 6 or 7 different ships on the horizon, and you can hear the distant sounds, boof, 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 of cannon fire.
Cannon fire. We're all
You
about
see
to
Captain Adela spinning
battle.
her wheel at the top, saying,
All right, we're making our way. To
Making our
whatever
way.
this is. Oh, I'm excited.
Somebody said it.
as the ship pushes on, the tension growing. Within you, you can feel that cold sense getting stronger and stronger, and you can't tear your eyes away from the horizon. You see the flashes of cannon light and another flash of lightning, and you swear in a moment you saw something else out there.
I can't wait till we
Something
see Ukatoa.
And long and familiar. That's where we're gonna go to break.
I knew it was ending soon.
No.
Fuck her up.
Well,
Oh shit, dude.
if we were wondering. Okay.
Coming back here in a moment. We'll see you in a few moments. Hang around, sit tight.
So
We'll
you're
see you there.
saying what I did. I'm not sure. Oh. I don't think I am. If they give cash discounts, they don't. You're just paying the processing fee. But I don't know if it's the same in other states. Like, say I go to a place and it's $22 for something. Whether I pay cash or credit card, it is exactly $22, unless the place advertises a cash discount. So if I use my credit card, I don't pay a processing fee. It is exactly $22, whether I pay cash or card. But now I get points back, which at the end of the year adds up to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, because I use a lot of it for company stuff, like business-related purchases. So the processing fee, there is processing fees on credit cards, but it's charged to the business, not myself. That's why people offer cash discounts, because, like, for instance, the sports bar I go to, they'll go, if you pay credit card, it's 3% more for a credit card, aka you get a cash discount if you pay cash. You're really paying the real price. They're in an essence adding 3% with a card, but everyone pays card. But my point is, a lot of places I go to don't give cash discounts, meaning that you're automatically paying the processing fee, or there is just not a processing fee that they're putting back on the customer. So like I said, if you pay cash, it's $22. If you pay credit card, it's $22. You're getting the points. So I'm going to use my credit card in circumstances like that, because I'm not getting charged the processing fee. Whether or not they're adding it into the bill, I'm still paying it when I pay the cash, is my point. So there's basically every place I go to, I know if they have a cash discount or not. So I prepare myself. So like if I go to the sports bar by my house, you'll save legitimately like 10 or 20 bucks by paying cash. But there's another place I go that's down the street that doesn't give you a cash discount. So if, say, the bill's $200, I'll use my credit card, because whether I pay cash, it's $200, or whether I use card. And if I use card, they're eating the processing fee, I guess, because it's a nicer place, and I get the points. And I'm going to pay the exact same amount to the penny if I use my card or my cash. That's my point. And believe me, I've done the math. It's not like they're adding in a processing fee that I'm not seeing or something. It's just some places charge enough where the processing fee, I guess, is factored into the overall scheme of things. But those are the places that should probably offer cash discounts, because I would pay cash. But then at the same token, I wouldn't get points. Either way, it all works out. But that is the only reason I use credit cards nowadays. The only reason I use credit cards nowadays is because of points. Otherwise, I'd pay cash with everything, because there's no reason. At the end of the month, I just got to remember to pay a credit card bill. Just watched the Red Letter Media on Galaxy Quest, and all I could hear is, explain it to him as if you would a child. Jay's definitely wrong. You ain't getting over nobody will... You ain't getting over nobody with a credit card. That is 100% correct. I am positive. I do it all the time, every year. Whatever you want to believe. I'm telling you, I am right. If you go to a place that doesn't give a cash discount, and you will pay the same amount of money whether you pay cash or credit, there is no processing fee added in unless stated. Some places will say it. Some places will say, if we don't give a cash discount, but if you pay a credit card, there's a 3% processing fee. Therefore, in a sense, you are getting a cash discount. I'm positive. This is 100%. Jay hasn't had a drink, and Jay is very good with finances. So I'm telling you, I am right. They might not offer a cash discount, but they're basically adding 3 or 4% as a processing fee if you pay by card. Therefore, you're getting a cash discount. It's the same thing. But some places will be like, nope, whether you pay cash or credit, flat fee, same thing. Those are the places I use credit cards. It is 100% accurate. I promise you. If you don't believe me, then don't worry about it. Jay, we might need a theme for Ren Fair. We might have like 5 of us show up at least. I'm fine with it. Defending his sobriety, he must be serious. Yes. If I was drunk, I would have questioned whether I was talking. I would have still agreed with what I'm saying, but I would have questioned whether I said it right or not. But being as I have not drank, in a day and a half. I am 100% sure I worded that correctly. It's supposed to be the patrons after the last president's term changed it. I don't know what that's referring to. It's on the top of my to-do list for this year. I just forgot I had the wedding last year, like one does, because the invites are so far ahead of time. We're talking about Ren Fair here. That's almost my birthday. Lace Up and Vero are able 80% to go to Ren Fair. The more the merrier. If people want to go to Ren Fair, I'm totally down with it. Businesses get charged the fees, not the patron usually. Yes, see, Lace Up is confirming what I said. As a business, you get charged the processing fees. It is then up to the business to give you a cash discount or to add a processing fee. But either way, you are getting a cash discount. But like I said, some places don't. Some places just like eat the processing fee and tack it into the overall price. So therefore, if you're paying cash, you're actually getting screwed over. There's many places I go like that, where I'd be like, I'm basically paying a processing fee by paying cash, which is why I started paying card. Businesses can hide and tuck cash a whole lot easier than you can with cards. I am on board. Lesapaki is right. At the arcade, we are cash only. We have never, ever accepted a credit card at the arcade. It has been open since 1985, 84, almost as old as I am. We have never once accepted a credit card at the arcade. It is cash only, because if you accept only cash, it is so much easier to, one, do your finances, and two, to not have to worry about the government sniffing up your butt. But no one wants to trust front with cash. No one want to trust front with cash. I don't know what that means. Then arcade day the next day for some of us. Yeah, we could do arcade day too. Post 2017. It's supposed to, that's what Ninja was saying. It's supposed to be the patrons after the last president term changed it. However it is, if you read the fine print, everywhere I go will explain to you this. When you pay a check, it'll say in the front window, or it'll say on the check, it'll say you are charged a 3% processing fee, or if you pay cash, you get a cash discount. But either way, believe me, when it comes to money, Jay is probably more accurate with finances than anything else in his life, because I grew up poor and I do everything in my power to save a buck. I'm not cheap, but I will do everything in my bill. Like if there's cash discount, I'm paying cash. I will find a way to pay cash. I try to save money wherever I can. And when you're running businesses, you got to cut corners places. Pretty sure I got Jay into them. I love Red Letter Media. I don't know. Actually, you might have. I've been watching Red Letter Media for a while, but I remember Michelle. I don't know if you got me into them. I honestly can't say for sure or not. I remember Mr. Plinkett. People were telling me about Mr. Plinkett, and I think I randomly came across Red Letter Media for something else. And then people were like, and Michelle might have been one of them, where they were like, I've been telling you to watch this channel forever. It's Mr. Plinkett. But I got into it because of something else. And then Mr. Plinkett, I found out like later on, was part of Red Letter Media. I've seen Jay shop at Ren Fair. He is not cheap. Yeah, I spend lots of money. But Michael, do I not negotiate to the extreme? Every place we go, even if it's a good deal, there is no place I will go that I won't negotiate. I'm just like that. It's just ingrained in me that I'm always bartering. I'm always negotiating. And I will pay cash. Michael knows. I take a lot of cash to Ren Fair. And if there is a cash discount, like that's a good example. At Ren Fair, lots of places will be like, oh, you're paying cash, I'll knock off the tax. And they won't even charge you the tax because it's all like, ma and pop type businesses. You'll save a buttload of money if you pay cash at a Ren Fair. So Michael has seen it firsthand. I did. I showed you them. LOL. I believe you. Michelle's probably right. Marion Ravenwood. It's very possible. I remember, I actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I think you were like, Chris used to watch it, or your ex, Chris, used to watch it. And then you showed me maybe Mr. Plinkett. And then later, I just feel like I started watching other things and then didn't realize Mr. Plinkett was part of it. But it's very possible you introduced it to me. Red Letter Media is probably one of my favorite channels. It's just they don't put up enough content. I'm lucky if I see one video a month. And usually they're great, but it's like one a month. I have to like look forward to it. We have this fun tourist tax in Niagara that is hidden in bills, and if you don't know about it, you end up overpaying for a ton of things in tourist areas. Well, that's like, I read everything nowadays, because when I would go to Wildwood, like my shore town, when I would go to Wildwood, they would charge, like I said, it's not a cash discount, but they'll write like, we add 5% if you pay by card. But you don't know unless you read the sign. And most of the time I'm at places where I'm drinking and I'm not really like paying attention, and you'll just read the bill and tip accordingly and throw down a card or something if you're with a group of people. But it, like, some places charge like even though a processing fee could be like 3%, 4%, some places will charge you double that just to cover the hassle of using a card, I guess. But yeah, no, that's crazy in itself that some places do that. Lace Up Niagara Falls, Niagara. I love it up there. I once went on a drinking binge and woke up in Niagara missing a sock, both boots still on. It's 100% a scam. Yeah, you just got to pay attention to what people are charging you. But most of the time I do, especially if I'm places, like I go to the same places locally all the time. So I know the routines at most of my local places. But like, yeah, if you're going outside of the state or the country, like when I went to Puerto Rico, I didn't want to carry a lot of cash, but I feel like everything was charged up out the wazoo if you paid by credit card. Lace Up has his own barrel. Yes, he does, going off the falls. Lace Up has his own barrel for going off the falls. But yes, whoever wants to go, you know, you got plenty of time. Ren Fair is October 5th. It's a Saturday. My brother will be visiting. I said we do it every year. This will be our 4th straight year. This past year was our 3rd, and I had my throat illness, so you know, we made do. I didn't have a single drink. It was my sober Ren Fair. And then I didn't have a drink for an entire month after that because of my throat. But then I was given the green light on November 5th, and then I've not stopped since until today because I need to calm the hell down on my drinking. Lace Up is 20 minutes away from Niagara. All right, everybody. On that note, I think I'm going to say goodnight to everybody because I am starving. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I want to eat and try to go to bed early. I was going to try to get up in the morning and run. I was telling Michelle earlier, I was talking to her on text, and I was like, I literally haven't drank since yesterday morning, and like afternoon. I went to lunch, I had a couple beers, and then I was like, all right, I need to chill, and I haven't drank since. And I was like, now I'm almost, by tomorrow, I'll be 2 days sober. That's huge for Jay, to not drink for 2 straight days. That is huge. But it's Saturday. I said that weird. It's Saturday, and there's the final week of football. There's 2 games on at 4:30 and 8. I don't think I'm going to drink, but I was going to get up early, and I was going to go running for the first time in like a year. I don't think I've ran since like March of last year. I think right around St. Patrick's Day was the last time I went running. And I was going to get up early and go run around the lake by my house, which is what I normally do. And then my sister told me it is supposed to possibly snow overnight. So I don't know if that'll be possible. Because one, it'll either be freezing cold or there'll be snow on the ground. So I don't know if that actually is happening. Let me look at the weather right now while we're all on the stream together to see if Jay is going to go running in the morning. The Weather Channel. Let's see what the weather says. Winter storm, heavy snow and ice. Well, it says nothing. Let's see. Tonight, let's go to Saturday. It is telling me. Whoop. What is this nonsense? It's trying to sell me Jeeps. The Weather Channel is trying to sell me Jeeps. I don't want your Jeep. It's supposed to be the hourly, but where did it go? What is happening here? I want my hourly. Oh, there. Okay. My bad. I mean, right now it's saying 0. It's saying it's going to be really friggin' cold. But it's saying no chance of snow, but possible drizzling and ice. So I should be all right. But it's supposed to be tomorrow morning. Like I usually go like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. It's going to be 25 degrees outside. So maybe I'll skip running tomorrow for the first time. I want to get back on track, but I also don't want to be miserable. And if it's freezing rain and 25 degrees, that ain't great. I have an elliptical machine. Maybe I'll use that. I don't know. But I got to get back into the swing of being not a drunken lunatic. Have a great week, everyone. I will drink to you all in Monday. For my birthday. Ninja, happy birthday Monday. We'll see you on Friday, but Ninja's birthday is Monday, everybody. That's what treadmills are for, Marion. That's what I have the elliptical still. Maybe I'll use the elliptical. But I'll say goodnight to everybody now. We have Clever Name I Made, Lace Up Hockey, The Do JB, Michael, and Veroji, my moderators. I love you all. Thank you for all you do. We have Ninja Master. Happy birthday on Monday. Marion Ravenwood, thank you for dropping in. My good friend Neil, Holly Mac 79. I know Little Paramonster was in here. Star, I hope you're feeling better. You were losing focus and taking 3 hours to drink a Mike's Hard Lemonade, but we love you as well. Amy and David France, if you're out there. Daniel O'Day. And then I hit a wall. We got Reverse Unicorn, who jumped in a couple times. Good to hear from you as well. The Chimicky Perro was here. I think I said my good friend Neil. Anybody else? If I missed you, right down below. Colvin. I always seem to pass over Colvin, but Colvin, I love you with all my soul. Thank you for all the puff passes and pizza lands and wizardry. And if I missed you, I'm going back down. Oh, Risa Costa. I forgot Risa. Emily Mary came in late. That's right. And I think I got mostly everybody. If I missed you, you know I love you. And I will see you next week. Is it Friday yet? Is it? Oh my God. This whole time it says I am a cat. The whole time over here, I am a cat.